And then I'll add the score back into my title real quick. And then it's time for orientation. You guys ready? Let's jump on over and do an orientation with all the gamers and get started for the slam. It's time.
Let's try more.
I'm muting everybody real quick. Sorry. If they're talking, I'm so sorry. They don't... I'm not listening to them so that I can edit something real quick. Sorry. You don't get to hear them. They got muted real quick. All right. Shall we? Let me hop in there, chat room. It's going to be loud. I'm just warning you. If the Discord's loud, I'm sorry. Just tell me and I'll turn it down.
Yeah, everyone's so tiny.
Howdy,
Yeah,
hello.
everyone's so fucking tiny.
Hey, everybody.
How
How
I
goes
fit
it?
you guys in.
Hello.
What up, what up, what up?
Hi.
Flay, what's up, dude?
Let me see.
Hello.
Are,
Not much. How are you?
are we missing
I'm
anybody?
doing good. How's my goat doing?
I'm ready to hit someone with sandblast today.
Let's go.
You and 3 other Lukes.
I
There's
know.
like 5 Lukes here. It's
There's too
insane.
many Luke.
Well, I don't know why you guys like Luke, but you guys need to stop.
Boom,
That guy's on,
divorce.
dude.
The
Yeah,
reason
Luke's
I played
sick.
Luke is because
Forearms.
Box taught me this insane combo that goes light, sandblast. So I just stuck
Wait,
with Luke.
really?
I figured I was in too
Oh,
deep.
wow.
The best combo in his arsenal.
Yeah, he
I like
taught
his
you his secret
arms.
weapon.
I feel like after that, I was too invested.
All right. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming here and slamming. Are we missing anybody? Did you see any of your teammates missing or not in a channel? I'm not kidding.
No.
Yeah. No.
I'm not seeing Hunty here.
Wow, you just snitched immediately. Love that. We gotta keep that energy up. Keep that energy up. I need you to do that again.
Teammates here?
Yeah. Keep that up. Make sure you do that again. All right. Yeah. Anybody else snitch for 1 gift sub? Will you snitch on your teammates?
1 gift sub. Albert's playing.
1 gift sub.
Albert's not here. Okay.
Like intentional.
He's been playing TFT for like 20 minutes, man.
What?
Thanks, Snitch, for 1 sub. Dang.
That's crazy, dude.
Wait, he's here.
It's so fast, man.
Wow, 1
This
gift
is
sub is
happy
all it
place,
took.
dude. Leave him alone.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I'm
Hello.
bad
You're
at
in
secrets.
trouble. Welcome.
You're a wanted man. You know that.
I've noticed one of my teammates isn't here, but I'm not saying anything.
Who?
SK, do
Snitch,
a 1
dude.
gift sub.
Sometimes people tell the truth,
Oh wait,
okay?
I see.
For 1 gift sub.
And we'll give you
Honest.
2 gift subs if you snitch now. SK.
5
Two
gift
gift
subs.
subs. I don't know. That sounds good.
You said 5.
There's no negotiating here. We're not
One
negotiating.
free
gift subs
win.
and tries.
1 free win.
I know who's missing from
1
your
free
team.
dub.
I know who's
That's
missing from your
crazy.
team. He's always missing from your team.
No, you don't. You would have no idea if I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
to
you
me
wouldn't know who that
anyway.
is.
I
You need this
scrolled.
information.
I scrolled the list and checked who's here for S and said I knew it. I mean, like,
Oh,
it's
that's
the same.
One extra point. Just 1 extra point. That's all I ask.
You'll just you can get points.
Wait,
You just have to win.
handicap points?
There's enough of you here. If they're not here, they'll figure it out. Howdy, everybody. First of all, welcome, and thanks for playing in the Slam. I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you to spend your time playing Street Fighter last week and this week, and then hopefully afterwards if you have a lot of fun. I appreciate you all being here. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having
guys.
Thanks for the invite.
Having us.
Today should be really simple. I know it's probably a little scary. I say that, and you're all. I've seen the chats. You're all vomiting everywhere and very scared and a little nervous. But it's gonna be very simple and very straightforward and very fun. So the way the Slam works, especially today and Friday, it's the exact same thing both days. So whatever happens today, you'll be doing the exact same thing Friday. Is you'll be playing every other team in the tournament, and you'll be playing everybody else in an order that you can find on my stream. If you go to ! Bracket, it's there. And if you're wondering about the order for Friday, at the end of the bracket link, there's a 1. If you replace it with 2, that's Friday's bracket. So you can find the order in both ways. It's a round robin where you play every single other person on the other teams, right? So if you're the first seed, as an example, right, you will play all of the other first seeds in a row. So like our first round, we have Team JB versus Team Diaphone, Team El Chokote versus Team Shine, and Team Nephew versus Team Brian F. So it'll go in order of your skill from the newest player to your coach. Your coach will also be playing the other coach at the end. So it's like, can my dad beat up your dad at the end of the set, basically. And
yeah.
My dad definitely wins.
you'll play all of the teams like that. That's how it'll be today. And you'll play all 5 of the other teams. It'll take about 3.5 hours, maybe, I think, for us to get through all of this. We'll go super fast. If you have any questions, you can ask myself or the TOs. There's a tournament organizer role in the Discord you can add. They'll help you with everything, but it should be pretty straightforward. And it's kind of a rinse and repeat. Today is worth 3 points per win. So if you're brand new, the newest player on your team, you just started playing Street Fighter last week, you're worth 3 points per win. And your coach, who's been playing fighting games for 10 years, 15 years, however long, is also worth 3 points per win. So everybody on your team is equal. They're all worth the same amount of points. And for Friday, it's 5 points per win. So if you don't have a good
So
day
much.
today, it almost doubles on Friday. So after today, you know, you can go back, ask your coach, this person was just spamming this move. How do I beat this? What's going on? And then you can just go do some research, come back, try to get better for Friday. And then Friday, we'll finalize our seeding for the bracket on Sunday, which will be a normal double elimination bracket. You won't be playing every person from every team. It'll be a little different. But that's the plan for today and Friday. You will be stuck in front of an opponent. You'll play them. You'll fight to the death. It's first to 2 wins. And then afterwards, somebody will get teams points for their team. Is there any questions, any concerns, any clarifications anybody needs?
Oh, yes, I have a question.
Okay.
How do we determining who gets the left side? Not that I practice left only. Maybe I practice right.
Oh.
How do we determine that?
Sides,
Everyone just jump over?
sides don't matter in Street Fighter, but if you actually do care, you can RPS at the very beginning for your team and pick a side.
Okay, follow-up question.
Wait, you said it doesn't
Or we could do
matter?
coin. We'll do coin flip. Coin flip's probably
Yeah,
easier.
it doesn't really matter in Street Fighter.
It does
Okay,
not.
yeah, coin flip is fine. with me.
Yeah. Doki
We'll
has
do a
done
coin flip at the
irreparable
beginning.
damage to this community.
Yeah. What was your follow-up question?
I was gonna ask how we play RPS online.
Yeah, there's a website, but we'll just do a coin flip. You can do a coin flip.
Okay.
You can just role play the RPS.
Yeah. Pretend the coin flip's an RPS. Any other question?
No.
Not yet.
No.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Seems
it
like
should
we're
be
good.
pretty straightforward. And every team, I think, has returning slammers, either your coach or your players. So they'll probably kind of know the deal and maybe help you walk through it if you're new. It shouldn't be that complicated. We're going to stick someone in front of you. You go beat them up. Call it a day. So good luck out there. Everybody have fun. Thanks for playing. And if anything comes up at the TOs, at myself, at somebody, we can help you figure it out. Like I know Bricky was maybe having some issues getting here right on time. So he was like, can we play the order slightly later? So if you're playing Team Brian F first, there's a chance we might do it like second seeds first. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You know, there's a chance we might do something like that. We're pretty flexible about moving things around for today and Friday for the round robin day. But yeah, if anything else comes up, let us know. Otherwise, good luck out there, and I'll catch you gamers at the end of the day.
Sounds good.
Good luck,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good luck,
good
good
luck.
luck, good luck.
Have fun. Bye.
It's gonna be a bloodbath out there. All right, cool. Let me grab my co-commentator for you guys. I'll have him join the VC first.
Yeah, I'm in there. What's going on, man?
What up? Thanks for joining me. I was gonna tell you I didn't want to grab your camera before they heard your voice, because what if you're like over there picking your nose, picking your butt or something on stream? You know, I didn't want to catch you off guard.
Changing a diaper, you know, the typical dad things.
Typical
I did that
dad
today.
things.
Right. I was changing my daughter's diaper and she said to me, clean my butt, clean my butt. I'm like, where did you learn this?
Who taught you that? That's actually that's hilarious. Let me grab the camera for you. All right, cool. You're on camera. What up? This is Automatic. It's fellow coach of the Slam, fellow Street Fighter gamer. And I think you're very familiar with this format, this idea, and also an incredibly good coach, I think, in this game for people of all skill levels. I think you did a really good job last Slam with people of all skill levels. I was happy to have you on to do some commentary. How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm feeling fine. And Danny, thank you so much for having me. This event brings about a lot of great, beautiful emotions, and also the turmoil, the agonizing defeat of not only your own performance, but your friends you make along the way, the lifelong friends you make in the whole process of it. So, I mean, every tournament's like this. No matter if you're not first place, everybody's upset. But the way that people bond in this game, I still talk to Cat Link, Red Riot Ross, Roy Kiato, and all Sham Noel. We're like homies now. And one thing I want to mention is that how it really recreates this arcade feeling of hanging out with your best buds and all skill levels, all different backgrounds, and you all try to make something special happen. And no matter what, you're going to create these awesome memories. And hopefully get better at it, but also just really building that community. And I think you're doing an awesome job of cultivating that.
Yeah, I mean, the fighting games are so, like, we all know the experience of you just boot up rank and play by yourself, and like you're fighting an other being on the other end where you're just like, like you can't have love for that human almost, right? It's like so hard to even treat them with the same way. But stuff like this is so fun to me for that reason, where like you create rivalries that are like naturally like you want to beat someone else, and you know the other players in your tier, so you're kind of like scouting them and trying to figure them out and like trying to beat them, and you have your own teammates to rely on, and you're on the same team as them. You have that camaraderie and that feeling that you don't always have playing on a one-on-one game, you know.
Absolutely. Don't tell nobody, but I almost cried multiple times on stream when Cat Link defeated Scara. Oh my goodness. I had to like walk away and pretend like I was excited because I was about to burst out in tears. I'm not even like, but don't tell nobody though. I'm a, you know, I'm a 37-year-old dad now. Maybe things get to me like they used to, like, you know, I'm a little different now, but that emotional investment that happens during the process of helping somebody get better at a fighting game. I mean, it's hard to like, where do you find that anymore?
Yeah, I think the simple joy of like, you know, for us, there's like the little details of like, oh, cool, I found like a better meaty setup where I'm plus like this and I'm close enough to throw and I did this. Awesome. They're like, I learned how to block low. And you're like, oh, like there's just such the like the breakthroughs they have are so fundamental and huge, and like they happen so often, they occur so quickly. Whereas like when you played fighting games for a long time, they're so minute, and like sometimes it's theory, sometimes it's like, you know, actual stuff in the game. But seeing someone have big breakthroughs like that just constantly and have fun it's very refreshing, I think, if you played for a long time.
Yes, it doesn't feel special anymore if I anti somebody, but when I see somebody else do it for the first time in their life, and it becomes ingrained in their muscle memory, and then they start expanding upon that, and they start to see how all the blocks connect to one another, and you just see it happen in real time. Like I love, like, this game is amazing from, in my opinion, up until you get to about like maybe 1800, you start seeing the same things over and over again. But when you're at the lower levels and you're developing, you know what's about to happen. It's like we're off to the races. I don't know what I'm about to find out, and it's just always a surprise. And when you're involved with their development, you feel so happy and proud of them for, like, you know, you give them the tool, but they got to use it.
Right. And one of the things that's really cool to me, and I think this is something that's really fascinating, is watching the improvements at every level. Because there's so many players that are new to the slam. They've never played before. They're brand new to Street Fighter. They're already climbing really fast. Then there's people like Sham, who you had on your team last time. He hit 1700 MR like right after the last slam, like not too long after, and Box as well. So like the high seed's climbing a ton. Whereas last time, I think in the last slam, Box was like trying to stay around 1500. You know, he's like, I'm like a 1400 climbing to 15, and then now he was like 1700 MR, just, you know, playing in that spot. It's really cool to see the improvements at every single level of skill. And you just feel like, man, you're getting the game now. And whether it's someone who's brand new, who's like learning something simple, like, oh, I should drive rush more. Like they're just like, oh, when I do a button, I should do this drive rush move. This move is broken. Like just like foundational level ideas like that, to like Box optimizing combos, or Sham optimizing combos, or doing like, you know, things like that. You're like, wow, there's a lot to dig into there, you know.
Oh, Sham Noel, the fellow boomer with the maneuvers. I played him in ranked maybe a month or two ago when I was grinding Terry. And let me tell you, my Terry was cooking harder than my Jamie. My Terry was almost 2K MR. And I played against all Sham Noel, and he beat my Terry. And he says, well, it's a good thing it wasn't your Jamie. I was like, well, yeah, sure, it wasn't my Jamie.
Yeah. Oh, the sun was in my eyes. You know, my daughter came in the room, unplugged my controller. Yeah.
Totally beat my secondary. Yep.
It was.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's super solid. Super solid. I actually, you know, I've been thinking about that for that top seed slot. I don't know who the favorite is, but I think on paper, I think it's Sham now. I think he's probably the strongest first seed, like top seed of all of the players now, I think. Because last time it was Huntress by record, right? She had the best record overall in the group. But I'm not sure who it is now. Like I by points, it's supposed to be Sham or Box, but tournament Box gets a little nervous sometimes. And Sham, I think, is like maybe a little bit more solid in that kind of environment. But who knows? Maybe Huntress will just beat everybody again, right? I'm not sure.
As Shamwell's former coach, I can tell you that sometimes he does get a little one-track minded. As strong as he is, sometimes he gets a little fixated on looking for one thing or the other. But as far as tournament nerves, he has a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Not to get into people's businesses, but some of these competitors have millions and millions of followers. So performing under pressure, and, you know, not to say it's one-to-one to fighting games, but they're used to being in a position of like, there's a lot of people watching me. So they you know, it's a different kind of problem that you may see with these competitors.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And like I think people assign expectations to themselves and stuff too. And today is, I think, the hard day for a lot of people. I was describing on stream, but I think the first round robin day, everybody's always like extremely nervous. I think Friday people are way less nervous, right? Because it's the same thing. They sort of know what they're doing. It's just worth a little bit more. And Sunday is like everybody's just in a panic. Like it's the tournament day is just really stressful
Yeah.
for a lot of people. So I think today is stressful, but not in like it's not the most stressful day of the tournament. You know, they just don't know it yet.
I'm just hearing Serentina getting flashbacks of her saying, "I'm gonna throw up. I gotta go. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna take a walk."
Lazy Madman told me he threw up
Pissed out.
before every slam. You know, he won the Tekken Slam. He got second and first, right? On his team in the Tekken Slam. He told me he threw up before like every day. He just vomited.
Oh, we got a special guest commentator.
Special guy. Dang, I gotta get a third camera.
Oh my goodness! Look at this little one. Say hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh my god. She is so cute.
I know, man. You can get you one of these, man. They're pretty cool.
She just popped out of nowhere too. Just like literally apparated in the background through the third strike stage. She came out the subway and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. She's a third strike enjoyer. That's where she was enjoying jazzy NYC.
I don't have a
proceed.
child. I only have a cat. That's my fourth commentator contribution for the day.
What's he gonna say? She's gonna breathe into the mic. Okay, I'll be a moment, please. I'll be right back.
Go for it. I will boot up the game and get in this lobby here. I'll do the admin work while he does the father work. Your cat said, "Nah, he's just sleeping. He's wearing a bow tie though. He dressed up for the occasion." I'm just saying, caught emoji. He is ready for the occasion. He's like ready in his finest bow tie, ready for work. Yeah, I'm gonna boot up Street Fighter real quick, and then we're gonna set up the lobby. Things are gonna start very soon. I see a lot of people saying, "Did I miss any matches? What's going on?" If you're worried you missed any matches, you can just do exclamation point bracket or exclamation point score. Score has a big spreadsheet, right? And you can see the results between every single player and every single team. So unless you haven't seen that, like be updated at all, then you haven't missed any matches. The matches are gonna start in about 10 minutes, and everything's gonna be simultaneous. So there's 5 rounds happening. And each round has 3 matches at once, right? There's 6 teams. So, you know, 2 teams, 2 teams, 2 teams. And we'll be watching all 6 teams in the beginning. So the way it's going to work is the first 3 matches are going to be all 6 of the teams in the tournament. We'll split it up so that we can watch everybody. So you'll see everybody play.
I've returned from my my dad expedition.
Your father duties.
Right.
You just walked into the subway station in the back.
I'm always in the background. I'm like, Q, there's a way to unlock me through arcade mode. You gotta like win with super a few times, and then some unk comes by and gives you advice.
Did you see there is a team Unk this time in the slam? Except I don't think they're even that old. I think they might be posers. They're go ahead.
Was that? Well, I was just gonna throw Shine under the bus for getting roasted by VTubers every slam.
He is, and not only that, but like they made fun of him for being 30. That's like where he's at. They were like, "Oh my God, Shine is so old. He's 30 now." Like these young VTubers just beating his ass in the quote retweets. It's just a bad time for him, I think.
Use DI against Shine. Oh, brother, he's not even that old.
No.
He don't even got the creaky knees yet.
No, he just turned 30. He's a fresh 30, and they're like flaming him, and I was like, guys, you don't even know what's about to happen. Brian F's youngest team member is 29, and I think the rest of them are mid to late 30s. Yeah,
Ooh.
that's the rest of they're definitely the Unk squad this time.
It's like I found somebody to root for.
And everybody was just all of the teams. I think it's not a secret. I can just tell you, all of the teams were just like, we're gonna DI these guys. Like that. All we gotta do is drive. This is Team Drive Impact. Like all of the coach notes are like Drive Impact against Team Brian F. They're too old.
It doesn't work. It's not real. I swear. My reactions are still just chef's kiss. I still have amazing reactions. It's got nothing to do with that. Sometimes I'm appalled by the decisions that are made, and I may take a brief pause so you can collect yourself. But my reactions are fine.
I was gonna say, I think my reactions are better now than when I was young. Actually, like I think I have like because my understanding of the game is better. My reactions to things feel better than they used to be. You know, I don't know if it's the same, but yeah. Also, we got to get you invited to the lobby. I realize.
Oh, okay.
Let me get you in here to spectate.
I gotta boot up the game.
What's your CFN right now?
It's automatic.
Okay, I'll get you invited in here. Get you spectating.
I heard Shine's computer, it's like really, really old. You gotta like shovel coal in it, and you gotta pull it backwards so it can go forward. So that's why you don't really see him stream Marvel Rivals. It's kind of tough.
Oh man, you hate to see it. Not the old beat up PC that can't even handle it. I do see him though. What's it called? He is playing. I think a lot of people have been messing around doing some gaming, so that's cool.
Yep. Be and Shine and Red Riot Ross, Serotina, Catlink.
Yeah, it's like the Slam squad. You guys are booted up.
Yeah, we got our own Discord too. We just doing our own thing.
Boot up, get some gaming, and I think that what's it called? That's one of the coolest things about the Slam is like how many of them are just like hanging out after the event's over. And then the other thing is what's it called? How many of them like are interested in coming to fighting game events or checking them out? Like last year, a ton of people came out to Evo, and I think a lot of them are interested in going this year as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, I intend to take SK to one of the locals here because she lives basically down the street from me. I was like, what?
Oh yeah,
so there's some good locals around here that their emphasis is on Tekken, but there's some Street Fighter there as well. But I understand she plays both, so
yeah,
pretty cool.
She's a gamer. She's I think the only person to ever go from like basically being new in the last Slam to the highest seed in this one. She is the highest seed for this event, which she's gotten a lot better. I don't know if you saw, but she had VSync on. And then she turned off VSync, and then she was like, "This game is so easy now. I can react to everything." And I was like, you know,
possible that's it's a bit of placebo because if you have the
input delay
G-Sync, if you have a monitor that can cooperate with it, then it doesn't have that much of an impact. But if it works, you know.
Yeah, I think optimizing that kind of stuff is something you think about so late in the game usually too. It's like anti-airing someone is like a whole other thing. You know, it's funny that came up actually because on the topic of reaction, somebody was asking me like how drive impacts hit people. They're like, yo, it's 26 frames. Like, that's not even that fast. You should be able to react to that every time. And I was like, do you anti-air every jump? Because jumps are like 40 something frames, right? Like they're like 45 frames or like 42, whatever. So like if you're getting hit by jumps, then that's double the length of a drive impact. So if you ever miss an anti-air, then that's 2 drive impacts you just got hit by. You know what I mean? Like it's double the drive, like you just got smoked. So it's more just about what your brain is thinking about and what you're ready for rather than like how exactly fast something is, right? You're just so worried about other things.
Yep. That is something that you have to troubleshoot quite a bit when you're coaching players. They don't understand like how come I'm missing anti-airs, but you have to look at what happens before the anti-air to see what the problem may have been. And typically it's something like they were walking backwards, so they weren't prepared to do the input to go forward and then do the uppercut to anti-air them, or maybe they're walking backwards for a different reason. So then you troubleshoot what is the reason they're walking backwards in the first place and why they're not prepared to anti-air.
Yeah. And like there's so many like little things too. Like if you start to put the anti-air in your brains and getting it to go from your brain to your hands is hard. And then in the same way, like the minute you start to worry about anti-airs, they start drive rushing or throwing fireballs, or you just get hit by all kinds of other stuff because you're like trying to buffer other things and you're just like, it's too much.
It also reminds me of when you coach somebody, you give them a bunch of new tools. Like I'd say 80% of the time they play worse because they're trying to implement that new strategy.
Yeah, that's I have to describe that to people all the time, which is like, listen, it's okay to lose trying new stuff. Like it's fine. If you try something new, you're gonna just lose over and over and over, and it's gonna happen. It's fine. Like yeah. Somebody in my chat says the answer to this is modern, but I see modern players not anti-air things still, even with one button DPs. Like it still happens, which is astounding, right? You would assume that with one button you could just do it, but drive impacts one button. I mean, you know, like these things happen.
Yep, same with supers and reacting to DI with modern. People miss it all the time, and some players will make it a point. It's like, I'm gonna hit you with this DI, even though you're playing modern.
I've seen Punk do that. I've seen Punk DI.
Exactly who I'm referring to.
Modern players and be like, you can't react with one button, and then he says a bunch of bad things that I can't say after. So you know, like that's what he does. But yeah, I mean, it happens to everybody. And I'm in the lobby. Are you in the lobby?
I am in the lobby.
I'm ready to go. If these gamers want to get things started, I'm ready to start things up as soon as possible. We're 5 minutes early, but as you know, the way we do things here, we just go fast. We try to get through everything as fast as possible so everybody can play as much as they can, get all the matches done. You can like cram everything into a nice 3.5 hours, and then you're good to go.
Yep, and it's like the dance floor is empty, nobody's feeling froggy just yet. All you gotta do is click on it, just let it rip.
And I think the fun thing about this kind of format too is you don't have that much downtime between your matches, right? You play pretty snappy, like you're like kind of going, and when you're not playing, your teammate's going. So you like, you know, you're kind of checking things out. So it's pretty fast, and you get 5 matches in 3 hours or so, and then you get lots to like digest and improve on. And most people that night, they're like, guys, like I gotta get this person. You know, they lose to someone, they're like, we gotta prep for this person tonight. Like, I want to beat this person tonight. You usually see people get in the calls, like even after the round robins, to like prep something right in their brain for the next one. You know.
Yep, it can be. It's almost like you have to prevent yourself from overplaying because the drive is so heavy where you want to help people and they want to grind themselves. And then as a coach, you're responsible for 4 other players. And in some ways, I was a bit lucky that Roy Kiato and Alsham Noel, we would have like a short session to like fill in some gaps, but they just kind of grinded on their own. But the amount of time that I spent working with Serotina and Catlink is just like it was literally like a full-time job, and I don't regret nothing. It was awesome.
Yeah, I told the same. Like, you know, I was talking to the coaches and stuff about this. This is why we have additional coaches as well, right? Because one coach for 4 players is a lot, right? And it's like the coaches have the most work to do. You know, like it's like so like yeah, it's so it beats them up. So it's why we try to get additional help, and like also why I'm always like, hey, I can help you, or this person can help you, this person do this, because one person coaching 4 people who have where you have to coach them in 5 matchups each, you know, is like a lot for your brain to take in. So that's why I really appreciate the coaches helping out. And each time we try to like make sure the coaches get something cool out of the experience besides just the fun part of it, you know. So
Absolutely. It's so strategic too, because oh man, it brings back some not so fun memories where you target one player that you think this is the matchup that it can go either way, but I can coach you to make it more like it can sway in your favor through a couple of things that we can work on. This other player, you won this match every time, so you'll be all right, right? Anything? Let's just review it real quick. Okay, you're good. And then they lose that matchup. So it's so tough to make the right calls. And at the end of the day, you can't. You just try to like increase percentages and min max as much as possible. But at the end of the day, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because you just never know sometimes, you know.
For sure.
It's just always how it goes. You're just like, oh, we'll be fine. Like this shouldn't be a problem. It's gonna be good. And then you're just like, oh god, like what's going on here?
Yep.
So,
and it's also as a coach, how much should you play for yourself and sharpen up? Because that is one of the things I've regretted is not coming into it a better player and maybe preparing somebody other than whack ass Jamie. That might have helped out when I had to fight against 2.5 heads.
You know, I was gonna say the same thing, which is I think every coach has to find that balance of like, you're good. I need to go play. You know what I mean? It's like that's a hard thing too, where like, you have to think about yourself in the mix too, because like, what if it comes down to you versus instead of them needing to win or whatever, right? So it's tough. I think this event is really hard to prep for in general. Like it's not an easy task.
It's really fun, I can tell you that. I enjoyed it so much, and the way it played out is a lot of matches were decided by the coaches match, but maybe you wouldn't have even gotten to that part if you didn't help out your players. So I think at the end of the day, I made all the right calls and everything was great. Overall, good experience all around.
I think this slam too, to that strategical mind, that strategical thing. Brian this time thinks he's pretty whack right now. So Brian's like, I don't think I'm that good, so I'm gonna coach my team to win, and like I'm not gonna, like he's not gonna rely on himself that much, you know. In that sense, he's like, I will just get my team to win. Whereas there's someone who like Nephew. I assume Nephew doesn't think about the coaches match. You know what I mean? I assume Nephew's like, I'm Nephew, I'll be fine. You know, like it's such a different approach to it. And your team last time, I think amongst the players alone, I think your team had the best record. Like it was the best like group of player records overall maybe in the slam, which is
Rocchiato was undefeated up until the Sajam Slam finals, and Alsham Noel crushed it. Serotina, she came through at the end. Catlink, oh man, she was probably the MVP in terms of progress. She crushed it. It was so awesome.
I was really impressed. And like the fun thing is seeing everybody improve and get better over time. So our first match of the slam, kicking things off, Shoomimi versus Fairlight. And I've seen both of them doing quite a bit of grinding. So I know you've probably all seen Shoomimi. Is a very, very solid JP. This is her first time playing Street Fighter, and she basically started playing because of the last slam. So she like watched the slam, thought it looked fun, and then was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna try some Street Fighter. I'm like interested in playing the game and getting in there. And Fairlight on modern Luke, by the way, which I think is a pretty common choice this slam, actually. Nice work. I like the offense that we saw so far. One thing about Shoomimi is she's a big like amnesia. She really likes amnesia. She does it a lot. You're gonna see it all the time. And what's it called? It's on whether the coaches can even get them to start. Oh, I like that. Whether the coaches can even start to get them to like bait the amnesia out and then get punishes and stuff like that, it might be difficult. Nice. Modern DP anti-air. Oh, baits the throw, but the throw bait with the DP. Oh, jump over command grab. All right, I like it. I like what we're seeing so far. Oh my, that's big. Nice, solid damage. Oh my god, please help. Oh my god, please help. Having some real problems here. That zoning is gonna come up a lot, I think. I think a lot of people are gonna struggle with dealing with the JP zoning in general from what's it called? As like a new player. I mean, you all know, right? Like, even as an experienced player, it's hard.
For sure.
We'll see how she deals with that too. I think like the offense for most people is gonna be a hard thing to handle. So I'm curious to see. Yeah. I'm curious to see how most people handle the zoning too.
When you're playing somebody for the first time, it's hard to know exactly what you're looking for in terms of like what they want to do and what you want to do and how those two things clash. So like this first meetup is really where you gather all the data and find out what you need to work on next.
Mm-hmm.
And I am currently working on getting back into the lobby.
Yeah, I'm also. I'll figure out. Oh my! It didn't reach. Uh-oh, this actually is... Yeah, checkmate. I don't know if there's a good way for Luke to get out of there. I do like the idea we just saw with the zoning. I'll figure out what's going on with the double audio and get that fixed for you guys. But game one for Shoomimi here. That's a huge comeback. Nice anti-air.
All right, I'm back in there.
Nice.
The audio glitch made the super sound sick, though.
Oh. I will fix it in a second. There we go. That should make the audio better there, chat. Mm-hmm. I think both honestly are like pretty good suggestions. I think Modern Bison was really good in the last slam as well with Kana, right?
Yeah, he mentioned how much he liked the aggression up close, and Modern Bison still has the back heavy kick and all that. But Luke can certainly get the job done as well. And when you're first starting off in this game, it's really not so much about the character you pick, but understanding the system mechanics and how you can get the most value out of it.
Yeah, and one thing I really like about the way Shoomimi does stuff, wow, that's 2-0 to Shoomimi. Very well done there. One thing I really like about the way she plays is her combo after DI. This is something I think is like really cool. Her combo after DI, she just does heavy spin because I think it's like the easiest thing to do without worrying about anything. And it works on juggle. So she tends to DI a lot, as most new players do. And as you like hit them out of the air a lot on accident, and it works on airborne hit and grounded hit. So her combo like covers air DI and ground DI, and she like does not flub it. She like always hits it.
It's a great approach, and maybe she figured this out on her own, but when you can cover various options without the player really understanding that they're sort of doing an option select with the combo choice, it's a great way to establish a foundation so they can build upon that. And then maybe you can come back to it later and optimize. But for beginning and starting it off, you want things that are good on block, good on hit, a combo that's very unlikely to drop, and it has you give them the knockdowns that they could, the setup they can do after that, and then you just let them work on that, and then maybe you can start to optimize and then pinpoint the things that are happening in the match.
Yeah,
because it's a team event, you can really tailor your strategies for just the 5 other players that they got to play against.
Yes, and I think that one thing that's going to happen for today for sure, that JP zoning is going to crush like every new player, right? I mean, it crushes good players. It's a hard thing to deal with no matter what level of skill you're at. But like the JP zoning is something I think basically every coach in this division will have to like go over. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be one of those things where I cannot imagine any person doesn't end the day with like playing Shoomimi, getting stuck in something like that, and then being like, coach, what do I do? And you're gonna have to go over like the very basic way of dealing with JP zoning, which I think is gonna come up probably from everyone. So
it reminds me of Guile, but way worse. You know how in the Guile matchup, you're like, well, you just got to walk, you got to parry, walk up, be patient, maybe jump, maybe DX sometimes. But against JP is like, all right, you gotta perfect parry this drive rush, use a 5-frame normal. It's not.
Yeah.
Good luck out there, champ.
Yeah, good luck, sport. And then like, it happens to you, and you get hit by everything too, and you're like, oh god. It's just how it is sometimes. I think dealing with this. One thing I really like about watching Mogu play, brand new to the slam, never been here, smile, is that she has a really good use of, I think, flicker and like understanding like the basic offense that Ed wants to run afterwards. She has like really solid, basic, strong options that she just commits to. Whoa! The one button DP on the headbutt was clean.
Hey, Jen, yes, did you see that? Sure, you can go on Twitter and say, but it's modern. But the awareness, it still requires reactions to see the headbutt and to uppercut it. I love that kind of Street Fighter.
Dude, the offense too. She's really good at just meaty flicker, basic pressure after, surprising you with things. She's really solid. I'm very impressed with her play. I think playing a character like this is not easy, and that right there is the heavy auto combo in modern. It's heavy punch into kill rush upper, and it's perfect kill rush upper. So I'm sure if you've messed with Ed, you know like doing kill rush upper is missable. Not on modern. If you do the heavy auto combo, it just does it, which is really nice. It's very strong. It's I think maybe the strongest thing about modern Ed besides the one button DP, to be honest.
I think Mogu is one of the players that if they really spent time with this game, they would be master rank 16, 1700 MR. Their ability to just pick up this game and solve problems and maybe even just follow directions is superb. I actually did play with Mogu in a different event that Majid Obama ran, and I had to train Emeru within like 5 minutes to establish something. It just wasn't enough. Mogu is just really good at fighting games.
Yeah, she's super solid. And I think she has all the right ideas. I think the same thing of Amor, by the way, who is a beast on this modern Honda. She swapped to it at the end of the last slam. She was playing Ken before that. And I think she's also someone who just like gets how to play fighting games and knows how to like do strong options. And this time, one thing I like is that her approach changed a bit. Instead of just grinding relentlessly, which is kind of what she's done before, she was like, I'm going to spend more time studying and like thinking about what to do and like trying to approach it like this instead of just like play for 10,000 hours, you know?
No longer the queen of rage queuing. Now she is a observer and laboratory enjoyer. I like this turning of a new leaf with Amor.
She was just like posted up and just watching replays. Like, I'm gonna just like check these out and then let me see how this is going, etc., etc. So I think that's like a good way to approach it.
Sight. It's just pure enjoyment and just paying attention and looking at what's in front of her. But I actually grinded Honda to master today, and I did see like where the character does have problems. And the way this game tends to be played lately is people kind of just back up, wait for their drive gauge to recover, and then they'll buffer a button into their drive gauge. But Honda has a hard time catching up to his opponents. As soon as you walk forward, you no longer have a headbutt charge.
Yeah.
And his normals, they seem like they have good range, and they do, but oftentimes not enough to like poke at them. There's no low forward drive rush with Honda.
Yeah, I think he's like a character where when your opponent doesn't answer the problems you're putting in front of them, he feels like the best. But when they do, it feels like it's kind of out of your hands almost. You know what I mean? Like it feels like, well, I'm doing Honda's best stuff, and like I sort of did that, and like it didn't work, and I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Right? Like that's kind of the feeling I have when I played him.
And I really like how Mogu is checking the headbutts with the chain combo. That might even beat the OD headbutt. I'm not sure, but there's like a studied response to the way that Amor is doing headbutts on block.
I like it
an
too.
uppercut, or they block it and they check it with the chain combo.
Yeah, and light kick from Ed is pretty fast too. It's a good check. It should cover basically whatever mash Amor would want to try after. Besides the X, like as you were just mentioning, that's the only thing I can think of that could be a problem. Wow, what a jump!
And what a jump in from Amor. She's starting to solve it. You can see some shades of maybe some shades of hope. I have a feeling her coaches were telling her, all right, you have the life lead. You can back up for a little bit. Let them come to you.
Yeah, I'm sure, definitely, because I think playing it slow on Honda and this kind of a thing when you have a lead is a good idea. Those fireballs don't really matter that much in this game because of no chip.
Yeah, and the fireballs can matter if you're able to use it to manipulate the drive gauge, to chip away at their drive gauge, let the recovery of yours, play out. But in this sort of situation, it's more of a scramble, and it's not going to be as effective.
Yeah, and just waiting it out, going for parries and stuff. Oh, that's big. Just DI when you're hitting them like that is always so hard to deal with. It's like it jump scares your hands a lot of times.
Ooh, the long distance headbutt gives you too much time to react with the modern uppercut.
Yeah, both on modern here too. So like they have access to that kind of stuff. Oh, that could have been double drive rush kill from Mogu there almost. She might actually end up being able to kill with no meter here because of it. Drive impact is Scary times. I mean, you know she's thinking about it. Oh, nice.
I think there's a conversation in your chat about how good the players seem to be and how, like, maybe compared to last time, I do think the player pool is much better. But it's always surprising how quickly some players just adapt and get good at the game.
Yeah, and one thing that's like, you have to remember these players, maybe some of them are similar skill to like you or other new people when they started, and you're like, how did they get to this level so fast? I mean, they have a dedicated coach, and this is like what they're doing, you know, for the time being. So having a coach, nice. I love that sequence. That
got
was
the frame
so good.
trap off of the +2 media punch. See you more. The hit confirm off of the target combo.
That's one of those things too that like that sequence you should really just put in your bones because it's good on hit, it's good on block. You should just do it. You know what I mean? It's like you will take those.
Yeah, I need to learn some of these modern combos with Honda. My combo, I got to master today with no combo Honda. It was pretty tight.
Yeah, that's what I did with Honda too. And then there's one guy who was he really loved Honda, so he came to my chat and posted tons of sick tech, and it was awesome. I felt like the only Honda with cool tech. I was like, oh
His
man,
headbutts are hitting.
Yeah,
Headbutts are hitting.
Oh,
you can see the hesitation from Amor. You can see that I'm not going to do a headbutt because they're ready to uppercut. But then they do it at like a delayed timing where it may not be expected. You can see the adaptation in real time. I love this.
I love that Amor's big chill on this lead too. Like she doesn't feel super pressed. She's just sitting on full screen, parrying fireballs, big chilling, not feeling pressed to go in and do anything too scary. Just light pressure, back it up.
Not even like a jump heavy punch over the fireball to conserve meter. Nah, we don't need none of that. Just keep it solid.
Keep it simple, stupid, right? That's the acronym. You just got to keep it simple. Like nothing too fancy, really solid, and what a good adjustment from Amor.
Sounds like one of those yearbook quotes people put.
Oh,
keep it cool, kid, and stay sexy.
See you next summer or whatever it is. Just every single time. I love that whip punish heavy punch though from Mogu. That was really solid.
Amor is starting to run away with it. This target combo from Ed is starting to do a lot of work. It hasn't really been addressed from Amor yet.
Oh, walk up, gets the completion, doesn't spend the level 3. I love saving the meter, by the way. Very smart.
Yeah, when you're this far ahead, I think saving the meter is good.
Yeah, maybe a kill rush upper in a level 1 would have been good, but like, you know, that's a little optimization that you can figure out later.
Oh, how's Moore's on the offense now? Neutral, she's starting to move forward.
I like it.
Oh my god, this is it.
Final game, final round between these two, just like that.
Fully stocked, full tank of gas. Who's gonna spend it? Where are we going?
And that Honda modern auto combo for the heavy is the heavy kick, which she's been confirming into it quite a bit. Wow, crushing medium punch drive rush, and I love that she's just light, take the throw, mix up afterwards.
I gotta research. What is Ed? What's his advantage after that target combo? Because I'm pretty sure he's plus.
Yeah, I think it's +2, which is why the throw mix-up has been so common there. And I'm more adapting a bit, trying to like, you know, throw break, go for crush jabs.
Yeah, this is very good against Honda. Honda is not good against throws. Maybe a super, but the DI is gonna seal it. Just close out this combo level 3. That's it.
Nicely done. So Mogu putting it up 2-0 for Team Shine already. I'm honestly very impressed. I thought Amor might have the best record in this group. Her or Asa maybe, but Mogu surprising me very early on with a clean dub 2-1. That was a really close set. That could have gone either way. And the fun thing that I'm already thinking about, and I'm sure it's in your brain too, is the adjustments. I'm imagining the next time they play, you know what I mean? Like what their coaches can do to manipulate that and help them.
That target combo is going to be, that should be a topic of discussion and really studying what you can do after that. I'm going to actually look it up right now. Yeah. But I feel like the answer is going to be, sometimes you got to do a level 1 super. Sometimes you might want to back that. Sometimes you got to delay tech. Because it's going to force that guess situation in that Street Fighter 6 is so well known for.
Yeah, I love already your suggestion about level 1 super is already something that like could have changed this match a lot. You know what I mean? Like you can just imagine if Amor knew to do that there to threaten a little bit more, that this match could be a little bit like more scrappy already, you know, which is cool. Yeah, that was
That's the light kick target combo with Ed. It looks like the second hit is +1.
And then the third hit I think is +2, if I remember right. But the other thing is Amor did punish it when she blocked the last hit, because it is unsafe on the third hit, which is important. The second hit is safe. We got our next match. Robbie Rotten. Many of you may know him as Justin Briner, the voice of Deku from My Hero Academia. He's a pretty well-known voice actor and is master rank. He's low master rank on Manon. Very solid. And the other side, we have Curiousjoi, who's, I'm sure a lot of you have seen her. She's a Capcom creator. She's really awesome. She's done some hosting for things like the Game Awards. And she's really, really solid. She's really good at this game. I think very likely to hit master with a little bit more work. Like, I think if she just keeps playing ranked, she's going to hit master pretty quick.
Absolutely. And I was watching her gameplay at some point. I was looking at her VOD and trying to help out a little bit. And basically, yeah, there is a lot. She just needed to do more low floor drivers, to be honest. Like, that's really the main thing. Yeah,
I think her cameo is really solid. She's very impressive. When I was watching her play, I thought she would be one of the strongest players in this division for sure. Like, she's really solid, really, really clean. And I think one of those players that, like, with a little bit of work, she's master and climbing pretty quickly, you know? Oh, I love the delayed dive kick idea, too.
Interestingly, the Cammy footsies against Manon, in this sort of level of play, it can seem like Manon has better buttons because that heavy kick has so much range, buffering the down medium punch. And if you don't know how to address it as Cammy, it might seem like Manon wins this matchup in the neutral.
Yeah, the mid-range, I think especially against Manon, like the mid-range with that heavy kick is really obnoxious until you have like a good plan for it. Oh, and this is high metal Manon. Command grab is death here. Oh no.
Yep.
The spacing on that was brutal. I love the back heavy punch weight idea too, just to see, you know.
Absolutely. And man, that was devastating for Curiousjoi here. The spacing, like just being familiar with where you're at after you block something and what button you could hit next. And these dive kicks are a bit high. It's gonna be harder to get the advantage if they block them.
One thing I really like so far is that she's clearly playing a pretty reactionary game. Nice air to air. Last time too, she tried to DP the way she lost last round. She tried to DP anti-air a jump and then it got blocked and then she lost, right? So like that kind of like snowballed the whole round, but she's react blocked like every overhead from Manon so far, which has been very impressive. And she is trying to play, yeah, look at that. I mean, and she is trying to play reactionary and like anti-air these jumps. So I think she's got the right idea. She's pretty close to like the right solution, I think, in this matchup.
Oh, maybe we see some offense coming from Curiousjoi.
Nice
The driving
punish.
looking pretty healthy.
Holy, wait, that punish counter crouch jab stand heavy punch, that was really good.
Got the moves. Patience in the neutral.
Man, Joy is really solid and she has good reactions. It's not easy to block that kind of stuff, although burnout here is very scary.
Oh yeah, when I first started watching her VODs, the first thing I noticed is how good she is at confirming light attacks into specials and then capitalizing up the knockdown. Such a staple skill to have in all, like pretty much all fighting games that I can think of.
Yeah, her fundamentals I think are extremely good. She's definitely one of the most like sound players. It's one of those things where she needs, it's almost like the thing you have to teach her is how to be more scrappy. You know what I mean? Like how to be like a little bit more belligerent even. Like this is almost time over. Oh! That gets everybody. Don't worry. That hits literally everybody on the planet. There's no escaping it. That's what I needed to see.
One of those moves where you're like keep doing it until they figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah, just keep hitting them with it over and over and over.
Because Manon, she has the invincible like quarter circle back kick that can deal with anti-air as well. But just as like a reactionary thing, it's tough to have on the brain. And if you're thinking about that, it might open up some more opportunities in neutral.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, people talk about Cammy Hooligan like it's not good, but it's definitely a pretty solid move in a lot, especially the EX one. But it's definitely not a bad thing to keep in the arsenal.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricks you can do with it. You don't often see it because just her ground game is so oppressive. You don't really need it to throw.
Oh, she was ready for that.
That shut me up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, my bad, my fault. If you're not, why DP anti-air when you can just air throw? Wow, dude, her neutral, I feel like I would lose to this neutral. Like watching Joy play, I'm like, I don't know if I can hit her. She looks so solid.
Players. Lots of drive gauge. Oh, here comes the corner. Robbie Rotten. Oh, the uppercut. Not good.
Not a huge punish though.
Oh, just enough. Did you see the delay on the knockdown just to bait the uppercut and then they timed their attack? Who is this Robbie Rotten? Why are they so good?
Very solid for sure. Oh, I love the idea. Joy just tried to anti-air back medium punch. I think the jump-ins have been a big problem in this matchup for Joy so far. Like if I was thinking about this as the coach, that seems like the problem is dealing with the Manon jumps. Her jump heavy kick is very good, right? So
yeah, the Manon jumps. There was a moment where Curiousjoi did back medium punch to anti-air, but Robbie Rodden did an empty jump in the command grab. I'm like, is this how it's going? Is this what we're doing? And the DM.
Oh, that's huge. Burnout too.
Uh-oh.
Is there a bait on the DP? That's the real question. Yeah, bait on the level 1 or level 2 or level 3 or something. And Joy's playing it. You can see the buffer though. She's thinking about it. Oh my, not enough.
Wow. Oh. They've been doing jump in light attacks so often that you know, sometimes the throw is unreactable. You have to guess.
Yeah, you gotta play that game, man. Joy is so solid. Oh man, she's a really solid player. I'm very impressed watching her play, and like,
yeah, I initially thought Robbie Rotten would definitely run away with it, but Curiousjoi got that dog. She's fighting. There was a moment with the dive kicks where I felt like maybe she's trying to do the early dive kicks. And
yeah,
she's just ramping it up to get the pressure, but possibly she's trying to bait anti-airs, like to get them to do down heavy punch.
Yeah,
and then it whiffs and the dive kick hits. So there might be some special tactics there.
I think that's the idea. Probably, I think you're right. Like the idea is to try to like bait something out, but unless you see it, I think you just do the regular dive kick and call it a day almost. You know what I mean? That's like kind of the approach.
Yeah. It'll dig into your drive gauge a bit too much if you overdo it.
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those things that can come up sometimes, and you're like, well.
Well, there's a light confirms looking for it. Heavy kick can't. What?
I know. Yeah, I don't. You know, sometimes you
see what I'm seeing?
Back heavy
Nobody
kick.
does that.
Back heavy kick or standing heavy kick in a drill even. Like what? Huh?
I've never. Maybe I'm being biased. I've never seen a Cammy player do that before.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's cool to see. Like, I love watching new players play fighting games because I almost always see things that I've never seen in my life. I'm like, what? Oh, nice punish too. Awareness right there from Robbie. I love that Robbie on offense like defaults to like dash block. You know what I mean? Like doesn't commit to big offense because if you give your opponent space and then they give it away, it's a lot easier to win that way than like having to commit yourself. You know?
Yeah, and impressive, and as impressive Curiousjoi's gameplay has been, Robbie Rotten looks like they're about to run away with it.
Yeah, this is a good match. These two are pretty evenly matched. It looks like.
Oh, that you can, man. I love. Man, you ever like have no health and then you play out of your mind? Like you play better when you have no health. That's what it feels like in these matches where the rounds are about like this is a set point for Robbie Rotten, and you can see the change in just temperature like in the overall matchup.
Yeah, definitely feeling like okay, this is it. This is the time, right? And it always feels like if you could play that way all the time, you'd be like the greatest player ever.
Yeah. Look at the patience.
Yeah, she is so patient. I think. I don't know. I have to look at the rest of the field, but I think some of the players in this field might struggle with how patient Joy is. You know, like this is.
That's a pretty high value level 3. This is gonna put the drive gauge very low, maybe like a bar and some change. But Curiousjoi, she has all of the drive gauge, so this is the time to start working the low 4 driver. Start punishing their drive gauge.
Yeah, this is where I think like she needs to turn on the offense a little bit, but I don't know if it's in her report. Right, she might just slow it down.
Yeah, that's another. You bring about a great point. Just play with what you're comfortable with. But is Robbie Rotten comfortable with hitting the combo? No.
Oh no! That's a huge drop. Oh my, that.
You can see the wheels turning, the wheels of fate and their brains. You see Curiousjoi do the hooligan to try to close it out. It was a mild gimmick that worked earlier, and then it just didn't work. Created a scramble. And Robbie Rotten comes out on top. That was a great match.
Yeah, that was really close. I think those two are going to be fun to watch evolve in that exact matchup because that one felt winnable for both of them. So I'm definitely curious about how their next scrap will go, especially because Joy, I think the biggest thing for her, there's a few people in the slam. It's a good feeling when this happens, I think, where their weaknesses is that they're too solid. Almost, like they need to learn how to like be a little scrappier. We'll see him later. I don't know if you've watched or played with Karq yet. Karq's Honda. He's like a Honda that doesn't do headbutts or butt slams.
Yep.
Like
I one of the maybe the second or third players that I did a little coaching session with.
Yeah, it's like he's such an odd player because you almost never have to tell a Honda player, hey, can you just like go ham? But like he just won't go ham. Like he's just so like solid. You're just like, dude, what's going on here?
I need a chat room to just type unga bunga constantly just to give him a little nudge in the right direction.
Yeah, I was like talking with him about it, and I was like, I feel like you shouldn't play Honda almost if you're this solid. Like not to say that you have to go ham, but like I feel like the way he likes to play on a character that is like better suited to play that way, I think would almost be good. But he's really, really, really good. He's also in the same division that we just watched. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the reason why I picked up Honda was because I was seeing Moore and CarQ playing Honda, and Honda is such, in my opinion, an underdeveloped character for whatever reason. Like I play against Alter David, he plays modern Honda, and he does stuff that no other Honda I've never seen them use ever.
Yeah, I think that there's actually like quite a few solid Honda players out there that are real good, that like believe in the character or like don't think he's terrible, like a lot of people said for a long time. But you just rarely see it. He's not a character picked up by a lot of like super like top players to like develop him. But there's plenty of good players who do develop him, and he has some cool stuff out there. Especially in each patch, he gets a little bit more, it seems like, right? So.
Yeah, the modern Honda, you can do level 2 without losing your charge. So it's actually really like, not only can you do it faster, you don't release the back direction. So you can level 2 against fireballs all over the place. And my PC just crashed again, so I'll just be commentating like I can see the game.
I see. I'll hold it down for you while I wait. Huntra's back at 1600 MR, it seems like. I think most of our top seeds have been climbing quite a bit from their previous ones. These two played in the last slam. They're familiar with each other. It's definitely a matchup that they have both played. Yeah. And Coefficient had beaten Huntress. I think they went 1-1 is my memory from the round robin, unless I'm wrong. Wow, bait and punish.
Nice punish from that drive reversal.
Oh, air legs to call it out. Oh, missed the spinning bird kick though. Big block. Okay, I like the defensive choices. We've seen Huntress like kind of made some bold reads on defense, and it actually is still paying off. Side swap here. Nice. Man, Huntress, solid Chun-Li stuff. Oh, that's huge. That burnout is really, really big here now. Oh, but a drop combo from Ko. And where's going to be the level 2 or the reversal? No reversal. She saves the bar. No bait there from Ko.
Aki, when their opponent is in burnout, she's one of the best in the business at just continuing to pressure and apply chip and threaten throws and command grabs. She's so good in burnout.
And this kind of character I think is very good for Ko, right? He has an anime background, so like he's pretty, comfortable with characters that are like kind of tricky. They get mix-ups like this. He missed the combo though. I love the reset idea, and he could have killed if he hit the combo.
Yeah, I just saw it. Drive rush overhead. Sometimes people do that because the combo otherwise wouldn't kill, but the reset would, and they're loaded up at that level 3, but it didn't quite work out. They're one round ahead though, so they still have a lot of room to still win this round.
I love this spacing in the corner here from Huntress. I think she is... Oh, this should be big. See if we can get the completion this time. There it is. Easy peasy. One thing about that Aki combo, too, is that heavy lash is quarter circle forward heavy punch, and her level 3 is double quarter circle forward heavy punch. So you kind of just, like, mash it out. It's a pretty easy confirm. Something that I realized when teaching some new players last time how to play Aki. So.
Do you recall how these matchups went in the previous slam? Because I feel like Huntress was mostly dominant in a lot of her anchor matches.
Yes, I think she beat Ko on the first day and lost to him on the second, is my memory between the two of them. But I could be wrong. I think they were 1-1. Because I think her only loss on the first day was Infernasu.
Yeah, all of the anchors in the previous slam were so tough. It was hard to know how things were going to go one way or the other. And I imagine it's going to be exactly the same here.
Yeah, this is a rough spot though. Cornered already. She tried to wiggle out of there because she didn't want to lose her drive gauge. Oh, that's big though. Out of the corner, has a bar of drive gauge, baits a drive reversal. She's looking good here.
One thing I'm noticing from Huntress from the last slam is she's more willing to maybe get out of her comfort zone and start pressing buttons when you're minus, when you're plus, and neutral, hit toward medium punch, drive rush with it. You gotta force plays to prevent them from making plays sometimes.
Yeah, I think she's been a little bit more scrappy, which
yeah.
I think is important, right? You sometimes need to be that scrappy kind of decision maker on offense where you make things happen. And even when you're minus and stuff, oh wow, that drive rush overhead pushed Ko onto the fireball. And Chun in this version got some nice changes, right? She has she lost some stuff in the patch before, but she has the spinning bird for extra damage on a lot of her confirms, which is really nice.
Wow. This corner is gonna be the end of Coefficient. The throw. Oh, what a walk-up medium punch. Amazing.
Yeah, her offense in the corner has looked way better than I even remember it being in the last slam, She just looks really comfortable. And so does Ko. I really think that he is someone who is like a really solid player who can do all kinds of tricky, nasty stuff to you if he gets a chance. Oh, I like the perfect parry there.
reminded of the previous match where it's like, wow, Huntress is playing really, like, it's really impressive the amount of change that they made to their gameplay. But Coefficient is technically in the driver's seat. They're up one match, and this round is heavily in their favor currently.
And sitting on all that meter, it's a one-hit kill here now for Coefficient. So you have to be very careful about what you do. Goes low, finds the hit, immediate level 3.
Oh!
See what the opportunity is going to be here. Code low on life here. Ooh, that crouching medium kick hit, but no drive rush on it. Oh my god. Oh my. I am so scared. Any hit could do it, and the confirm Huntress tying things up. One apiece just like that.
Jeez, I'm glad I get to see the rest of this match.
Maybe I'll Discord stream it too. That might make it easier. Let me turn it on. Let me turn on the TV.
Thanks. I'll adjust the antennas.
Channel 3. Oh, these drive reversals from Huntress. I like the ideas. That she's trying to drive reversal after blocking the EX Cruel Fate, the stabby hand, and it's a good idea, I think. But her timing on it is a little late, so has been blocked and punished a few times now.
Ooh, gets out of that poison. It's like, I don't mind the jump in there. Wow, what a wild choice from Coefficient, but it worked out perfectly.
You know, as a professional commentator, we call that wild. As a normal human, I say that was random. That was quite a random decision, and you know, sometimes you got to take that gamble.
Sajam getting out of his comfort zone a little bit, huh?
It's like Majin Obama says, when I call things interesting, I mean that they're stupid. When I'm like, what an interesting choice, like, you know.
I refer to them as wild and crazy kids, but you got to be above the age of 30 to even understand that reference.
That's true.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I'm just qualified. I was just the right height to ride this ride.
What wild and crazy kids? It's a Nickelodeon show back in the day.
I always say that when I say people make Courage the Cowardly Dog noises, and I'm like, I wonder how many people remember that show.
And look at the change in demeanor from both players. When the chips are stacked, your opponent is one round ahead. I better start zoning. Let's take the cautious approach. Oh no!
I love that she threw EX Fireball there too. Nice and fast. Oh, she doesn't level 2 there actually. I thought she might. Hold on to the meter. Wants to try to win this round without spending it. And I think if you're a Huntress here, the less is more, right? Your drive gauge is so low that doing less is really good here. Double driver should be the confirm. I think level 2 for the kill. Level 1?
Yeah. Oh, level 1 isn't enough. It's not enough.
Baits the throw. Okay, so she was greedy for the bar, but that means she's got an extra meter for this last round.
If I were Huntress's coach right now, I would have my hands in my head like, oh, spend it.
That's what I'm saying. It's scary. Overhead. Uh-oh, over the head.
Huge.
Nice anti-air. Her anti-airs are excellent, by the way. Oh, and the confirm. Really nice stuff. Should be the level 3 for the finish. Huntress clutches it out, showing why she was that first seed with the most wins in the last slam, just like that.
Incredible. Maybe it's me, but I feel like there was a little bit too much time spent with the dancing around the fireball. My opponent has level 2. How do I approach? And that, I think, is what opened up the window of opportunity for Huntress to run away with it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's interesting to me because it really felt like Coefficient had so much momentum. And as you say, I feel like she kind of lulled him into that fireball game. She was like, oh, don't these fireball games, doesn't this look like fun in games? We should do this for a while, shouldn't we? And I think you're right. He just kind of got caught up playing the same game as her. And that's like a rookie mistake, right? He stopped playing his game and started engaging with her and what she wanted to do. And she was way more comfortable that way.
And it's a favorable game to Chun-Li anyways. Oh, we're going to have Chokote coming up next. I've been looking forward to this. How is Lily going to persevere through the Sajam Slam?
Don't you feel the same way, though, in that Lily, like, obviously we know Lily's not one of the strongest characters in the game. She could get it done, right? But I have no idea what his head-to-head is with all the coaches in the slam. Like, obviously he almost qualified for Capcom Cup. He got like 3rd in his World Warrior finals. Combo breaker champ. He's a really solid player. So I don't know that I've seen him directly head-to-head with all of the coaches in the slam. So I'm really excited to see his matches.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as Lily as a character, it feels like the friend that you have that you don't want to compliment too much, because they're gonna feel themselves way too hard. Like, yeah, I'm nice, ain't I? Yeah, but like, bro, you're just doing Condor Spire and mixing people, bro.
You're hitting crouching heavy punch, bro. You're literally hitting one button. You're hitting crouching heavy punch. It's a poke. It's an anti-air. It's a buffer. It's a driver's button. Like, bro, you're not gonna impress me.
Let me get some buffs, please. No.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, she's a real, like, I think she's like pretty good. She's gotten a lot of like pretty reasonable buffs. I think her big problem is actually not like her as a character, but it's some of the strong characters in the game that are good into her. You know, like matchups like JP, matchups like Dawson.
Yeah.
There are matchups that are just really hard for her, particularly in this version where I think JP is a contender for top 5. JP versus Lily. I mean, yeah. Pretty tough.
Of course, you got Chokote as the pilot, an incredible player. Combo breaker, one combo breaker with this character when the new patch just came out. A lot of promise coming from El Chokote. But we'll see. Shine is no stranger to danger. He's got the Ed.
Yeah, and I think this is a good patch for him.
So he's got the boomer maneuvers.
Oh yeah. This is a good patch for Shine though, because you know Chun-Li is better, right? Ed's worse, which is the character he's been playing a lot, but not too bad. Chun-Li's better, and Kimberly's better, and he plays a lot of Kim, right? So I think the characters that he likes to play in this game are pretty solid in this version. And I think when you burn out against Lily, you just automatically lose the round. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's
what a frame kill. Did you see? Look at this uppercut.
Oh my. He's a cheater,
I'm a little
bro.
ahead, so it's actually better if I watch your stream. So
he's a cheater, bro. I didn't even that. I've never seen that. This guy's a cheater. My bad.
That's one of the things when you play a lesser used character and you do your own research and you have these setups nobody has really experienced before, it's going to catch them off guard.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about Chokote is he has a really, really good chance to perform exceptionally against the other coaches, especially in the first and second day of the round robin, right? Because like the less is more with him, you know.
Yeah, then the data might come through, but you know you always got the option select with a character like Lily. Like, man, Lily, I couldn't do it. She's not good enough.
I expect his coach's record to be one of the best today, to be honest with you. I think he's someone I expect to perform very well because he's like obviously up to that level. He can win in a major event like Combo Breaker, and he's on an underused character where people don't know the matchup as well, and he's just really good. He's just real good at the game.
Forcing the drive reversal, I was like, it never feels good to spend 2 bars when they spent nothing.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of mileage out of this level 2. This is one thing that Shine does more than I think most Ed players, to be honest, the level 2 in neutral.
Yep, it helped him reestablish the drive gauge dominance. Now he's way ahead, and throwing his fireballs is going to put him even further ahead, especially that Lily doesn't have a charged counter spire. She cannot go through these easily.
Yeah, until she has a stock. Oh my, that's huge though. Level 3, and it's CA in the yellow. It just barely made it. It might kill.
What? There's no way it kills. You would know, right?
Oh my god. That was huge damage. And what a read too. He needed to make something happen. He had no win stocks, as you mentioned, right? And Lily without stocks, it's pretty brutal, I think, to play her normal game plan without it. And we're seeing what we talked about here. I think a lot of people, these other coaches, are really going to struggle in this matchup. I think Chokote is really, really solid. He's on an underused character, and he's not someone who plays in as many tournaments, I think, as some other people, so...
And the corner pressure from Shine coming in. Lily, her options are whack, but the backdash, it's a little bit better when you're in the corner. You either have advantage or you're able to punish their throw attempt, depending on the advantage they do it at.
Yeah, and also, if you're a grappler, backdash command grab, you know, is such a big threat that it forces them to hold up, so sometimes backdash button is better if you're a grappler. There's a lot of scary things about situations like that.
Right. And I believe Lily is... just like most other characters where her backdash has the same speed. There are some exceptions like Honda, Zangief, Manon, and even Rashid. They have slower backdashes, but Lily does not, and she has a command grab.
Yeah, which makes it very, very scary. And I like what we're seeing here from Shine. The adjustment is good. He wants more offense in mid-range. I think holding space like this, which he just did, gives her the stocks. I think if you can get in and make stuff happen, it's a lot better. The dream combo time for Shine here.
Not quite, but for sure he's going to get the corner, get the pressure. And the oppressive thing about Ed's level 2 is that it's halting the recovery on your drive gauge while doing damage to it, and he's building some drive gauge for himself as long as you don't spend none. There's the balance again.
Huge read. Oh, I love that he just did EX Spire there for immediate. That was really smart. I love the decisions we just saw. Immediate EX Spire, string him up, strip the drive gauge, right? Like everything about that was perfect.
Yep, this is not looking like a good round for Shine. If he goes defensive, he does a drive reversal to burn himself out. Oh, how's he gonna zone in? There's the plus frame counter spire into the command grab. Guess better, Shine.
Yeah, those spots are brutal. I think Lily is up there with... I don't think I've seen a Lily player lose a round. Oh, big drop. Oh, and doesn't get the punish, though. I've never seen, like, a Lily player get, like, the burnout and lose a round. Like, whenever I watch the really strong Lily players play, like, you basically... Like, Hibiki, I never see him lose rounds where he has the burnout, so...
Yeah, typically when you play command grab characters, it feels like you're prone to do hard reads, make massive decisions. But when you have your opponent in burnout and you're able to generate plus frames, they have to make the big punishing reads that nobody wants to jump. Nobody wants to jump when Lily has plus frames.
Yeah, and dealing with her Windstock move and Spire. Oh, nice whip punish. This should be the kill. Easy peasy here for Shine.
Damn, they made him kick from Shine. That was incredible. And they did nerf that down heavy punch from Lily. Down heavy punch, the chop move. So it has a more extended hurt box on it, much easier to whip punish. And one of the best whip punishers in the game.
Yeah, if you like playing slow defensive whip punishy styles, this character is. That's him. That's what he does, right? He's the best character to play in this version of the game for that style of play.
Yep, he did get nerfed quite a bit, but he's starting to show back up in the ranks, winning lots of tournaments recently.
Yeah, I think my opinion about him, I'm not sure if you agree, is like he was obviously one of the best in the last patch. I think he's still probably in like top 10ish, but a little bit weaker. Yeah. Very clearly a tournament winning character in terms of tier. He's very strong still. Nice.
Yeah, again with the whip punish. Not let him get away with it. And that's one of the problems with Lily is she can be a bit linear with her normals. That down heavy punch, as good as it is, you do it a little too much outside the wrong ranges, it's a verifiable outcome. You can just hit it and punish her for it.
I love what we saw there from Chokote too. Shine giving him any space. He took the stocks, and giving Lily 3 stocks like that, full screen, pretty brutal. It's very hard to win around like this. Oh my. Ooh. Should be able to kill here, right? Yeah, no meter spend, double EX. Very nicely done. Final game, final round between these two.
Oh boy, I'm getting goosebumps. Shout outs to RL Stein.
Oh, he's just forced off drive gauge so consistently because of that Spire mix-up.
Yeah, and it's just resulting in the same thing. The result is Chokote is getting his charge back, and Shine is just losing his drive gauge.
Yeah. Oh, that's huge though. Back there under the corner. This is a round-winning decision, and the level 3 punish counter. It's gonna remove all that drive gauge. Just a sliver left for Shine here.
And this is a product of that earlier drive reversal. He would have 2 more bars if he did it, but he would have had to guess for the plus frames off of the counter Spire.
The worst part is,
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, and now he has to run away, and that means that she can get more stocks. He wants to run away so his drive gauge comes back, and then that means that she's like full screen getting more stocks, and now he's in burnout. Gets to level 2.
This is such an opposite way of what you normally see Ed players doing. Usually they're getting high value in the 360 kills. Like, Ed players are usually getting their meter back when they level 2. He's using his level 2 to try to get some meter, like, from cover from burnout. And then Chokote just spires through it, and it's just going the other way. So, like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's pretty rough right there. And I have to say, very impressive from him. He made good adjustments. I think forcing the issue was a good choice from Shine, especially in the second game. We saw that a lot more, but there was a few times where like the positioning kind of slipped away from him, and then Chokote just full screen, getting those stocks, and then the minute your drive gauge is low and you have to run against Lily, it means that she goes to full screen, she gets 3 stocks, and you like the round is so hard to win after that. 3 EX spires is all of your drive gauge gone.
Yeah, I've always felt that it's such a tough decision to want to drive reversal the enhanced Condor Spire. Is as much as you don't want to address the mix-up, it's digging into your drive gauge, and you can see how it impacted the whole match. Like, as a fan of low forward drive rush myself, it costs a lot of meter to do that, and eventually, if you're not correct with the way you spend your meter, it punishes you in later parts of the round. But Chokote is demonstrating that same thought process with the Condor Spire. They're using the drive reversal, you lose 2 meters, and then if you don't recover that, or if you're even trying to recover that, it's having an effect on the neutral of the matchup itself.
Yeah, exactly. And like your point to crouch medium kick drive rush too, like if Shine does any offense with drive gauge, and then he doesn't get the offense, and then he blocks a Spire, now he's like, do I drive reversal and end up in burnout and then potentially lose the round, or do I hold the mix, right? And like that kind of decision, both suck. Like neither feels good to do, right? It's just like, so it kind of feels like you need him to make a mistake first so that you don't immediately lose your drive gauge. But like, you think a player that good is just going to give you mistakes on a silver platter all the time? Like, it's just not going to happen,
And not only that, it was the reads from Chokote, the backdashes, the reversal level 3s successfully. Sometimes you just gotta guess better. There's no way you can lab your way out of it other than knowing what options are available to you. Maybe you make an informed decision based on their resources and player tendencies. You still gotta guess. At the end of the day, if you're finding ways to get to that opportunity more than your opponent is, you're more likely to make more correct guesses. That's exactly what I think we saw there.
Exactly. And it's just really textbooks high level play from both of them. Good adjustments from both of them. Solid match. I mean, those players are both very good, both had pretty reasonable chances to make it into Capcom Cup and their World Warriors this year. They're solid, dude. And they're always fun to watch. I think it's a good match to watch, too. So that's our first round. It looks like if you do exclamation point score, you can find the scores for the first round. Looks like everything's getting updated. I can show it on stream as we jump into our next match. And we're going to jump into that in just a second here for round 2. But it's looking good so far. Let me pop you in at the bottom here. Boom, you're down there chilling with me. These are the scores. You can do exclamation point score to find this up there. Obviously see how the results of everything are looking so far and what the team scores are looking like. If you want to follow your favorite streamer, if you want to know how their results are on the side here, you can look per group to see who has wins and losses and how's everybody doing. That's going to be on here. It gets updated every 5 minutes or so. I have like a really live version that I'll show on the stream. I'm going to grab it after this match. And yeah, either way, you guys should be good to go knowing the scores. It'll be there for you. Exclamation point score will have it all day long. In my chat room, if you're watching on another stream, stop by the Sajam stream, type exclamation point score and bracket and keep those in another tab for yourself. So.
Awesome. This is an awesome event. Amazing event, Sajam. Here's my praise.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, we're doing our best out here, trying to make it a good time. Let's see.
Yeah, super sick. I'm glad I get to have just a small hand in it again. I feel great pleasure. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we're happy to have you. You're awesome at what you do. And I think everybody has a good time working with you. You're a really fun coach to work with. You have a good attitude and you're excellent at what you do. You're a super great coach. I think at all levels of skill, which is something we really needed to help because this event is 2 weeks to crunch as much as you can into your brain Street Fighter related. And so you got to get the right people in front of them so that they can have some headwind into learning the video game and not, you know, just struggling from the very beginning. Speaking of,
absolutely.
I was just going to say our next match should be JB versus Brian F, which I'm excited to see these players go head to head.
Whoa.
Let me grab them in here.
You mentioned that I'm good at teaching newer players, which I to me, you know, I'm a little subconscious. Like, what do you mean? I'm good at coaching everybody.
I said all levels of
Rodan. Yeah, Rodan hit me up specifically for that reason. So I worked with him. Was it last night or the night before? And yeah, he had nothing but positive feedback as well. Like, I know how to like not really. This is how much plus this move is, therefore, but more so, this is how this works and how you can use it. And then I try to build like different pillars of ideas that eventually lead into, you know, each other, and you can find out how the game works through just, you know, you have a powerful tool, it gives you a foundation, and then now what else can you do with this, and how does it lead to other things?
I talked about this because I did a bunch of sessions with Box where I taught him Street Fighter, and then he went to learn Tekken with FDX, and FDX was like, do you know frame data at all? And then someone was like, how did Sajam teach you Street Fighter like 4 times and you never learned frame data? And I'm like, bro, he needs to know how to fireball, he needs to know how to uppercut, he needs to know what his good moves are and like why he should use them. Like, listen, that the frame data part we can get to later, right? Like, it's all like, you know, you just need to know why the move is good, why you should use it, what's it for, right? Like, these are the kinds of things you put in your brain and you build from there. You know, that's how life works. You don't start with actually you must study the frame data on all your moves to know, like, you know, you got to teach the game in a way that's, what is this move for, what is it do?
It's for the player too. If they're into that kind of thing and it helps them understand it, absolutely.
Yes.
Then if it's a method of helping them understand the way things work, then yeah, you can show them that the red part of the frame data, the frame meter, is where the move actually hits. It generates block stun, hit stun. That's why there's yellow, and that's why you have advantage because you recover before. Whatever, you can do that for those players, and then I think eventually, when you get good, everyone should know how frame data works.
Right.
It's not really like, we didn't have frame data in arcades. I was the opposite that I am now, where people would be like, hey, they would show me some book, we called it a MOOC. It was like, hey, you want to see the MOOC with frame data? I don't need no frame data. I play with my heart, bro. I can win without it.
That's the thing too, is like, to be honest, like, you don't really need to know even the nitty gritty of it. What you really need to know is like, is this move advantage? Is this move safe, unsafe, whatever? Like, that's it. Also, V Gumiho is a demon. She was a demon in the last bracket. She had one of the best records in the new player spot. I think teaching new people how to beat Blanca is really hard. I think a lot of people are going to struggle with it. And I think the way she plays is really difficult for a new player to stop. She gets how to do nasty stuff to you and kill you. And I think that's a very effective way to play the game. And her and JB, I think, have like a good system for like developing that, you know?
It looks so annoyingly passive. Like, you could anti-air, but I'll pass.
Yeah, and like, you can imagine trying to be new to the game and like Blanca's just doing slide, heavy Blanca ball, and command grab and drive impact to you. How difficult that is to deal with. And one thing that I think a lot of the coaches taught to their new players, and I know JB taught it to his new players, was block and drive reversal, and wake up drive reversal. Those are options that I think a lot of the coaches represent to their new players in particular, and they're like, just do this. Like, if you're in trouble, this is what you do.
Yeah. That's where the counter coaching comes into play as well. Like I would show Catling how to just neutral jump on their wake up and punish the drive reversal because Scar used it so much, and it was very successful. But the drive reversal being -6, if your opponents don't know how to punish -6, then it's just going to be a free get out of jail free card, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I think is like an underrated part of the game, is like when you're new, -6 as a punish. I mean, it's not easy to know a punish for something like that, you know? Like it's actually quite, it's the opposite. It's kind of difficult. The DI actually hit, but no follow-up combo and a parry on a wake up.
Wow. And it's also, do you want to invest 20-30 minutes with your player to learn how to punish a drive reversal? And in some, yeah, eventually, yes, you do, because it's a massive reward. And they lose 2 bars, you get a hit, you take away more meter. It's absolutely worth knowing.
And she loves the doll, by the way, the Blanca-chan doll. This is part of convincing her to play the character, was how the doll just holds down the neutral for you. The go, my son.
Oh, like, I thought you meant she loved the doll as in like she don't even know how to use it. You just put it down there and enjoy its presence.
Nah, she was setting out Blanca-chans and igniting them just over and over. And like, look at her gameplay. This is my favorite thing about the way Gumi plays, is the game is very simple. The game is slide, Blanca ball, drive impact, command grab. Those 4 options. What are you gonna do about it?
He's just a back walking knowledge check. Like, and as a coach, what do you say? Just hold down back, and then she does command grab. Just hold up. Like, you have to respond to what she's doing. You can't play her. Look at the command grab. There it is again.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the mix. It's actually real mix-ups and annoying, scary things to deal with as a new player, and it's effective. Like, all of the options are good and hard to deal with and require a specific answer. So she's just like, yep, cool. The game is simple. I've got 4 annoying things to do against you. What are you gonna deal? You know?
Yeah, this reminds me of like one of the strongest strategies that I established with Catling is taking the throw is so powerful at this level, because most people don't know how to capitalize after they throw somebody. Like what driver drops they can do. They might mistime it. So if you take the minimal amount of damage, you're gonna create so much room for things to just happen for yourself. And it's reminding me of the way that Gumiho is playing. She's not really like drive rush buffering or anti-airing. She's just running the gimmicks with Blanca, and it's working out.
Yeah, simple, effective strategies, and that's it. Like, you don't need to do anything fancy. Like, just do Blanca balls, do jumps, do drive impacts. Oh, they both went for the drive impact, and Bricky was second there by a frame. Oh my god.
DI.
Yeah, walk up, DI, both of them doing it at the same time. It was pretty good. I can't lie.
There's like a whole story that just happened in front of us. I'm gonna walk up and DI next to the corner, and there's like, oh shit, I'm in the corner. I'm gonna DI.
Oh, she got out of that. That was important that she escaped the corner because she's in burnout. So drive impact is such a big threat here. Nice. Wow, I like that.
Again. Burnout from Gumiho. And Bricky capitalized on it. Level 3. There it is.
That is big. So she's out of burnout, and it's a ton of damage. It's just whether she can close out this round or she's going to be down a ton of meter.
Very winnable.
Oh my god. Not enough. Oh my god, 2 in a row. Not like this.
Bricky got counter hit on that command grab, which may mean they tried to check it, but they whiffed a toward medium punch just before, so it might not have came out in time.
Yeah, that's one of those moments too, or like, that's one of those moments where I like I said, I can only imagine teaching a new player, like you just mentioned, how to stop all those options. Like, how to stop command grab, how to stop Blanca ball, how to stop slide. You have to like have a response and a punish for each option. And like, that's asking a lot. Okay. Like, you know, you're asking me to stop all those options. Like, sure, I'll fine. Right. But like asking someone who's played the game for less than a week. Right. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Sometimes there's regrettable coaching moments where you tell them the right thing, but the situation happens where it becomes the wrong thing. Like what happened just now may have been, oh, you can just jab Blanca out of it, right? And then they whiff something just before, so it made their jab effectively slower. So then their jab got countered it. So like, you told me to jab it. Well, no, there's
like,
a little asterisk.
like, yeah, when, you know, you have to tell them like, well, when the move is coming towards you, you need to do it then. And then, yeah, it's a whole thing. Oh, have you seen much of Stan's play in this, by the way? Stan's has been very improved very fast. He's brand new to the game, and he's almost diamond on Marissa already. He is very impressive.
Yep, I watched their stream, and I asked if they needed coaching, if their coaches worked with him yet, because I don't want to step on coaches before everything's established. But yeah, he was taken care of, and watching the gameplay, very entertaining. He is like, in some ways, my spirit animal, because you know he just doesn't know why things are happening the way they are, but he's so upset.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He cracks me up. First of all, a showman, very fun to watch, right?
Right.
And second of all, yeah, he's just like, what like he's just going through it. I think in a way that's very, yeah, I feel
relatable.
him. Yeah.
Oh, I've been hearing. I haven't seen. I'm not familiar with Sonic, but I've been hearing they have been destroying the path in front of them is just pure carnage. Is there something special about this player that I'm not aware of?
So Sean played in our Tekken Slams, and he was a Lars player, and he was our second seed. So he's the second highest in Tekken. He was pretty solid. His Lars was quite good, and he wanted to play Street Fighter, but he was like, I don't know if there's a character cool enough. Like, I'm like doing cool stuff. So he played this game, and he played a bunch of different characters. He tried Ken. You're gonna love this. He tried like all the characters. He tried Ken and was like, wait, this is the easiest character I've ever played in my life. I'm just gonna do this. So he started
The first ever Ken up player.
Yeah, he's the anti-phenom. He's the first Ken player to say he's good ever.
Oh boy, I kind of want to tune into Stan's stream right now if he's streaming just to
Oh,
get a little
boy.
look-see.
Oh, but he's ready for the Wake Up DI. That's huge.
Burn out for Ken too.
Yeah.
He got some moves now.
Okay, I like the
Okay.
combo, and you know that Phalanx is coming. He's doing the Superman punch any second now, and it's right into the corner. Charge buttons, it's a beatdown.
So much plus frames, but it's on hit, so it's plus in the combo to kill.
And you know the funny thing too is I wonder how many people are just gonna send it with DI against Brian's team. Like
Oh no.
The meme is that they're old, you know, so like you're supposed to drive impact. Oh my god, whiff throw EXDP. That's the meme. So I wonder how many of them are gonna just try it.
Well, we did see a successful DI with stands in the corner earlier. He tried to do it on Wake Up. It's a dirty DI, and he still responded to it, but could have just been sending it himself.
A little early there. Oh yeah, and by the way, Jinrai kicks have been farming many of the slammers so far. Not a fan of Jinrai kicks. They agree that the move is a little good.
You know, I think it farms more than just slammers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm pretty sure. Nice. I like the level 2 spin.
My drive gauge is disappearing for trying to defend myself. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, a little slower pace from Sean. I like the idea. Nice. Perfect.
You can see the synapses firing off. Shawnee was like, they're about to do Superman punch, uppercut.
You got to do it.
Checked. It's actually a good thing that that Stans didn't DI back. They may not have enough health to survive it.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Sonic.
Yeah, it was a little scary. And, you know, it's one of those moments where maybe the reactions worked for him.
It's like, you know how you take credit for something that you didn't mean to do? It's like the boomer opposite. Oh, yeah, I got the reactions, but I knew that my health was too low.
Yeah, I could have reacted, guys. I just didn't want to spend my meter. Oh, my. Okay, maybe not.
Uh-oh. Level 2, not the highest value, but something's way better than nothing.
I assume it's the medium modern auto combo probably there. Which is totally a fine spend. And one of those things that you can teach your student later, hey, right there, you can just input any super you want. You can do level 1, level 2, level 3. Like, you can just tell them. And that's an easy thing to fix. Oh, the drive impacts.
Yeah.
He's too ready. I'm starting to think maybe people were onto something.
Oh, no. Hey, Sajam, do you think this is the moment where Stans is like, man, modern controls is cheap?
Yeah, he's definitely having the awakening right now about modern control.
Yeah, he's having a tough time getting in. The phalanx, the Superman punch is just not working because of the modern uppercut.
Yeah, modern, you have to change the way you play against it, right? So it's one of those things where you can't reaction test like you would against somebody who's playing on classic because there's just no buffer time, you know? Like it's very different.
Yep, and the strategy is obvious as well. So you can do it when you're anticipating it's like so easy, or you can do it in the clutch where you're not ready for it, but it's just one button, so you just press it.
Yeah, and like you have to find different ways to bait the reactions than normal, right? There are ways to deal with it, and it's why modern is not picked by everybody. So, whoa,
Nice.
That's hard to do. That is not an easy reaction.
Not at all. Oh, he could have killed off of that, but he still got the dub. Nice throw after the heavy punch.
I'm
Super.
impressed.
You know, Ken has more recovery on his fireball than other Shotos. It's possible to react to it with DI offline, but you run the risk of him doing the OD fireball.
Yes,
But the level 1 super is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough reaction check. But easier against Ken, as you just mentioned, but very impressive. You don't see that often. But his fireball is one of those ones where like it's supposed to be the lead-in, right, rather than just a primary zoning tool. So, oh man.
Oh no, the meme.
Yeah.
The prophecy.
I think we're gonna
He's
see
got
that a lot
level
today.
1. He might level 1, but it's just not going to be very good value.
Yeah.
I was coaching Frodan, who's a former Hearthstone player, so I'm starting to say value a lot. I'm sorry.
I like value. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. The Diaphone team is 4 Teamfight Tactics players. So I basically explain everything in TFT rules, right? I'm like, here's how this right here is really high value. This is like this, this is like that. You know, it's just the way you explain it.
Man, it's just the fireballs are giving Stan such a troublesome time. He's not able to get over it. Easy hit confirm.
This is huge here too. I think spinning some bar here is good. Yeah, level 1. I think any amount of meter is good there. Oh.
Wait a minute. Oh, what a bit. It's gonna be an easy KO. Easy.
Blocking in his dojo is not happening. He's not about that life.
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Offense wins championships. That one DI that Shonik did just led to just complete dismantling of his defense.
Yeah, and one thing I love the defense right there from Stans, walking back to try to bait him on offense there. Wow, that was good offense from Sean. But one thing I was gonna say about Sean in the last slam is the same thing. He's like a cool stuff guy. Like he likes doing cool stuff more than he likes winning almost, right? So, and he does not like blocking. He's one of those players. Yeah. He loves hitting cool stuff. That's what he cares about. Like he doesn't want to win if he thinks his opponent doesn't think he's cool. You know what I mean?
I can relate.
Yeah, you got to hit the coolest thing possible.
Oh boy. Stans has the drive gauge in his favor, but if he can't get in and make use of it, then. Oh, bait, man! How many uppercuts is Shonik letting fly?
Yeah, and that's one of those things too where Stans has been punishing him too. He's been recognizing and punishing a bit. Oh my god, he's gonna be able to do auto combo level 2 to kill him. Man, these DIs.
Please. My fellow Unk. There's no way that the next DI he's gonna check it. I read that they're gonna be so fixated on DI. There's no way his coaches aren't telling him they're DIing a lot.
Yeah.
And if they miss it again, they could also be frustrated too.
Yeah, it definitely could be one of those. Okay, he's ready. Oh man.
Oh, please do a level 1, level 2, some burn him out. Oh, the jump, the modern uppercut doesn't come out. Plus frames on the Gladius.
Yeah, and there still is invincible super available. Oh, that's big. There still is invincible super available as well from Sean, and he might let it rip.
On modern, much easier to react to. Just react with one button. Even if he does it though, it's not really that good.
Yeah, I think reversal super here would be pretty bad if Sean does go for it. Oh, if he gets out of burnout and he DIs him. Oh my god. See, he was thinking about DI. He just went for DI right away there. Oh my god.
Not enough health.
All right. Final game, final round between these two.
Very close set. Slightly in the favor currently for Shonik, nearly having the level 3, but a big jump in, not connecting. Great scrambles, jump against jump throw. Is there going to be a drive rush? Protect the throw early.
Oh, no whip punish, but I like that he took space right there.
Yeah, it looks like we're back to the previous matches where the Superman punch is starting to play a role a little bit. Jumps, Stans is just forcing his way in.
He's having a lot more success with his like a more traditional approach, like you're mentioning, and Sean is not responding by waiting as much.
Man, this is intense. Oh, the advantage for Ken. Another throw. Is he going to throw again? He did.
Drive impact time.
Corner. Everyone's favorite spot.
It missed. Oh my god, the auto combo didn't hit, and he got the throw reset afterwards. That was one of those moments where he wanted the heavy auto combo probably into level 3, but it just didn't work off the wall splat. But he cleaned it up. He figured it out in the scramble afterwards. So
It's part of what I love about watching players develop, and this level of play is, if we were watching your favorite pro players, it's like, all right, it's over. Level 3 is gonna come out, but there was 2 more choices made after that dropped combo. I like seeing what happens in those moments. Like it's like revealing under the curtain, like behind the curtain, what were they thinking next?
And like it's fun to watch too, because you can see the brain moving. Like he's smart. He knows I just hit this DI. I do my biggest combo to win, right? Like I do the heavy auto combo in modern, and it's my most damaging option. But then it doesn't work because of the DI wall splat, and he doesn't know that because he's new. But the decision makes a lot of sense, right? You can see why he would think, I got DI, I need to kill now, I have all the meter in the world, me do big combo, right? Like it's totally, it makes a lot of sense. You can follow the logic cleanly.
Sure. I'm gonna make a Jibble Damas prediction. That was the match where Stans was like, I'm gonna you're gonna DI me to win the match? You think you're somebody, huh? Run it back next slam.
I think the next round robin, he will be a little prepared for drive impact from Sean. I have a feeling that will be on the coaching list for sure if it's not already there, which is cool. And this match I'm really excited for. Have you watched much of either of them play? I think this is gonna be an awesome match. It'll probably be quite close, I think.
I saw a clip from Cody, and I actually coached Jake and Bake yesterday, 2 days ago. We had a very productive session.
Yeah.
I told him to slam on heavy punch and drive rush.
Nice. I love that. I mean, those are good suggestions. He played some 5. I'm sure you're familiar with the event that you guys were in with Mogu as well. And he's solid. He knows how to play some Street Fighter 5. He's quite good. And in this game, I think he's also really solid as well. The big thing, I think, is his own nerves get to him a little bit, for sure, about competing in something like this.
Saw that viral clip of him in Japan with the lady and like the horse face today.
I did see that too.
I know that guy.
Yeah, Jake is quite funny. That's for sure. Nice. Okay, this is something I was gonna set. Dude, wow, really solid round from Jake.
I'm starting to have some proud side coaching moments. Don't mind me.
I was gonna say one thing that came up a lot for the Luke players last slam was crushing heavy punch anti-air, and I think if you're like, if you're Jake or you're any coach, like working with a Luke player in the slam, crouching heavy punch anti-air is the way. That's the move you should use a lot. IMO.
Easy confirm off of the lights. The cross up. Phony firing back, doing some Ryu things for pressing jabs. Okay, sweet.
Hashogeki time. Tatsu. He knows. I think that's like one of the first things Brian taught him was how to do like jab, 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 Tatsu, Hashogeki. Like that kind of sequence, I think was like one of the first things they worked on.
As I was watching Jake, I saw him anti-ing with uppercut, and it's really solid. He was keeping the space, keeping him out the air with the uppercut, and I was in his chat. I was like, wow, nice old man uppercut. I was like, wait, is that a bad thing? What do you mean? The compliment.
Yeah, old man uppercuts are good. We take those. Oh, jump out of the corner is big. He can confirm. Doesn't level 3, but he's in such a good spot, and Coney with the whiff.
Just let it go. Let him breathe. Let them do it to themselves. And Jake and Bake looks like he is in control.
Yeah, and Coney is like, he definitely plays Ryu like he was there when Street Fighter was born. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those. So I think there's things that can get to him and surprise him that are like kind of out of his Street Fighter-y wheelhouse. You know what I mean? He definitely is someone has some experience with the series. And oh my God, Jake looks so clean. Oh, my bad, my fault. You know what? That's on me. That's on me. That's my bad, my fault.
We actually went over that, why uppercuts like that happen. And one thing that I'm seeing, trolling aside, what we did go over is to use the drive rush cancel a lot, but spend time in neutral to recover your drive gauge. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's using the stand medium kick to poke, get the meter back, fireballs to poke, get the meter back. And he's implementing that game plan so well.
He's got all the right ideas. Love it. Man, the gameplay from him has been so solid so far, too. Oh, the big drop. And that was still a punish. Wow, I'm surprised. He walked pretty far.
A little scrambling at the end there.
Yeah, and I think the scramble is going to be better for Coney. I mean, he's a real gamer. He knows how to play in tournaments. He knows how to be in an environment like this and get the job done.
And this is reminding me of real arcade days. Some of the buttons don't work. You got to slam on them extra hard. Don't throw me enough. Like only once a round, okay, bro? This is real like old school Street Fighter style. It looks like.
Oh, back throw. I like the reset from Coney. Just take the positioning. EX fireball as a meaty so that he can't jump away. I like the ideas there from Coney as well.
Player's pretty low on drive gauge. Jake and Bake finds the crouching medium kick drive rush. Immediate level 3s. Okay, all right.
Expensive.
very expensive, especially when Coney is sitting on a level 3 of his own.
Yeah, that's a big spend. If you're Coney, you're pretty happy about that. I think it's probably that Jake either thought he was up around or didn't want to drop it, so he did the easiest combo he can think of. Dude, jump, heavy kick, sweep. I love it.
You see a lot of gaps in knowledge when you have players with such powerful coaching, and they know how to do some things really great, and some things they're just like pie in the face. They don't really are familiar with each situation individually.
Exactly. And that's one of those things too, where some of the decisions I really like from Jake as well. Oh, chance for Coney. Chicago punish. Chicago punish.
That's a throw.
Yeah, block a DP. Chicago punish.
Oh boy, is he gonna wait out the burnout? I think he's gonna wait, and maybe that's a mistake. No uppercut from Coney.
Getting chipped though. I love the anti-air crouching heavy punches again. He's been just very effective. Oh, that's gonna be it with the back throw. Dude, Jake was really effective just playing like simple, solid, effective Street Fighter. He did nothing fancy, nothing weird, just like play the game in a normal way. Don't do anything tricky, don't do anything like not textbook, right? That he can, and just get the job done.
For sure. I feel like I need to side coach for Coney now, so I'm not biased, but I do feel bad if I coach somebody and it helps them win a match, even though it's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I want to like help the other player too to balance it out a little bit, because the strategies that I was showing to him, you saw a lot of it just now. So that was very well played by both players, but Jake and Bay, he just played really good Luke play. He just managed the drive gauge, anti-air, and when they're close to you, turn green.
I think you would be a perfect coach for Coney, actually. I think the way you like to teach the game would be good for his brain. So I would recommend a session to him. If I was going to recommend a coach, I think of all the coaches we have available, you probably make the most sense for how he likes to learn. TBH.
Sure.
I think you're because Brian, you know how Brian is like, yeah, so the way frames work, and I don't know if that is going to work as well for Coney all the time. So I like this though.
Icon.
Your former player, the bald icon.
Yeah. No bias. I'll be upset if he wins every match though.
You said that, and he just immediately whiffed machine gun upper. Nice. I like that completion. And one thing in this version, we see a lot more EX Fireball into stuff from DJ. It's pretty good in this version of the game. It's how he dumps a lot of his meter cash outs, like stand light kick, EX Fireball. Oh, nice. Wow. Stand light kick, EX Fireball, stand light kick stuff, etc., etc. That's a very common way for DJ to cash out in this version.
I learned DJ last Sajam Slam to help out Bald Icon even more, and I blew through Master Rank, got to about 1700 MR. He was like, "Dude, you're just hitting down medium plus drive rush." Like, yeah. What's the problem?
You know, it's funny you say that, because I noticed when I watched him play and I played against him, yeah, exactly. He does crouch medium punch drive rush a lot. And I mean, it's a 6-frame move in a drive rush. That's a lot of this game. So like, oh, nice bait from feed though. So you really have to represent that.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have very many bufferable choices. So, I mean, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Gets the job done.
Oh, I wonder if he missed the level 2 right there. Crouching combo. Oh, wow. Not enough to kill. Ooh. There you go. And one thing about Fee, for those of you wondering, he was playing a lot of Rashid. He was like trying to learn Rashid, and I think he planned to play it for this slam, but now he's on the Cammy and gone back to it. And like relearning Cammy, he dropped a ton of MR, which is pretty normal. I was telling, oh my god, I was telling Boxbox this because he was 1700 MR and he fell all the way down to like 1550 or something, and I was like, that's just a day in the office, bro. It happens.
Yep. I never tell players what to do. I never like command you do. That's not my style. It's a direct opposite. But I strongly suggested the PDX. Maybe you haven't got enough. I don't think Rashid's the way, bro. You don't got enough time for all that. Especially when you got Cammy right there.
I agree. I think his Cammy fits him well. I think the character's strong, and I think he should play this character. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's hard to describe my impression of Fee in this game, because in some ways it's extremely impressive how his grind and his mindset to get better. In some ways, I feel like he should be better than what he is, and it's tough. I don't like to say that out loud, but I kind of wish he was. I don't know. I want to help him out and coach him and see if I can level him up.
No, I know what you mean because he works really, really hard and he's got all the right ideas, but he's just not exactly where. Yeah, I know what you mean. And he definitely doesn't have as much experience in this kind of a game. So I get what you're putting down.
He's such a smart, strong fighting game player. If you ever watch him play Tekken, he's among the best. He's world class. And I'd love to see him shine more in this game too.
And I think he should play Cammy. I'm right there with you. Burnout here is pretty rough, but he does have a one-hit kill if he gets to level 3 or reacts to something. Oh, he's buffering.
He's right there. ShamWow looked like he was about to just straight up run away with this, but PDX is putting up quite the fight. Oh,
that's a big bait. And now this Burnout looks a little spookier, although he's about to be out of it. But PDX on no meter. Very winnable game, though.
You see the presence of the spin knuckle from Cammy, and ShamWow's hesitation to go fireballs. Like maybe he's gonna randomly throw this out and win. Nice check on the drivers from ShamWow. I may have showed him that last season how Cammy, if she drive rush after throw, she doesn't have very good options if you uppercut it.
And nice. I love that. Okay, so one thing about Sham, and I don't know if PDX recognized it, maybe his coach recognized it, what it is. He does like drive rush button, walk back, crouching heavy punch a lot. Like he really fishes for that throw bait. So that check from Fee was very good. I think that was like a really smart choice to like kind of recognize that, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you go full DJ brain and you autopilot these amazing options, but there are answers to them.
Yes, and walk back crouching heavy punch it's real good because like even if they jump, you can still anti-air, and like it's hard to like whip punish it and like it's got good horizontal range. It's just a good option. There's not a lot of bad things about it.
In isolation, a lot of DJ's normals are very whip punishable, but it's just the combination of fireball, sobot kick, medium kick. It's like hard to place yourself in the right moments and the right space and time to actually whip punish him. In PDX, the experience to do that is going to be very challenging.
And like the minute you swing at him and you're just a little wrong, he does sway into kick and then you just die. You know, so it's like he's a weird character to contest in mid range. You know, he's got very awkward normals.
He's so happy while he does it. What are you smiling for, DJ? He's supposed to be miserable playing ranked. He's over here dancing, having a good time.
Dude, that's my experience with Sham too. He's way too happy of a human. I'm like, oh man.
Definitely a joy to be around. Oh man, this is gonna be big, but he's spending a lot of drive gauge to pull it off. If PDX can find his way out of the corner, he might be able to generate the offense. He needs to turn this round around.
Big hit. Love that he tried to bait the throw there. Does put himself in burnout with no bar as DJ, which even one bar as DJ is pretty scary. Nice. I love this offense here.
I think he's getting knowledge checked. PDX is looking a little bit lost, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there that Sham sort of recognized the gaps, right? He sort of recognized the weaknesses there in his offense and just sort of took away with it. So impressive stuff. An important win, I think, for Team Brian to get on the board for these points.
I don't like to get into the players' business too much, but I do my research to see who the players are, what their background is. I looked at ShamWow's YouTube and I saw an M next to a number and subscribers. And I'm like, why are you good at fighting games? What business do you have to like? You're good, man. What for?
You know, it's funny you say that because something like this slam, you know, the Robbie Rotten who we had in the last match, he's a quite famous voice actor, right? He voice acts Deku from My Hero Academia and lots of other famous characters. When he signed up, you know, we asked like, what games do you play? And he was like, I play fighting games. Like, this is the main thing I do. It's like the primary game. And I was like, what? Like, what are the odds that this like voice actor guys, when he's not doing this, is like a fighting game player? He's like, yeah, I used to play Marvel 3 and I played this and I played that. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. You're surprised, I think, at the interest people have in the genre.
Yeah. It reminds me so much, just again, about how the arcade culture backgrounds are so diverse. You might have the dude who plays Tekken in his underwear playing against the CEO of some company. Like, it's so tight.
That I'm sure that has happened. Yeah. Oh, he thought it was counter hit or maybe media and missed the combo. Drop from Brian there also. I think he was unsure about Terry heavy punch hitting twice or not. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get those weird scrambles where like you do drive rush Terry, heavy punch with Terry, and like the first hit doesn't hit or whatever. You're like,
It's looking pretty rough for Brian F, but he does find the DI. You can't do that to me. I'm not that old.
Yeah, but now he gets anti-aired. He's out of there, so burnout not a factor, but unfortunately down the meter and still in not a great spot in this round.
Hey, Jam, I hope to not take away too much from this matchup, but doesn't it irk you a little bit that Rashid players complain about his anti-air? You know he has an air throw, and he has an anti-air.
Bro, his anti-air is a quarter circle motion. Like, you want me to feel bad? You want a quarter circle forward heavy punch to hit both sides and anti-air all the time always?
Nothing but gaslighting all around, man. I swear.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's a quarter circle motion. Oh, chip is a big factor here. Nice blocks. It's -1 there, so. Chip. Oh.
It didn't hit twice.
Oh my god. Oh my. Dude, no way JB survives right there.
I'm looking for an he jumped into him. Brian F, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to have anti-airs, not DIs.
Oh
have
my god.
anti-airs?
Well, Brian should throw. No anti-air again. Oh my. Brian should be throwing, like when he's up on meter there, I think he should be throwing EX Fireball because JB didn't have enough to throw one without burning himself out. So.
Right.
Hard to calculate that. But yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. It don't matter your age in this moment. All you can do is pray and guess. All right.
He blocked for a while.
Okay. Let it fly.
He's holding on. Oh, he tried. Okay. I like that attempt there from... did he... The hard combo? Harder combo. It doesn't go for the 4-frame version of it, but I like what we're seeing there from Brian. Nice reaction.
Nice. Oh, he placed himself in the corner with that burn knuckle. Drive gauge is pretty low on both sides.
He's forcing to burn out. But he's trying to burn out JB here. That's the goal, right? Is to try to force double burnout, although he doesn't quite make it in time.
It feels a little bit desperate to just generate the offense, but even if he like snuck in a throw there, it wouldn't have been enough to kill. And then you don't have drive rush.
I think the plan was to do burn knuckle into level 3 for chip, but heavy burn knuckle was a little too slow. I like the idea. I think if he did medium burn knuckle into it, it would have worked.
Oh, I think Brian F is building some confidence. That jump in means a lot.
It was a pretty close first game.
Attempt.
Like you know, for him playing Terry now, it's not his character obviously from before, right? But that game was pretty close.
I think the difference is gonna really be made by that Rashid level 2 and how that's navigated. Hopefully, if you can win that first round, and then you can have more life pool to sort of tank the level 2 offense, and maybe you can have a better shot at this.
Nice block there from Brian. After the stand tech got baited last time, he's looking for that level 2. Brian is parrying. Yeah, he's just gonna hold it out. Okay. Do you eat another throw? Is the overhead coming?
Oh boy.
He had time there.
I feel like the design of the level 2 is intended like, well, if they hold parry, they're just gonna get a bunch of meter back. So it's balanced, right? But it just doesn't pay off. Like you get all the meter back, but you're still in the corner. You get hit by a throw or an overhead or anything. It's just so tremendously oppressive.
I cannot believe that he had time to sneak in a throw on that parry there on the level 2 in the corner. Like I thought the level 2 was going to be meaty for sure. I'm sure Brian did too.
Yeah, and even if they missed the throw up, the whirlwind's got his back.
Yeah. I think the spacing there, he didn't believe in the combo, so he tried to take a throw bait.
And it's looking really bad. Brian F's drive gauge is so low. JB almost has level 2. He's got it now, and
yeah, if he's wrong, he gets to be right? Like he has level 2 here. Yeah, even if he got pushed away, it was going to be immediate. Pop the level 2 from JB. Looking good. So his team closes it out 4-1 overall on the team score there. Impressive stuff, I think, from all of them. Honestly, they played that really, really solid.
Yeah, I particularly enjoyed the match with Jake and Bacon Coney. It seemed like such a solid and like a good starting point for both players to see how they progress, which I think is one of the more interesting aspects of this. It's not only how people start, but how they progress and how they finish.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what's it called? That was one of those matches too, where there's a lot to take away from both players, right? Where you're like kind of looking at it and thinking to yourself, you know what? Like I can see a lot of improvements that they could both make to counter each other, right? Back and forth, which I think is the most fun when you see the improvement, but you also see the room to grow. Those two things are like where I think that the slam gets interesting and what makes fighting games fun.
Yep. It's on the coaches, it's on the players. And I mean, oh man, do you know what Jake and Bake was doing when I coached him before? He was fighting the AI battles that you get in Battle Hub. So he was fighting like the Grandmaster Honda to see how like this character operates. It's like it's a pretty like I would have never thought to do that.
Yeah,
Turns out I don't think it's the best strategy because it still reads your inputs a little bit. It doesn't behave like a human would. But just the idea of like this is a convenient way to train. I can always target the character that I want to fight against. It's like I would have never thought of that.
I think it's cool because that feature is new since the last slam, and I saw a lot of them use it. I saw Stans using it. I saw him use it. Basically, when you go online for the first time, it's just there in front of you, and I would recommend it for most people if you're like, you want to fight something that's not the CPU in like training mode, or like the CPU in like arcade or something. You want something that's a little bit more of a look, but you don't want to like jump in against a human yet. I think that's like, it's good to get your, you know, your hands and brain moving, and then you go and play other players online.
Yeah, not so much pressure either. It's not like a person that's gonna go into your chat room. That would be pretty funny if they had a AI built like that.
GG's,
Go in your
that
chat
was
room
me.
and just start talking junk to you. But yeah, it's pretty low. Not necessarily low effort, but it's just something you can do as like just to see how things work as a baseline.
Yeah, I think that's like a pretty smart way to jump in and not feel too much pressure about like, oh, I got to do this, and this. We take an updated look at the score as well. I'll pull up. I have like the esports sheet. I'll pull that up real quick. I've got like a super fancy one that has like everything updated immediately. So let me grab that real quick, and we can get an updated look at how the teams are looking so far. But if you want to see your own version, you do exclamation point score. Yeah, GG's. I was the robot. It was me. Updated look at the score so far and how everybody's looking. So from what I saw, and let me go over, let's see here. Let me go over to the side here. From what I saw, we can get an updated look at the overall team so far on the points. It seems like Chokote and Shine's team are tied, 18 points a pop, with Nephew 1 win behind. I don't know if their last match is done. It looks like their last match is probably done. We're gonna get that set up in a second here, but team scores are pretty close on those top end, those points there. Oh, I didn't even notice Team JB is also at 18. It's not in order. So there's 3 teams at 18 points right now. It seems like here.
Oh no, and the boomers are looking so hot.
It happens sometimes. They got to get going. You know, like morning coffee's got to kick in. They got to get ready, you know. Just how things look. Although,
you gotta limber up, do some back stretches.
Yeah, I noticed.
You got some machine that you turn upside down on.
Oh, they all have rowing machines and pelotons and stuff. I noticed that Sham and Huntress 2-0 in their group so far. Jake and Robbie 2-0 in their groups. Asa's 2-0. That's kind of what I expect. And then down here at the bottom, Shoomimi 2-0. Everybody else pretty close right here. It's a scrappy little spot, so looks good. I like that. You got to see everybody put up some wins on the board. It's always nice.
I think Brian has one of those little mini elliptical that you just move your feet on. He uses one of those as he's playing just to keep his legs warm and his blood flowing.
That's smart. I have a standing desk now, and I want to get like a walking treadmill that I can put under my standing desk. That's like the strap. A lot of people do that. So like when I put on the watch party to watch like, you know, World Warrior Japan for 2 hours, I can just stand up and walk. So that way I'm not just sitting here the whole day.
I was trying to hold it in, but
Would you have one?
No. I just go to the gym and you know, do what I can.
Yeah, that's a good way too. Yeah. I mean, I just want to stand and not sit all day. You know what I mean? That's like the big. All right, we got our match. Frodan versus Machina X Flayon. I've just been calling him Flayon. I think that's what most people call him. He's real solid. He talks like an anime protagonist. So every time I tune in, he's like, oh, I could have anti-aired there. And I'm just like, oh my God. It makes me hype. I'm like, damn, that could be me.
He has an aside, like a soliloquy. The spotlight shines on him. Oh, I could use more low for a drive rush.
Oh, that match was pretty close, I guess. I'm just like, oh my God. He cracks me up. He's fun to watch, and he's gotten real good. I mean, you can see his rank already for someone who's been picking up fighting games. And Frodan too, also very, very solid. Both on Classic as well.
Yeah, the Flayon gameplay is starting to run away with it, but the drive gauge is starting to even out a little bit. Frodan is behind in life. After spraying that fireball, it makes it even worse.
Oh, he was committed there to that Jinrai. Unfortunate. That's one of those things about DIs too, is like if you're already going for some kind of other cancel option or thing, and then they're committed to the DI, you're like, oh God, you know, it's just an immediate tough thing to deal with. One thing I saw as well is that in the first round, we didn't see it on stream, but Frodan actually beat Gumi. And when I played him, he asked me to play Blanco. Oh, nice reaction. So I think, you know, this is one of those matchups, the Luke matchups, where he might just need some more practice or training if this is going to be a problem, because I think there's a couple of Lukes in this tier. So. Nice.
Yeah, I feel like you invest 80% of your time to learning your character, and then you tailor that 20, you crank it to 30, 40%, learning what your matchups are. And I feel like this is a match he's gonna have to crank it up to like 50% and learn how Luke and how Flaon's gonna work because he's looking a little bit lost in the offense.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it actually too is this mid-range, this like zoning game here. Flaon is just taking a lot of it. Like he really is like kind of commanding the whole screen with jumps, with fireballs, with just like lots of solid options. Wow, that's the combo. Wow, if he hit that.
Ay, ay, ay. Not looking good for our hero Frodan.
Not quite. And I gotta say, I'm impressed so far. One thing about him, his defense is pretty good. I think his blocking is good. He just doesn't know when to challenge, and I think the neutral is the problem here. He looks a little lost about what to do against Luke in the middle of the screen. Oh my god, in the middle of the
Holy
screen.
smokes. Real anime, he's just turning golden. He did a gold move.
He whiffs his DP and then gets his jab. Oh, guess I got lucky.
Wet drop.
Oh, nice whip punish.
Okay. Oh, that happens so frequently. A regular uppercut works on wake up, but it's not invincible at all.
Yeah, it's like, for some reason, it just seems to happen more than you think it would. Uh-oh, burnout against Jinrai. Nice level 1. I like the ideas we're saying.
I think I know the correct dose of what I could work on with Frodan next. It's how to walk and block, basically. Walk and parry.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem he's had so far in this match. Is there a DI here? Oh, nice bait. Oh, dude. I feel like this match could have gone either way if he whiffed that DP and Frodan got a punish. Because he clearly had the right idea there.
More firepower. He needs to know how to generate his offense a bit better. And there were some input problems. So he would try to walk forward and uppercut, and that would give him like a fireball, or he would try to uppercut. He would get accidental uppercut inputs when he didn't intend to. So that's something he has to work on with his execution, and that's basically how the whole offense started. Execution mistakes, and I saw him getting a little bit fixated, like his uppercut whiffed, and now what happens next is going to be even more of a scramble.
Yeah, and one thing I love about this slam for our players here is man, our character choice that we're about to see right here is fantastic. So Sykkuno played in the last slam. He played Cammy, and his Cammy was really solid. And this slam, he decided to be an evildoer. I think the Marvel Rivals event for Twitch Rivals changed him. I think he's like become, he had like a Joker moment, and he's like, I'm playing modern Zangief. So
is this Days of Doki Bird coming back?
Yeah. So I think basically he decided to become an evildoer, and he just locked in on the modern Zangief. So he was very solid in the last slam with Cammy, and was like climbing plat all the way going towards diamond. Looking good, and then he decided to be an evildoer here. And that is one thing. Yeah, the throw loop into the modern DP reaction after. This matchup, I think, will be quite hard for Sykkuno on this character. I actually think he could do this on Cammy, but Asa, for those of you who don't know, had literally never played the game before, and he's put in 100 hours in the last like week and a half, and is now Diamond 2. He's like maybe even like more than 100 hours. He's put in like even more than that. Like he's put in an insane amount of time in the last week and a half, and it's gotten really good.
Like more hours. Just like I watch her stream, and then 20 hours. You've been playing this game for 20 hours. Like after 3, I'm ready to hang it up.
Yeah, his endurance. I mean, that's TFT brain. These TFT players put in such long shifts. And he told me he just sits there in training mode, like watching another stream, doing loot combos on his other monitor. So he's just practicing stuff while doing. Oh my, there is no way. Okay, well, this is gonna be a long road. I don't know how Sykkuno's getting in here.
Asa probably could have blocked that level 2, but he chose violence instead and still was able to punish.
Man, impressive stuff there from Asa. And yeah, for those of you wondering, Sykkuno was like mid-plat on Cammy. He's pretty similar rank to most of the other people in this division, but he decided he wanted to play modern Zangief. So he started playing this like I think yesterday or something, and now he's gold 5.
I do respect the confidence in the cheats. Like, I'm gonna run this, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I think what's it called? He could do it on either of his characters. I think his Cammy is really good. Oh my!
No way.
Okay. All right. My bad.
Speechless.
Yeah, my fault. I think
I
he
don't
could
even
do
think
it.
that was a read. I think he saw them in the air and used his modern super to punish it.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Nice. Okay. I think he's gonna empty jump and then try to bait something like that. Oh, and he tried.
Do
he
you
got-
have medium? Do you know if you have medium kick? Jump medium kick with modern?
That's a good question, actually. That's such an important button.
Yeah, it definitely would be punishing those fireballs if you do.
Yeah. Oh, punish time. Yep. Punish counter SPD. Gets the big one. Sweep. I like that he went for another SPD. I think sweeps and overheads and SPDs will take you real far with this strategy here.
We are scrambling and gambling, pressing and guessing. I like what I'm seeing. Oh, 360.
He's trying. Yeah, every time he blocks, I think that's what he's gonna go for. He does have level 2 available here as well. I think he's thinking about it. One thing I would love to see from Sykkuno in neutral is more forward heavy kick, actually. Oh, that's big. Now he's burnt. He can. Oh, okay. Big spend from Asa.
I think so. The overhead, like spacing it well, so at least it's good on block.
Yeah. I think like, you know, he's representing drive rush, command grab. He's doing sweep, right? But I would love to see. Oh, that's big. Wait, he has a chance to win here. Command grab kills.
That didn't punish.
Oh, and the dome.
Oh, we're out here with the gamba.
Yeah, I think if Sykkuno did a little bit more overhead and baited reversals a little bit more, this set is like very easily winnable for him.
Yeah, I like Sykkuno's use of the heavy punch. It's really important for Zangief. Got the armor. It's good against anti-airs. Establishes space. The range is great. Maybe a little more of that will help him out. There it is. But they held it a little bit longer. Maybe would have anti-aired.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm so impressed by Ace's offense. He's really going at it. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and
the
like
aggression is absolutely there.
when you're fighting modern Luke, like, and he whiffs a throw in the corner, he just one button DPs you every time. And Asa just like consistently anti-aired and like stopped that option basically in every instance so that you couldn't escape it. You know, very, very impressive.
Devastating. They put the hours in. They earned it. That's how it goes.
Yeah, he's put in a lot of time. Like, Asa's been grinding. And the other thing about Sykkuno is he's been playing in the Marvel Rivals event, so he didn't get a chance to play Street Fighter until like Monday. So the difference in like time, I think, is like going to be a pretty big factor. By the end of the week, I think he'll look a lot sharper.
Yeah, and that is not really a cheap. I mean, you can describe it as a cheap tactic, but initially, what you can do is just train your players to just go full offense. Don't worry about the matchup. Just worry about what you can do, and just don't let them play until we get to that point where we have to find things we got to worry about. Just go at them and overwhelm them with offense, and they have to respond to what you're doing. And that's what it seems like Asa is running away with against that matchup in Sykkuno.
Yeah, he definitely looks very comfortable doing his good stuff. We haven't really seen anybody put him on the back foot, right? And like make him deal with their stuff. So I'm curious to see how that goes, like you just mentioned, because I think that's going to come up quite a bit.
Wow, this is a treat for me to watch. Scarf in the last slam, Karq, who I briefly coached. Karq very much so plays such a slow-paced game. Scarra very methodical with the Manon, and they're both command grab characters. So we're gonna see some pressing and guessing, but they're players who like to spend time in neutral and just wait it out and see how the other person responds.
Yeah, and one thing I like, so Karq's on classic Honda, and like the way he plays is very solid and defensive. Like, it's really funny to me that he doesn't play Honda very belligerently, because when you're a new player, the expectation is like you learn Honda by being very like doing round star butt slam and then doing like 15 more. But I think Nephew had to tell him, hey man, you should like do your special moves more. You know what I mean? Like, he had to be like, yo, like you actually need to be a little bit more gambly than you are.
Especially at this level of play, it's very hard to perfect parry, butt slam, headbutt, and it may just make you be so one-track minded to start looking for those things that then you can start running your general offense. And that's what I think we're seeing here.
The butt slams like that. So one thing that Nephew told Karq was, hey, what you're doing is too solid. When your opponent is in burnout, I need you to butt slam them to death. Like, just do it over and over and over and over. And I mean, you saw him do it right there, right? Like, he took that advice and he just butt slammed him 12 times. Like, you just got to do that when your opponent's in burnout. It doesn't matter what level of play you're at. It's hard to deal with that.
Well, look at the punish on the OD headbutt. Scar was not. They just did some jabs and that was it. Nice. That is a problem though. If Honda does headbutt, it's -3. Manon can show the command grab card, and then you got to put that in the wheel of choices.
Yeah, it just becomes something to worry about. Oh,
I
he
learned
got
today
the-
that other players are particularly, they don't like the Zangief matchup very much for that very reason. If you headbutt and they block it, it puts you in the 360 mitch, they can just command grab you. And Manon, I imagine, is pretty much the same way.
Yeah, and Zangief, that sending heavy punch is really, really hard to deal with, I think. For a lot of the Honda options, like, he has armor that naturally just deals with a lot of things.
Oh, unfortunately, a rookie mistake from Scar, trying to DI the butt slam.
Oldest trick in the book. And now, very, very scary spot. Now he's chip range. Ooh, that DI is... Yeah, I don't think anybody on the planet's getting away from that one.
Yep, level 2 would have won it for Scara, but you got to have so much situational awareness, and you're +1 actually after the headbutt is blocked like that. So very tough situation to be in. Butt slam.
Whiff punish butt
Missing
slam.
that medium punch.
Yeah, that's Scar's favorite button for sure. It's one of his favorite things about playing this character, I think.
Whenever they're in burnout, Scar's like, all right, I won. I'm gonna just keep hitting medium punch.
Oh, tricky.
Jeez. Is that it?
Oh, I love the backdash shoot. Dude, come on. That backdash to bait whatever he thought he was going to do on wake up, too. Nicely done.
So solid from CarQ. Just, you would think he's been playing this game for months.
Yeah, that was impressive. I love it. Every time I watched him play, like, when I saw him play before the slam, and because to determine the tiers for all the players, I watch everybody play. I saw him play and he was like mid-plat or something. I was like, this guy's gonna be master really fast. Like there's no doubt in my mind. Like his play is way too solid for him not to be in the tier he's in. I think he's really good.
It's good that you mentioned that. I was just about to ask you, like, what was the toughest player to place?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of like decision making about each player, and it's hard to get everything right. I'm not sure. So this next match we're going to have is going to be a good one too, but the hardest ones are players like Asa probably, where they haven't played much, but their improvement is so fast that placing them feels hard. Same with Flayon. He also got real good real fast. I think maybe not to quite the extent, but pretty similarly in terms of how good he got.
Yeah, not to get too deep into it, but I imagine sometimes you got to weight it against the teams. Like maybe they have an anchor that is going to be the strongest anchor, so you give them maybe the weakest first player.
Yeah, the way we try to do it is we rate every player on who we think the strongest to weakest is in every single tier, and we created a heat map and tried to balance the teams such that it felt like in any matchup they were like, they had a chance to win 3 matches, right?
Absolutely. In this matchup, it's going to be hard to be biased. Since the slam, I learned about SK, became friends, we hung out at TwitchCon, and now I am just a binge watching viewer of her stream in Marvel Rivals. So I'm a little bit biased here. I'm gonna try to keep it to myself though.
And one thing that's interesting about this tier especially, right? So these two played, right? And I think it was in BoxBox's favor when they played. But then Sham, who's like the same rank as BoxBox, played against SK, and their score was 15-14. Like it was like neck and neck. I think modern Luke and the way BoxBox likes to play is very good into SK's playstyle, because she wants to run at you and hit you. And that's really hard to do against modern, right? Because of the one-button reactions make it so that he can just, challenge whatever the situation is so easily.
Just like that. And yeah, it's so hard to, like, maybe you see a disparity in the ranks. Maybe, like, just like we see right now. It seems like a 1600 versus a near 1400. This is it should be unfair on paper. But it's not quite the whole tale of the tape, because you got the coaches in your corner, and you got the players who are, there's a lot of knowledge gaps there. And what a modern super on the drive rush.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think that is the reason this matchup's hard for her. It's not even the MR either, 'cause she climbed like 150 MR yesterday or something like that. It's really the modern reactions and game plan is very strong into how SK plays, I think. Oh my god, this guy BoxBox.
Excellent. The parry was smart there. The DI would have lost due to not having enough health. The drive impact is actually SK's turn there. The BoxBox turned it around with the uppercut.
And I think he improved a ton from the last slam, by the way. He's one of the players that improved the most. He is really, 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 really solid. So I expect him to be like a terror to basically anybody he runs into.
I'm seeing the vast improvements. The last time I saw BoxBox play was that event with Yipes and Beckman and Justin Wong, and Beckman kind of ran away with it, but BoxBox was in there. He was so locked in and like really trying to do his best. And you can see the level of improvement is astounding. But SK firing back, got a round off.
Yeah, it's definitely a scrappy match. I think these two are like the most aggressive of basically almost anybody in any tier, to be honest with you. It's kind of what I expect between the two of them, to be honest. Like these two they're scrappers. They like to get in there and swing.
Yeah, they are definitely pressing and guessing. I like what I'm seeing. The corner position for Box. Look at the heavy punch. It actually didn't punish the light kick. It just clipped something, but the driver's got you covered. Burnout for Box, looking like no other prodigy.
And I think the other thing too is the modern reactions means that he's so comfortable going into burnout. You know, like I go to burnout, I got one button DP, I have one button super, I'm chilling.
Yeah, there is an art to putting yourself in burnout. Like if you have a lot of super, if you're ahead in life, if you're ahead in drive gauge. I mean, if you put yourself in burnout, you have a way to recover so that you can take advantage of having 6 extra bars again.
Yeah, I mean, if you live burnout, like you are super advantageous, right? As long as you haven't taken a lot of damage or anything, because you just get so much drive gauge back, and that is such a huge factor for the round. Like as you say, fresh 6 bars is a ton of drive gauge to work with. It makes you so dangerous.
Yeah, you can squeeze out 6 drive rush cancels if you do it right. It's really, really oppressive. And speaking of drive gauge, both players looking pretty low. Spends a level 3, puts them in burnout, and he's going to have a heaping help, about 3 bars for Box. Going to be tough for SK, but she can win with 1 combo.
Yeah, this is very, very scary. If she gets cornered especially, this should be the kill if there's no drop. Not quite, but wait, oh my god, I thought there was going to be a wake up super right there. Box bet it all on the overhead and it works out. That could have been the deal breaker there, but he does clean it up for his team.
TFT, do you make reads in TFT also? Like, they're not going to do it, so I'm going to plop down this hero. I don't know how TFT works, but that felt like you're not going to level 3. Watch this.
Yeah, so like in TFT, when you have to move your units, sometimes you want your units to be on the same side as the enemy. Sometimes you want it to be opposite because they snipe or something. So there is like, I'm going to swap my units because I think that he is going to like put the units here, so I'll keep mine. Or sometimes the strategy is I will stay completely still. He's going to think I'm going to move, and I'm going to stay exactly where I'm at. So like, yeah, there are reads like that of like, I don't buy it. I think my opponent's not going to do anything.
That's what I love about the slam is you see like there's this weird concept that fighting games are so hard, they're so difficult, you can't, and they're harder than any other game. And I don't think it's necessary. Sure, they're very hard and they're almost like a foreign concept. They don't really explain themselves well. The resources are better than what they've ever been, but they're still kind of hard. But the skills are absolutely transferable, and having a coach that can just guide you in the right direction, you can begin applying those concepts that you learn in other games. The fundamentals, they absolutely transfer over, and it's really not that bad.
Yeah, and I think it's largely because if you come from these other backgrounds, you probably have played something similar to what you played before. But in fighting games, they're a lot different from a lot of the other games, right? So it's cool to see it. And you know, one thing I love about this TFT team is even Diaphone. He entered the last box boot camp, and he did play in it, and he was a TFT player himself. So all TFT players on this team. He also, you know what I love about this guy Diaphone is he really has been grinding hard, I think, for the coaches matches. He's been trying a lot. I think he knows that like he's the weakest coach on paper here. So he's been trying to put in a lot of work to even it out. And I think this character is such a good pick for him. Kimberly really fits his playstyle. Yeah.
Like not the weakest coach, but the coach as a player. Wow. Yeah, too slow. She has one of the slower level 1 super reversals.
He might be the best player in the world. That was the sickest sequence I may have seen in the video game, bro. Oh my god.
I sense in Diaphone's gameplay, he has the heart of a lion. He wants to win this, and he's really putting his best foot forward, but Nephew is he's literally one of the best players in America.
Yeah. I mean, he is like top 3 in the country in most people's mind. Capcom Cup qualified player. Whether his team wins or not, he will be in Japan for Capcom Cup, you know? So he is that good.
Corner oppression. Kimberly, it's one of the places that she does not want to be. You know, most characters don't, but the slow level 1 reversal, non-invincible special moves, it's really, really hard for her to get out of it, but Diaphone has.
Yeah, and I like the composure from Diaphone here. Still committed to his offense. Also, in this version of the game, good block from Nephew there. In this version of the game, that stand medium punch from Kimberly into arc step, a lot scarier to deal with, obviously. She's got some nice buffs in this patch. Ooh, no trade combo for Nephew.
I sense that a lot of people will see Diaphone as a content creator, but he has been a competitor for so long, and that's probably going to chip out.
Yeah, he is, I think, of almost all the coaches in here, I think he's one of the best tournament players. He has so many years of tournament experience, not only in this game. Oh, new combo, nice. Not only in this game, but in so many different games. He has tons and tons and tons of time playing in tournament in basically any fighting game you can imagine. He's good at it.
Yeah, I remember at any beta that was an anime game, and I saw Diaphone's name, I'm like, oh boy, this again, I gotta deal with this. I don't know what it is. We were at TwitchCon, and Diaphone, we just sat down and played some random anime game that I've never heard of, and he cooked me so hard. It was like, oh yeah, you see this anime waifu with the sword, she's the best character. Like, how do you know that? This game is foreign. No one's ever seen this game before, and I got cooked.
Yeah, I was walking in a convention one time, and Justin Wong was like, oh, you see that game right there? We should go play it. He sat down and was like, I invented an infinite in this game, and he infinited. That's the kind of guy I think of, like him and Diaphone are those kinds of guys where, like, if I had to pick like the kind of person who could defend us on the planet from the aliens if they invade in a fighting game, you know, these are the kinds of players I think of who are just good at lots of different fighting games.
Put them on the front lines. They'll find out the cheapest strats. Yeah, the aliens, yeah, they're weak on their left hip. How do you know that?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this waifu right here, the aliens can't react to her mix-up. Like, what?
Sword's too big.
Oh, I love the forward heavy kick idea.
He's still in there. He's up one round. Nephew's in the burnout. Oh, he finds the drive rush medium punch.
I think he kills here, too. Oh, he could have definitely killed her.
Maybe. I think there was enough to kill there with the level 3 conversion, especially with critical art.
Yeah, he could have killed, I think, with the double drive rush. Oh, now chip is a big factor for Nephew as well, but... Mix! He's got to guess, and he guesses wrong. One apiece, just like that.
Incredible. You can't parry when you're in burnout, so the left right mix-up is real. If you try to input a super, you don't correctly input it, that's a problem too. So nice move by Diaphone.
Yeah, very nicely done. I think he's gonna have I think he'll have better results in this slam than last for the coaches, in the sense that I think Kimberly fits him a lot more than Aki, and she's a lot better now. Those two things I think will help him quite a bit.
As well as like Ed is not as good, and
yeah,
he's probably much more motivated in playing. Like me and Diaphone were the coaches that went 0-2 on paper, though our teams were so good, incredible. Like we both felt like, man, we could have won this.
Yeah, and like that's the thing that I think makes the slam fun, is like deciding which part you want to invest in as a coach is so good. And I think, you know, similar to last time, his team is quite formidable, right? He's got a good little team for himself here, so I think there's a good chance to do well. Speaking of which, he's kind of smoking Nephew in this round.
Looking pretty good for Diaphone, but he did get side switched into the corner. An overhead off of the run connects off a Nephew.
One round away. And if this was tournament, this would be the deciding match, right? This is the coaches match between him and Nephew. So they're 2 apiece right now. Oh, nice reaction there from Nephew.
Nephew does tend to use a lot of reversal supers. In that situation, it's good to check the run stop. He does not have advantage after that, so it's a good way to like stop the offense, and it's working out for Nephew. He's starting to find his footing again. This may be where we see a turnaround from Nephew. The overhead connects. Mortar pressure coming in. Drive reversal with Kimberly. Yeah, I think it's good for her.
And I like the attempted anti-air bait from Diaphone there as well, the jump elbow. Trying to catch Nephew like maybe in his nerves, maybe like fishing for something right that far away over. If he just whiffed like a DP there, okay. If he just whiffed the DP on the jump, like it could have been the round, you know?
Diaphone's looking sharp. He's looking like he this is the game that he plays. He's not only a content creator and expert anime player, but he plays Street Fighter 6. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's over the holiday, he was like, should I start playing Street Fighter right now? Is there going to be another slam? I'm trying to lock in. Like, he's serious. I think he really wants to improve, and he feels the pressure of the other coaches. So this is big, too. Nice lead. Immediately has Burnout as a threat, and now... Oh my, next hit. And that's going to be the level 3. You just mentioned how Nephew likes to do reversal supers and to save his drive gauge, as you see right there. That's why he commit.
If he lost, if that was an incorrect read, it was over.
I like the jump back there. Oh, no stock. Nephew a little nervous. I don't think he recognized. Anti-air is good. He's in burnout. No way out. Oh my god. But back throw. That's huge. If it was front throw, it was checkmate. The game was over. Now instead, there's a very playable round here for Nephew. The mix-up. Diaphone clears Nephew in the coaches match.
If I was Tasty Steve, your arm would be shattered.
I'm pretty sure it would be. Well. Looky here. I said on stream yesterday, I said I thought Nephew's record in the coaches matches probably wouldn't be as good as it was last time. And we see that might come to fruition. Not because he's a bad player or anything, but all the coaches are really strong. In both slams, I thought all the coaches are really strong. And in the same case here, anybody could get got. You know, this is one of those things where everybody's strong. I mean, the one person who beat Nephew in the last slam was you. You got him. So, like, I think every coach is capable of beating all of the other coaches in the slam. And as you can see there, we just saw it.
I also did it with Jamie, by the way. And also, I don't play this game. I'm just a dad.
I don't play this game. The sun was in my eyes. I had to take my daughter to school.
True, but I think the same thing is also true for Nephew. We could very easily see, we can see him fire back and just go on a win streak from here. It could be that one loss that like, okay, I see how it is. I'm gonna lock in.
And that's very impressive stuff. Of course, it's a big win for Diaphone there. That's a win for his team. So like if they're in tournament, if this was Sunday, that would be his team's qualification or sending Nephew to losers bracket or eliminating them, whatever. And it was a very impressive play from him. I think he probably wanted that victory. I think his record in the coaches matches right now, before this, I think he was 0-2. So that's his first win. His first win's against Nephew.
Yeah, and if it's anything like the last slam, the finals, I believe every match was determined by a coach's match. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a tough choice to make. Do you want to invest in your team? Do you want to invest in yourself? You gotta like do this weird dance of trying to find the balance at all times.
Oh yeah, and I think we had coaches matches for basically all but like one set or something, and it's usually by design such that, you know, it could go either way. We want it to always end ideally on the last player match or the coaches match, right? So the sets are relatively close, and that was a good example of it there. So well played. I think Diaphone played well. I think Nephew kind of came alive a bit. He looked really comfortable, really confident, and then Diaphone just made it happen. The mix-ups were, yeah, they're tough to deal with, I think.
He looks so sharp. I wonder what his stream is looking like if he, you know, did a little dad dance or whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised. Diaphone gets really hyped too. He's playing in tournaments.
Let's take a look at the standings, and I'll ask you, chat, and we'll see how we're feeling here. We'll pick what match we want to watch next. So right now, Team Shine, Nephew, Chokote, and JB have the most points. So JB and Shine are tied at 24 a pop, and they're playing next. All right, we should watch this. So for next match, I would love to watch Team Shine versus Team JB, because these two teams are tied at 24 points apiece, the most points. So the two strongest teams so far, and that's the next match. So I'm down to watch that one. Team Shine versus Team Diaphone is a good one. And then for the last round, I think Shine and Diaphone's team haven't played, and that team is pretty close. And then Nephew and Chokote's team are also really close. So we'll see what the points are looking like, but I'm super down to watch the Shine JB team match. And the coaches match for that will be sick too, I'm sure.
Heck yeah. This first series, when the points are not really as significant as they become, it does feel like a little meet and greet. You know, you're introducing yourself, finding out what you got to work on, who the players are. Sort of feels like a murder mystery. Like, all right, which one of you dastardly up to no goods is the one I have to like really work on. But that's not to say at all that the points don't matter in this particular set. There's still a lot on the line for the positioning of the your seating, and that can matter quite a bit, because maybe there's a matchup that you're not favorable with. Maybe there's a team lineup that you're less likely to win, but if you put yourself in the right position, you might not even have to play them in the finals.
Yeah, and the thing that's interesting too to me about this is that you know, last time there was a three-way tie for first, right? So every single set did end up really counting, because in the round robin portion, the matches were just so close and the teams were so scrappy in that nature. And they're still close right now. And the other thing too is that any match turning for Friday is a huge swing in points. It's like a 10-point swing, right? Because it's 5 points for your team, 5 points away from the enemy team. So every win is a 10-point swing on paper for your team. And 10 points goes a long way, right? So we'll have to see how the scores break down. But I expect things to be pretty close at the end of this round robin, seeing how things are looking.
Incredible. I can only imagine the bonds that are formed through these wins and losses, and the motivation, and just the overall, I got to keep going back to it. The amount of community building that this event, that it just facilitates. It's just amazing. There's nothing quite like it. And you do such a great job of putting this out there for everybody.
Thank you. And we have fun running it. I mean, as you know, like, we wanted something like this to exist for a long time, and no one was doing it. So I said, fine, I'll do it myself. And we run it now for a couple of games. And I think, like, you sort of can't go wrong. Like the events are always super fun. Everybody has a good time. It's a great way to learn the game. It gets people out there interested too. So many of the people who signed up for this slam told me I started playing Street Fighter because I watched your last slam, right? Which I thought, like, seeing that in the signups is a really nice feeling because, you know, so many people are interested and like, oh yeah, like I want to try this because I watched other people try it and it didn't look as bad as I thought. You know what I mean? Like it looked like I could do it. Like I'm down to play it, which is a good feeling.
Yep, and as I mentioned earlier, it's the antithesis of the lonely online ranked experience. What fighting games have been about to me is, you know, the people that you meet. I was in the Air Force for 6 years, and wherever I went, fighting game players were there welcoming me with open arms. And sometimes it was a little weird, but at the end of the day, it's just there's that love for competitiveness, for this weird hobby that very few people do. And we get to see it in like this online weird way, but it's honestly pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. I think that's like such a nice feeling of like, yeah, knowing that it's a global kind of game. Like everywhere you go, there's fighting game players and you speak the same language, right? Like even if there's people you don't share like a tongue with, you can speak fighting games with them and make that kind of like friendship or bond. And it's there's no other way to describe it than that's the universal language we all speak, you know?
When I was in Panama City, I posted on Twitter, anybody around here, and then you know, I'm in a hotel with other military folks, and then they see just some random van with balloons in it pick me up. Like, dude, where are you going? I'm about to go play some fighting games. It just happened to be his birthday, right? And his coworkers put balloons in his car. So I jump into this somewhat dusty van, and then I go to a neighborhood that didn't have any street lights. And then there was kids playing in the dark. They would just like, it was their spawn point. I just all of a sudden saw children playing at like 9 p.m. Like, and then I met somebody who played Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I was like, hey, let's play some Cross Tekken. It was tight.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like, I don't know if you saw this recently where Daigo is IRL streaming and he's just walking around and some guy was like, yo, I live like 2 minutes from there. You want to come teach me Street Fighter? And Daigo was like, I guess. And he just pulled up to some dude's house and like went inside and watched him play for like an hour. And was just like, yeah, here's what you should do better. Here's what you should do. And like, just that is like such an absurd idea to me. But yeah, in the same way, I can't tell you how many like random dudes' houses I've just like been like, hey, you play fighting games? Sure. You meet their parents are there. Their mom's like, you need anything? You're like, I'm okay, thank you. You just go
So many stories.
Games. Yeah.
There was a guy who lived down the street from me back when I was at my parents' place, and then me and a friend of mine, Third Strike players, we went over to play Street Fighter 4, and he's a young-looking dude. So I was like, "Are you sure your parents are okay with this? Like, we can play video games late?" He's like, "This is my house, man. What do you mean?"
Damn, must be nice. He's just chilling. I mean, that's the cool thing about it, though, is like we all that shared experience of like pulling up like that and being like, "Am I in the right place?" and then playing some games. That's how you meet people. That's how you play the genre, you know. That's what makes it fun.
I had the pleasure of playing Guilty Gear Xrd on day one when it came out in Japan, and in part due to a player named Magneto X, also known as Chris Creasy. He was a Marvel 2 player that could actually compete with Justin Wong back when Justin Wong won everything. And I met him in Okinawa, Japan, and we became best buds. He would show me all the arcades in Okinawa. I actually played against this insane Third Strike player. I had to like knock 3 times, go through the bushes, shimmy across a hallway, and then there was a Third Strike arcade. And I played one guy there, and I've never been beaten so badly in Third Strike. I won like 2 matches out of 30, and I spent so many yennies. Turns out that was Dayrun. Dayrun won Co-op Cup that year.
And you found him.
Sick, man.
You shimmied through a hallway and found the Co-op Cup champion playing on the cab, and you're like, this guy's pretty good actually.
Yeah, and when I met him, I was like, how'd you be my stay? And then there was this feeling of like, I'm not gonna be here, and it was like a sad moment where I'm probably never gonna see this guy again.
Yeah, and that is how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it was amazing. Dayrun is the young player from Okinawa, obviously. His team won Co-op Cup that year. I was like, wait. I was like that Leonardo the DiCaprio meme, like, hey, I know that guy.
Just pointing at the TV. Like, wait a minute. Yeah. You're like, that guy should think about entering a tournament. You know, you're like, that guy's pretty good. He should play in a tournament sometime. You're like, wait a minute.
It's funny about this fellow. First Strike's pretty good. I got the NYC background behind me.
Yeah, you do. Jazzy NYC. Classic. You know, I'm curious about that. I've been thinking about that because of Elena theme. or Elena stage. I'm curious if that stage is gonna be there or not.
Ah, you know, Adrian Riven hit me up today. He showed me that he installed Third Strike, like one of those, huh? I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. I'll show you the ropes.
Yeah. What's it called? I don't know if people know much about Adrian Riven, but Adrian Riven is a freak at fighting games. Like, first of all, he's really good at League of Legends, obviously, but he is a freak at fighting games. He's extremely good at them, and he plays a bunch of them. Like he played like versus games for a long time. He's really good at Street Fighter 6. He's good at basically everything. So it's cool when you see random stuff like that.
He's very curious, and his approach to anything that he does is like, you know, it reminds me of myself, and it's really smart and sometimes like a contrarian. I remember discussing with him about how old people think they don't have good reactions, so they would gatekeep themselves. That was his words. It's gatekeep themselves from basically believing that they can't do something because they're older, which I think is just completely it's not correct.
Yeah, he's super solid, and he's just good at everything. And like every time I see him play anything, I'm like, dude, you're a freaking beast. Like I just don't get it.
He's very good. I used to be able to beat him easily, and now it's like, oh god. Now I'm like complaining about his character in my head. His character's so cheap. Just walk back. He's got the moves now. Gonna look through the bracket status and see how that's going.
Yeah, I think we're inviting people to the lobby right now and grabbing a new lobby to join.
So as of right now, I think I recall you mentioning that JB and China are ahead in points.
Yeah, so they're tied for first with 24 right now. If you do exclamation point score chat room, you guys can see it. And if you're not in my chat, you can do it in my chat and it's there. And what's it called? Yeah, they're tied and they're playing right now. So I figured it'd be a good one to check because whoever wins that will be in the lead overall in points, which is the big deal. I don't think they're in the match. I could be wrong though. They might have jumped in while we were getting this set up here. But yeah, okay, I got a room invite. I'm pulling up. I may have missed a match here. It looks like we're getting a new lobby set up. Okay. Oh, they're on 30 now. Wait, did the sheet get updated then? Let me take a look. I'll pull it up on the stream real quick. Maybe I was a little ahead. Ah, okay. So Team JB is now at 30. Team Shine is at 27. I'll put this up on the screen so everybody can see it real quick while we wait for this to start. I'll hit the bathroom so you can chit chat to the chat room real quickly. But you can see the team points in the top right.
Oh, sweet. Well, what's going on, folks? How's it going, everybody? I feel like this is the moment where I tell boomer old stories that's like, okay, all right, we get it, Mr. Rocking Chair. But how y'all doing? Where's everybody from? Thanks for having me. I really appreciate being able to commentate. I haven't commentated anything since like Third Strike, Combo Breaker many years ago. So I really appreciate y'all having positive feedback and being welcoming. I saw some people asking who the commentator is. Tell a joke, nothing comes to mind. Tell a joke, low for a dry rush. Entertain us. Jamie Propaganda. Jamie's all right. He's one of the kinds of characters where if it's more about the power levels of other characters. If you look at Jamie on paper, he's very good. Command grab, uppercut, 5-frame target combo that you can check drive rushes with. His critical art devastating. He's a really good character, but it's just the way it just takes too long to drink. It's just the way that you have to navigate neutral, sacrifice drinks. It's best to drink when you're in the corner, and then if you do that, then you're kind of like delaying the drinks to hopefully get a drink later. So he's a great character, but obviously he's got some problems. Takes too long. Takes too dang long.
Wait a minute. Is this just the Jamie downplay stream? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, man. This whole time I'm trying to like, I'm trying to do my own propaganda. I'm learning I'm an old dog learning new tricks. Everyone downplays their character and tries to get some buffs from the devs. I don't think it has any relevance to what actually happens, but I gotta join in the content.
I like that idea. To be honest with you, I'm kind of with you. I think there's a vast web out there, a twisted web, if you will, of evil doers whose whole purpose on social media is to trick you into thinking that they're working harder in the video game than everyone else. And their names are Phenom and Big Bird. And you can find them on the social media website, and you can see their evil doery ways at any time, and they're just always up to no good.
That's a good for nothing ragtag a gang of misfits. You never know. Like, it's just like the way they play the game. You never know what they're about to do next. Are they being honest? Did they mean to do that mix-up? I have no idea. But it worked. So, well, at the end of the day, I just gotta hold that.
I am impressed at their tireless work ethic too. Like, there's truly no one else working so hard around the clock, discussing their characters in such a nefarious way, if you will. I'm impressed by their ability to keep it up.
Yep, bias. I agree because it agrees with my philosophy. But is it the truth? Doesn't matter. This is what I want.
I even saw Logan Sama saying something about Ken players qualifying early in the season and this and that, and I'm like, there's no way to defend 9 Kens. And then I saw Phenom say that if you think about it, all of the other characters are fighting against Ken, and it's 9v31 or whatever, and I was like, he's a genius. He's the greatest down player to ever do it.
They're basically like that what was it, the Romans, when there was like 300 Romans and they fought off the whatever.
The Spartans fighting. That's the
players.
thing. The way that they battle is beyond my mortal understanding.
We see Gumi again against Shoomimi. This is gonna be tough. I'm not sure if Gumiho is gonna be able to implement the game plan just the same against JP. I don't know.
I think Heavy Ball is gonna put in some work in this matchup. And Command Grab, I think it's probably quite hard to zone Blanca in the same way that Shoomimi's. Oh my dude, she could kill here. Not quite. Oh, this is my fear.
The pass through.
Yeah, this is my fear. Like that low profile and then that. Oh man, that was sick.
Yeah, JP's projectile. There's some moves you can do with Dry Rush where it just goes through it and you can actually punish him for it. Apparently, Blanca Ball does it.
Yeah, I think what's it called? I think that it's very important for lots of other people to worry about the zoning in this matchup, not Blanca. I think Blanca's gonna handle the way JP zones pretty naturally just by doing slides and Blanca balls and command grabs, and I don't expect it to be too hard for her to get in if she sticks to that game plan.
Well, you suggested Blanca to me in TwitchCon. You're like, hey man, you want to have some fun? Pick this character.
That's my recommendation.
No fun allowed.
I think he's like the most fun character. Oh my god, I think he's like the most fun character if you just do heavy Blanca ball and stuff.
That seems to be what we're witnessing with Gumiho. Second round, not so hot. But the slide immediately coming through. Super. Is this going to be a punish slide, perhaps?
Yeah, slide probably would have been the best, easiest thing there. Something to investigate, maybe. Oh my god.
funny.
Double pits the chesties? What? And that was a sick mix-up.
DI? A slide again? The knees? Oh, they couldn't have DI'd back and they got countered. Maybe they meant to.
Man. Oh.
Ooh, that blockable. You're just as locked in as me.
Oh my god. Oh my. This is actually so scary. Media level 1. It hit.
Way.
Oh.
No way.
Oh my god. Wait, what? What in the what? She just knew. Did she beat Amnesia? I don't even know what it beat.
I think it does beat Amnesia. Super. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. That was a wild choice. I'm not even sure.
I know I've never seen Blanca do a super on JP's wake up before.
Oh my god. I like the idea. I mean, I think Gumi saw the DI whip and thought she was supposed to DI back. You know what I mean? So that's why she did it there. But like, yeah, she could just hit throw or something and beat that option.
Yeah, I don't want to like replay that and see what could have possibly happened.
Yeah,
I feel like you can DI later and then it'll just beat the DI. Uh-oh. Waking up with the uppercut. The legs are exposed.
Nice.
We got some combos. The super connects Gumiho a little low on drive gauge, but how are they gonna work?
Oh. How is she so good at evading drive impact?
She's rascally.
She is. She's a wascally wabbit. Oh, punish. And this should be the kill.
Oh.
Nice.
Does Gumiho, is she a rocket raccoon enjoyer in Marvel Rock? Like what?
Apparently, she's low profiling everything. I mean, it's funny because Slide and Coward Crouch both do go under drive impact sometimes, but I've never seen it like 3 times in one match.
You ever fight against a Guile and then you finally get in and you have no idea what they're gonna do? They're gonna flash kick, they're gonna mash buttons. That's what I feel like Shoomimi is experiencing on the other end. Like, oh, they're getting in. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, the mix-ups from Gumi have been, oh my god, the ball on the back jump, but the mix-ups are really good. She's like, it's a simple concept, like command grab, Blanca ball, like jump in, drive impact, slide. But those options are, when rotated well, are very difficult to stop.
And as I mentioned a bit earlier, when you see the ranks platinum versus iron, it's not telling the tale of the tape. There's a lot more to the story and how these players are going to interact with each other. And maybe, like you mentioned, Gumiho doesn't really like playing ranked.
She doesn't. She said, I don't like ranked because I know that on the other side there's a weirdo. And I don't like them. I would rather just play the people I know. That's what she said.
The jump sliding into the DMs. DI. Oh, wow. Double hitting bufferable DI right back at you. This is looking good for Shoomimi.
I've literally never seen forward heavy kick DI from JP. Like I've never seen someone do forward heavy kick grounded like that and then get DI.
All right, this is something.
It's a scrappy match. I figured that Gumi might be pretty threatening to Shoomimi because of the way she plays, honestly. Oh my god, she stood still at round start and just the EX spike missed.
Standing there menacingly, walking forward. Slide footsies.
That's how you know she's. My chat's calling her Blanca Algaib. she's just one with the character in a way that most people cannot be. Born to the waves.
It's incredible how this is countering Shoomimi's game plan that's been so successful. Like being able to keep people out with JP, but Blanca just slides and Blanca falls through it. It's like, oh, what do I do about this, coach?
And so far, by the way, Shoomimi has not lost a set. She's 3-0 in this bracket. So this is, this is the first person potentially, although this round's not over just yet, potentially that could give her problems. All right.
If she can just find her game plan, I think she'll run away with it. But I don't know. I feel like we're in commentator curse territory, so I just want to watch this play out.
Yeah, this one has been very close so far, too. I think Gumi, honestly, I think she should, this is going to sound weird. I think she should do that more. Yeah, I was going to say, I think she just needs more heavy ball in her life, to be honest with you.
The protective, the name, I forget the name of it. And that was a really good confirm from Shoomimi. The protective projectile in the air, she's putting it close to her now to defend herself against slide and Blanca ball. And that really, really solidified her ability to start playing the neutral like she's so good at.
Yeah, the departure, the portal.
Yes,
putting it up close next to her. That's a great point, because one thing that was happening is the ball would happen and she would just bounce back and then Gumi would just do it again. So now she's putting it next to her so that she has like that little force field, that protection. So yeah, that's a good call out on, I think, like a smart adjustment that she made. And she's so far undefeated in her division, which is very, very impressive. I don't know if you saw, but she's a VTuber brain. The brain controls the body, and the brain now has a little beard and a little JP cane. She added it to the VTuber model. So
there was a player you mentioned that wanted to be a brain surgeon, but then
that's her.
Oh, it is her.
Yeah, that's how she's become too powerful.
JP's quite the fit, I think.
And up next, I mean, this team has been cooking so far. Team Shine and Team JB. These teams now, I guess with that last win, they're tied. They're 30 apiece in terms of points because Team Shine got the win. But it should be Mogu versus Sean as the next match, which I'm excited for. A little family revenge, maybe. Gumi's cousin showing up here to try to get the job done. We'll have to see.
We will see if the reverse VTuber Whisperer Shine can pull through.
Yeah, the only flesh tuber that can solve that team. The only one with human skin and a body.
Shine is the most unintentionally funniest person I know.
Yeah,
he would just say the most random thing that makes you like drop your ice cream on the floor. He said, you guys ever pour your bottled water in a glass because it tastes better? It's like, what are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. He is
using that same target combo we saw earlier.
Yeah, he is really hilarious. I think he's like one of the funniest humans I know, and also a good player, and a surprisingly excellent coach. I didn't know what to expect from his coaching, but I like it, and all his players love him. So
chop cheese, hold the chop.
Chop cheese, hold the chop. Oh man, I forgot about that.
You forgot about that.
Hold the cheese, chop cheese, hold the cheese, hold the chop. But yeah, last time we saw, Mogu looked really solid as usual. Oh, that's one thing that's going to be a big problem in this matchup if Sean keeps doing it. Empty jumps versus that modern Ed DP.
Right. The modern the input obviously is very easy, but Ed's uppercut does have some startup to it. You do it too late, you're going to block it on the ground. Hey, we are some modern enjoyers right now. 2 players with 2 uppercuts.
Yeah, this is
jumping is not advised.
Modern versus modern means that like we have to play ground game, right? Otherwise, you're gonna have a real problem.
Yeah, and I think if you were to just put a baseline, which character is better? I think Ken at this level probably has better neutral than Ed does.
Yeah, I think you're right. Especially, I think EX Fireball is really hard to deal with as Ed unless you have like a lot of experience in the game, you know? Because like his regular Fireball and flickers are pretty weak to it.
I'm sure Ed has one of those bufferable normals in neutral, like there is the medium kick, down, heavy kick, I believe. All great bufferable normals, but if you're not experienced with using them correctly, then Ken's heavy kick is just so much more obvious. You just slam it down.
Yeah, a really, really good solid button you just hit. Nice. That's actually huge. Yeah, Jinrai is so cheap.
Pretty tough for Mogu. Low on health, can't jump. And the advantage off of the Dragon Lash is going to set up the win for Shonic. One thing I noticed with modern players is when they uppercut, sometimes they do it too early. Like Ken's uppercut does more damage when you get both hits off, but you got to do it a bit late. But the modern controls is like, I'm too powerful. They're in the air, anti-air.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that too, because I just got reminded on topic of the slam and modern DPs. When like Akuma came out, I played box with Akuma, and he's like, "What's the point of that flip move?" Like every time you're in the air, I just do the DP and it beats it whatever you do. And I was like, man, modern is truly a different world, huh?
Move seems inert. What is the purpose?
Yeah. What is its purpose?
Some kind of Easter egg Akuma has? He just flips in the air.
Yeah, I wish I could say that about Demon Flip. I wish I saw Demon Flip and thought, oh, that's not a big deal.
And he probably earnestly asked the question, like, for real though, like, what's this for?
And I respect that. That's what modern's here for. I think good baits though. One thing about playing Sean, I think probably everybody will recognize this after today. Sean DPs a lot. He does a lot of reversals, a lot of DPs, and so just waiting him out seems like a pretty good response on wake up. He's not trying to block. And so I think we're going to see that adjustment probably more and more as these games go on.
Wow, the target combo coming in pretty clutch for Mogbird. Even on block, it's not very good, but sometimes you're trying to tech a throw, you just end up throwing them, and they're just not aware of what the options are at a given moment. And the DI coming in the corner.
And always doing that target combo so he gets side swapped out of the corner, which is kind of unfortunate for him. But if the DIs keep landing. Oh.
It's one of those things. You can try to coach things that are optimal, but it's better to coach things that are just working. It's better to have a combo that's hitting than something that's not.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I'm curious about here too is like now shines down all this bar. How do you make this happen? This is, I think, pretty tough. Mogu can just kind of set up, throw a fireball. Yeah, approach behind it. No DP.
In a good way. I think if they actually uppercutted there, they would have hit it too late. So actually, and the spacing wasn't that great either.
Yeah. Maybe the other uppercuts are a decent option if he's jumping from far away like that. Oh, no punish on the drive reversal, and nope, not ready for the drive impact.
Yeah, and the low health, perhaps if they did a DI back, they wouldn't have survived it. So not a bad call from Mogu.
Yeah, and so far, I've been really interested to watch this. So far, their records, we saw Mogu win her first match on stream, and she lost her other sets after that. And Sean is 2-1, so this could be both of them 2-2, seeing what their final scores are for the day, or Sean could go in to have one of the better records in this group. I think Asa is also undefeated so far. So,
man, I'm getting goosebumps again just seeing this fireball war and Mogu diffusing fireballs and sending them back, and then recognizing an OD fireball and just blocking it. I love when you're paying attention. It's so cool to me.
Yeah, and that's something, that adjustment right there. Mogu does a lot of jab, jab, jab DI. And I like that Sean was so ready for it there, looking for that option a little bit more. So now it's on her to change it up and go for something else.
Ooh, the recovery on the parry probably threw Mogu off a little bit when you have to block even though you let go of parry. They got punish countered from a jump in after that.
Yeah. Oh,
uppercut.
Oh, I think she jumped and tried to bait it there, and that's huge. It should be an easy peasy auto combo for the finisher. Mogu now set point.
I'm in squeezy. Ooh, the jump-ins are starting to get unchecked, but Mogu finds it.
Oh, that's
the
big.
bait on the uppercut.
I think you should spend it. Yeah, I think spending it here is good for the drive gauge. It's good to get the big lead. Make Sean kind of make all of this comeback back. He has to spend bar and stuff. This is good.
And it also will deter him from using uppercuts. Now it's like uppercuts, and then you got a super. You're going to be in burnout if you do more uppercuts. And these fireballs are helping out so much in controlling the drive gauge. Nice anti-air from Mogu.
I love that she just
Shinra
played it
gets
so
back.
safe, too, on offense. Didn't commit to a lot because she knows that Sean likes to go for DPs.
Yeah, they're not even playing in pussy range. It's just fireball war and jump-ins so far.
I like it. Look at this patience, too. No need to commit to anything. You have the lead. Just chill and parry. Oh, and there's a DI. Sean was expecting her to DI there. Oh, that's big.
Ooh.
One weakness of that Ed crouching jab, because it's not cancelable, you can't cancel the DI right there, so.
Oh, is that a modern thing?
No, his crouching jab is not special cancelable.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I'm
weird.
thinking of crouching like you guys think. But the jumping was too far away. Almost enough to kill with the combo.
I love the patience,
Back
by the
to
way.
neutral.
I love the patience. I love that she knocked him down and just waited for him to get up. Like it's such a good recognition of how he's been playing so far.
Back to fireballs. Oh, man, there might be a jump coming. I don't know what's going to decide if the Dragon Lash gets hit by the fireball. Good stuff to Mogu.
Yeah, I think her adjustments there were perfect. Honestly, very impressive to like recognize basically what was going on and how Sean was playing, and then make just clean, solid adjustments. Like you'd love to see it. I think for a player of this level, to do that is not easy. I mean, you have a coach with you as well and things like that, but to do that as a player of this level is very impressive.
Yeah, and I think again at this level you see tactics that you don't get to see it as often in the higher level play. Not to say that they don't exist, but this is exploitable. I can throw this fireball and let them come to me. I can just do this all day until they figure out a way to address it.
Yeah, and it's really smart, and it's fun to watch players have those realizations. You know, like watch players like see like, oh, what's going on here, and then just have that kind of like big picture moment that you don't always see at like higher levels of play, right? Like as you mentioned, the adaptations are a lot more minute, right, compared to at this level where it's like so grandiose a lot of the times, you know.
Yeah, and especially when you have the coach who just maybe you have this one. Like, I don't like to overcoach when my players are playing. Sometimes I'll hold back and not try to talk their ear off and let them focus. But if I see one thing, and then that's the thing that really is impactful in the matchup, I'll let them know maybe during the match, but like during the middle of matches. But you can have such a massive impact as a coach just by diagnosing the problem in a given moment, just giving them that extra push. Like, this is what's going to win.
Yeah, and I think that's such a big deal, right? Because it's very easy to like feel like, oh, I gotta you know, like I gotta say something, but just the small things go a long way. Because when you're coaching someone, you really can't be like, all right, so one thing you may have noticed is after the third hit of this move, they typically go for that, and then they're gonna do this, and then they're gonna, like, it's just gonna overload their brain. So like little details goes a long way, and sometimes it's as little as like, stay calm, like everything's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just about to say. Sometimes the coaching is, this is good. They level 3. They spent their whole level 3. The next round, you have level 3. You're good.
Yeah, and that's like such an important recognition that you just have to make sometimes, you know. So I like it. Wow, these perfect parries already.
Oh, I'm fascinated by this matchup. They're both really solid players. Curiousjoi with patience in Cammy, and Jake and Bake with the overall solid play with Luke managing his drive gauge like I showed him a few days ago. Curious to see how this plays out. Hopefully he slams on heavy punch and drive rushes with it.
All the good stuff. That's really what you got to do. And one thing is, both of them are 2-1. Their records are really solid in this division so far. So this will probably be for who has the second best record in their group besides Robbie so far.
Oh, man, Robbie's been crushing it. I feel like I've seen the least amount of like in terms of content coming from Robbie, but they're really showing out here.
Yeah, and Joy is so solid too. We talked about it earlier, but her patience is her biggest strength and maybe the biggest problem she might have as well, honestly, because she does so little sometimes that it can maybe feel a little detrimental.
And you can see Jake and Bake, with the misinput, but he's managing his drive gauge. He realizes that he's pretty low, and he's going to play the fireball game until he recovers a little bit.
Oh, she had the right idea there. I think she tried to do the target combo and just got the heavy kick and not the medium punch part.
And one thing that I'm seeing with Curiousjoi anti-air, it's not really her ability to see the anti-air and hit something like back medium punch. It's where she's standing before the anti-air occurs. And man, that was wow. Curiousjoi runs away with it, huh?
No, I think what you just said is a perfect point. The spot she's on the screen is just not right for the anti-air she wants to hit, you know? So it's not just like, oh, see a move anti-air. It's a lot of it is like also just like positioning yourself in the right position so that you can find the anti-air that's correct.
Exactly. Oh, and the miss combo from Jacob takes and it coughs and Cammy escapes the corner. Bates with the hooligan. Joey got those.
I like it. I like what we're seeing there. I like the late dive kick she did too. Jake was trying to anti-air crouching heavy punch, and that kind of an anti-air is pretty susceptible to that sort of approach.
Yeah, I think this is just Curiousjoi is able to win this through information, and on top of both her being solid, I think she just has more experience, and it's going to be tough for Jake and Bake to figure this out in real time.
Nice. I like that too. He's pretty consistently gone a crouching medium punch there, so I like her adjustment to do it. Oh, didn't quite get the trade combo, but yeah, even jump back air to air looks really good right there.
I did suggest to Jake and Bake to use down light punch, so there's no gap between down medium kick try rush, and we're seeing the reason why. There's a gap. You can perfect parry, you can uppercut, and that's what put him in this position in the first place. All of that.
Ooh, that was a very scary sandblast because she tried to spin knuckle through it and didn't quite make it. But if she had, I mean, that would have been round winning.
And again, we're seeing this. My opponent is on set round. I'm gonna play slow. The nerves, the willingness to want to like get a clean hit rather than scramble for it. You see it a lot with these players.
She has to be the most patient player I think we've seen all day too. But to Jake's credit, he's really not overcommitting in a way that I think is too bad so far. Wow, I love that sequence she just did too. Crouch light kick, crouch jab, wait. Crouch medium kick.
And the patience from both players is incredible. Just trying to figure something out, find it. The uppercut was not what comboed there, but it's what won the round. Curiousjoi runs away with it. Very nice.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is like Shine is getting carried by his team. Like I was just looking at the results, and so far the weakest link on Team Shine I think is Shine.
I imagine like a VTuber art where they're just hailing him up in the sky and just Shine is just chilling.
They've looked
It's
really
a coach's
solid
dream.
so
You
far.
don't have to play.
Yeah, I mean, that is. I don't think that's a bad feeling though. When your team is just locked in doing the work, like sometimes it's nice to just you know, sit back, let them do all the work.
Take all the credit. Well, sometimes I feel like you don't get credit as a coach, but you kind of just, you got to hold that. You can't like, you know, they did it. You helped, but you got to take it on the chin.
That's how it goes. Nice work. I mean, I have seen, you know, all the coaches, but Shine has been in there with the squad, just like, you know, rinsing, running through everything, making sure everybody's really ready. I think it's like impressive how much time they've all been committing. And one thing that is like kind of fortunate, unfortunate is last weekend was going to be SFL, and then the Fires here actually got it moved. So many of the coaches who I think would have been very busy prepping and training for that actually had a lot of free time open up, and they had more like kind of availability to help. And Shine is one of those players, right? Obviously his team is in SFL, so he's somebody who really benefited from all that extra time, where we were going to have the additional coaches take over a lot of those responsibilities.
Yeah, it still works out. I remember that's what you asked of me, because they would not be able to coach their players, that I would fill in. But now you just have a lot more coaching opportunities available.
Access coaching. I mean, it's never a bad feeling, you know. And people appreciate it. Like even, you know, Huntress, to her credit, right? Like her team was available. Like she worked with Shine a little bit, and then she took a session with Punk as well. So like a lot of them have been taking sessions with you, with Punk, with Justin. I've seen people working with all of the other coaches to get that extra training in, right?
And even people who are not a part of the slam, like last season, Broski worked with Saratina quite a bit, and I definitely appreciated that.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. And one of the things that happened last time was Lily worked with Chokote, right, on Lily. And that was like a big factor. And, you know, seeing him coach and work there, I was very impressed with what he did. And I think that's, you know, transferring to his team here as well. Very impressive first round there from Huntress.
Looking so tough for FDX. I might have to hit him up there. I want to see him succeed. It feels like he's so far in experience and even confidence, I feel a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely, I feel like he needs to pick this character and just grind this for the next 4 days. You know what I mean?
want to see him go dumb a little bit too. Just send it. Just low forward drive rush. Wake up, EX dive kick.
Yeah, I mean this kind of pressure we're seeing from Huntress is so clinical. Like she is just so comfortable, so in control, dominating space with that Chun-Li jab, which is a sword normal that's difficult to deal with. Just too confident.
Yeesh, I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah. I think your point though about feet, I think there's a lack of confidence in some of his decisions sometimes that can really cost him, you know.
And then when you see something like air legs beat your throw, it's like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Man, and just like that, you know, coming into this, Team JB was actually the most points, right? They had the most points in the event. And now we're seeing like 4 straight wins potentially for Team Shine could put them ahead.
Like the turnaround, and maybe FDX can make a turnaround of his own. Finding some offense in the corner, but not quite connecting all the dots. But the neutral is looking pretty good. The jump over is not so great. The dive kick spacing not so great, unfortunately. Huntress is going to run away with it.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one there too, because you really needed that dive kick spacing to work out for you, so that you can make your way in, make things count. But Huntress is really ready with a perfect punish. All right, out of there.
Okay. No longer switching sides. Cammy's uppercut.
When she uppercuts, do your eyes still move to the opposite side of the screen?
It's like I'm chasing Spider-Man. Like,
yeah, I
oh,
feel my eyes there move to the left side of the screen, and I oh wait a minute, she's back there.
Yeah, and I think it was a burf. Like you don't get the side switch, but you get Oki off of it now.
Yeah, and you get to keep the corner if you do it offensively, which is nice.
Wow, it really is this neutral that is so tough for FDX to navigate. Chun-Li is so mobile, just moving in and out with her walk speed, hitting jabs, and FDX is not quite sure what to do about it. It seems like.
Yeah, and Huntress, nice dude.
Oh.
You can't coach that. I think that intuition and decision making right there was. She was just super.
You gotta be born. You gotta be born to do that neutral jump.
Yeah, that was just like pure confidence and understanding of like what was coming next. Like yeah, that was perfect. Like you just, you know, you can't beat that. That was real solid.
Yeah, Huntress is looking even stronger than the last slam. It's I feel sorry for anybody in her path. Looking really, really good. Like not just regular good, but like potentially like a top player status. She's on the way there.
Yeah, and her last match now, which is gonna be pretty interesting, is her versus Sham. That's gonna be the next one. Which those two have the best record in their bracket right now. Sham is 3-0 so far, and then now with her, she's 3-1. So we'll have to see how that shakes down.
It brings back some memories of last slam.
Yeah. We already got our coaches here to go. We might actually finish this one a little. It depends on how long this takes us. We might finish early enough that we can pop in and check out some of the other team matches, actually. Because these were the top two teams in terms of points, but it's been a bit of a beatdown in Team Shine's favor.
Yeah, this game can be a bit unpredictable with how fast it can go. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it's lightning fast.
Yeah, Sham's 4-0 right now. So that is...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's cooking.
I'm about to DM Sham. Hey, how come you couldn't do that last slam, bro?
He's leveled up a lot.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, and I've been impressed. I've been impressed watching him play a lot. I knew even before the slam started, when I watched him play, he looked a lot better.
When we initially had like the pick phase in the previous slam, I tried to like sneak my way in to get Sham and Roy on my team. I was like, I tried to make a read of who would pick me to be their coach. I was like, all right, this person will pick me. So I want Sham and Roy. So and then it worked out.
Yeah, one thing that's cool.
I felt like he was the strongest player last season.
Well, one thing that's cool is like you end up with people who request each other in a way that just makes a lot of sense. Like a lot of the people that are on these teams, they requested themselves and like at least 1 or 2 other people. Like Team Shine it took 5 seconds to make. You know what I mean? Like, like it was not a difficult team, I think, to put together for a lot of reasons, right? And like you can see how well they're doing. So.
And it had nothing to do with their player skill. It was VTuber.
Yeah, their recommendations. They're all like me 2D, and I was like, say less. But you know, one thing that's interesting, Diaphone's what's it called? Only win so far has been against Nephew, but Shine also I think has not done that well in his coaches matches so far. JB is 3-0. He's undefeated. So
JB is like the nephew of this season.
Yeah, he's looking really good so far, and Shine's 1-2.
Maybe they gotta substitute coach me in there so I can open the floodgates and beat JB once and then lose every other match.
Yeah. The classic 1-9. To be fair, you know, that FDX's team got second in the second Tekken Slam, and he went 1-9 in the coaches round, I think. So, you know, that's how it goes. Sometimes you just got to make your team the best.
Yep. Here comes the level 2. Plus frames off of the spinning mixer, plus frames off of the whirlwind, plus frames off of the jump in, plus frames off of the...
Seems pretty good, this character.
Not too bad. Oh, they're in burnout. Oh, the level 1 successful against the jab. Very rare you see that.
Oh, nice. Wow. All right, and now holding this corner position, DI anti-air.
You can just see the results, and I hope I don't sound like I'm complaining about it. I'm trying to meme and joke a little bit, but you can see the results of the level 2. How Shine is still in burnout. Like, it's almost like you gotta. It's like Rashid turns into Sigma, and then he has a final form. He uses level 2, and you still gotta fight his big face.
He's Sigma Ultron on you. You're like, oh no. Nice.
Again.
No, not the again on the throw. Oh man. Man, that was tough. I wonder if there's gonna be I was just gonna say. Okay, swap. He's playing Ed now. I think a good choice. Ed's probably a better pick here.
Man, character Rashid ran away with it. Ed got some nerfs to his normals. You really got some buffs, and then Rashid players are chilling. The Angry Bird propaganda works after all.
That's what I'm saying. Although, one thing I will say is, I know JB is a Rashid player for real, so, you know, I don't blame. He was, like, when this character got nerfed in 5, I remember him being like, yes, hopefully less people play him now, so I will look cool playing him.
Yeah,
Like,
JB's a real one. I met him in LBC, and we talked about, like, how much we liked cross Tekken together. It was back in the Street Fighter 5 days.
He's he's awesome. I'm a big JB fan. He's a good
Speaking of which, both these players come from that NLBC background back in the Street Fighter 4 and 5 days.
Yeah, NYC gamers. Well, I remember watching NLBC every single week.
Big 2.
Yeah, big 2 and 8 on the break.
Speaking of 2.
Oh, I thought he was about to do something diabolical. Oh, this is good damage here too, and a lot of drive gauge on.
Oh boy.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, the overhead perhaps.
It was on media overhead. I don't think I've seen that setup. I've seen a lot of Rashid setups
in the
too.
Corner, I just guess. I'm like, what is he doing? I just hope his uppercut works. I don't know.
Oh, good interrupt. Oh, he didn't do crouching light kick though.
It's almost like when you're in a boxing match, you get beat up a few times. You're a little bit slow to the draw. It's like after all these level 2s, it's like, oh, I got a hit. How do I follow up on that?
And one thing that's really important about Ed in this version, I think he has to approach with like a lot more drive rush and stuff, because his mid range is slightly weaker, right? And like his ability to defend himself is a little weaker.
Man, JB showing why he's undefeated, right?
Jesus, what a beatdown. And a Capcom Cup qualified gamer, right? So, again, same thing as we talked about with Nephew. Him and Nephew are the 2 players that are in Capcom Cup already. They will be in Japan, whether their teams make it or not. And he's real good at the game. Like, he's just good, dude. He's that man. He's solid.
The good news is Shine's team put the team on his back, dude. All the VTubers and all the that's the only win that JB's team got, if I'm correct. That was Shine lost, but his team won.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is that puts them in the lead here. So Team JB was in the lead overall on points before that match, right? And now that makes it so that Team Shine is the favorites by a lot. They have like a ton of points up there. And Team JB is going to have to recover some of those points maybe in their next set. We'll have to see. But JB himself got to feel pretty good about being 4-0 so far. His last match of the day, though, is Nephew. So, you know, saving the in theory toughest match for last. And Nephew, I think, is 3-1 now. So he's won every other match after losing the dive.
So it makes me think that strategically, JB doesn't really have to work on himself so much. He can focus on his team and making them better.
Right, exactly. And this is the point breakdown as of right now. It's refreshed to the minute, basically. So we have everything refreshed and ready to go up here. You can see in the top where my head is, I'll get my camera out of the way. Whoops. For the points, Right now, Team JB is 33, tied with Chokote, and then Team Shine 39. Big chilling up there. They have the most points as of this round robin so far. But the teams are pretty scrappy, and you have to remember that the round robin on Friday is worth way more points. It's worth 5 apiece instead of 3. So, yeah, his team looks really, really solid. They're playing quite well for their division so far. And head-to-head, they've looked really, really good. So I think for our last match, Chokote's team is playing... Chokote's team is playing Brian. JB's team is playing Nephew. And those two teams are pretty close in points. And then team, let's see, Shine and Diaphone are fighting. And those two teams have pretty high points. Let's see, what do you think we should watch, chat? We just watched Shine's team fight. We can watch Brian F. Chokote or JB Nephew. I'm down for either one. I think JB and Nephew's teams are closer in points, but we just watched JB's play. So maybe Brian F. Chokote, since we've seen them less, actually. I think that's a good one. We should watch that.
Yeah, the Lily play, I think, is going to sell it as well.
True. Yeah, I saw Chokote is 2-2, by the way. So we saw him win his first match earlier, I believe. And then I think since then he's gone. Yeah, he's 2-2 as his record. So he must have lost a Nephew, I guess.
Yeah, Lily can be the kind of character where they look so dominant, and then they run into a matchup, they run into a player, and they're like, oh yeah, that's why you don't see Lily too often. That character has some problems.
Yeah, I think like she's one of those where when she's doing her stuff, it looks unstoppable. But when she doesn't get to play her game, you kind of see her weaknesses, I think, a lot more prominently, you know?
Those hard reads that we saw earlier, the backdashes, the level 3s.
Yeah.
If they didn't work, you'd look really silly. So like those are the kinds of reads that are necessary when you play that kind of character who doesn't have something invincible. And that's just pretty much the tail of the tape. That's how that character goes.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's very easy for things to just fall apart for a character like that. Sometimes you just don't get the resource, you don't get the momentum, you don't make a right read on defense, particularly with how bad her defense is. Those things can happen like pretty easily. So, you know, one thing I wanted to talk about, a lot of people have been asking about what the prizes are. I showed this earlier, but there's this really awesome poster that I think all of you will probably get like a pretty good laugh at. So this is the Reject Fight Night poster for the finals. So the top 2 teams are going to be going to Japan, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, and that's going to be the prize. So you can see there, they might have done Haitani a little dirty, I can't lie to you, with the poster there. This is what this looks like if you haven't seen it already. And one thing that Capcom was asking me about, if you're interested in chat room, if you have suggestions, I would love to hear it. Capcom asked about doing a bingo card for the event on Sunday. So if you have any funny suggestions for bingo cards, maybe drop them in my chat and I can like forward them to Capcom's way to make some bingo cards to give away. Stuff like let's think of a good example. Maybe modern player missing an anti-air, Team Brian F getting drive impacted in the corner, you know, things like that. I think those are good suggestions perhaps that we can get there. Dream combo, we could do a dream combo one. That's not a bad one. Good suggestion out there. I like that. If you have something like that, let us know. But yeah, I think it's really, really nice of them to do this. And I wanted to say thanks to Victrix as well. Victrix has been doing a lot of cool stuff for the Slam. I don't know if you guys know, but they're going to be giving away some of these for the top 2 teams, the Victrix Pro KO brand new controllers. Really, really nice. I'm a big fan. Small buttons is like maybe my only gripe, but every other thing about it, it's PlayStation controller. It has additional buttons that you can map to it. It has a touchpad. All the functionality on it's awesome. They're going to be sending these to the winner, and then they can go get them engraved in Japan, which is really cool. So thanks to Victrix for that. They're pretty cozy.
Awesome.
Did you say awesome?
I did in the form of SK. I said awesome.
Awesome. Oh yeah, she does say that. That's an SKism that I've picked up too.
Yeah, seeing these closing matches reminds me of the crunch time, as you mentioned. Like it's Friday, right? You feel like you got some time, but I guarantee you, a lot of the players are going to be practicing right now, tonight. They're going to be in the lab, figuring out what went wrong, how to do it better, and the days leading up to it's going to be a pure grind.
Yeah, what happens like almost every time is the players immediately want to fix stuff. They're like, I'm gonna eat dinner and I'll be in here right away. Like it's a very like the turnaround's like almost never very long. So I think that kind of stuff happens pretty often. We'll have to see our match here. Let's jump into it. It's gonna be Bricky up against Fairlight here. And the big thing about this so far is what's it called? I think Fairlight has like a pretty good idea about what he wants to do, but I just think he wasn't executing it quite earlier in the set that I saw from him. And I feel the same way about Bricky, where he has a lot of the thing that he's good at is playing like the mid-range version of the game. Like he can hit buttons and play Chun-Li very well in that sense. I think the other things are where he's struggling a little bit more. Like he kind of gets like, this is how I play ground game, this is how I do this, but the other parts are harder for him.
Yeah, what I see tends to happen a lot, like the majority of the damage, two things. It comes from the gambling aspect, you know, baiting the uppercut, throwing them, or it comes from just like this far away neutral play. Just throw the fireballs and anti-air. Those two things are usually the emphasis there. You rarely see them actually engage in the normal interactions.
Right, and like especially at this level, playing like mid-range neutral is hard. Right, when you're new, like controlling someone with your normals is very difficult, and I think he's gonna have some problems probably like trying to do that against other new players who they're kind of just like stat checking you, for lack of a better term, right? Like they're just trying to do big strong options into your face and kill you.
Yeah, it's tough. It's what makes it so fun and unpredictable. Like, how are they gonna get in? How are they gonna stop the other person from getting in?
Yeah. Oh, that's huge here.
Almost.
Nice. I love the combo choice. Looks good to me.
Okay, Bricky.
Oh, and the
DI
stun.
and burnout.
No, I like the idea, but he did. Let's go, Justin. He overcomplicated it a little bit.
Good opportunity for Fairlight.
Oh,
level 3 anti-air.
dude, the longest stroll I've ever seen in my life.
He was stumbling. It's like one of those funny meme videos back in the day where somebody slips on snow for like 10 seconds straight.
Yeah, somebody falling for 10 minutes. Just like walking up. Nice. One thing I like about Fairlight so far is using the standing jab, kind of like spaced out like that, the tar combo. He's been using it a lot, and I think it's really good. Oh, he looked like he wanted to bait that, but then didn't know the punish.
Ricky putting themselves in burnout, but I feel like burnout is not really that big of a deal here.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad either. Not yet, anyway. And she has meter as well. This is a pretty close round. The drive impact, though, is okay. Now no longer out there. But the drive impact was a little scary as we were moving towards that corner, but I think it's fine.
If I were to coach Fairlight again, I would show him how to walk back and DP. It's surprising to me how many players have trouble with anti-airing because they're walking backwards. Playing on modern, it's much simpler. You don't have to change your direction and input an uppercut. You just hit forward in the button.
Yeah, I think like it's a concept of like anti-airing is just I see them in the air, I anti-air, but like positioning yourself for the anti-air is a hard thing to consider when you're new, you know.
Yeah, and considering what you're even walking back from and what's the purpose of walking backwards. Some people walk backwards so that they do get a favorable angle when they're anti-airing.
Yeah, and that's a great point too. Is like, what are you walking away from? I think a lot of even mid-level players really struggle with that idea of like, yeah, how do I,
it's not to say that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very strong to walk backwards in this game. As good as low forward drive rush is, walking backwards creates so much space. It allows you to whiff punish more, and it gives you that favorable the angle for the anti-air. But
yeah,
if it's just I'm walking backwards to create space, there's got to be a little more purpose behind it.
Yeah, and like understanding like why am I positioning myself in this spot on the screen is a hard thing for even like slightly more experienced players to just, you know, grasp the concept of.
Right.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
That was feral. That was feral. Just walked up EXDP. It would have been chip probably anyway, so.
When I first interacted with Fairlight, he mentioned that he was pretty good at Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and he was an aggressive player. He liked going in for the high-low mix-ups, but I'm seeing not that.
Yeah, I think, you know, he did play that way in Tekken. When he played Fang in Tekken, he was the second highest seed, and he was pretty, like, for lack of a better term, like, fuck it, we ball. Like, he was just like, I'ma just do this, and, like, that's kind of how he was, so. I think, yeah, I think you saw a little bit of it there, but he was really just like sending it. I don't see that to the same extent here, but I think maybe he doesn't know how just yet. You know what I mean? He hasn't learned the trickery yet in this game.
Maybe turning over a new leaf, or maybe just unfamiliar with how Chun-Li plays, so just letting them letting them do stuff and see what that stuff is and how do I work around this, and maybe
Right.
just creating more time to allow yourself to collect data.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I think you're probably right.
I think we're both right. That's correct. Up next, we're gonna have a more. Oh, I saw. Is it true that Shoomimi went 5-0? She did. Wow, undefeated in the first round.
Look
That
at the
is-
big brains on Shoomimi.
Look at the big brains on Shoomimi. That's true. She looked impressive. I think she's done a lot of prep for this for sure, and she looked awesome. When she signed up for this, she said she wanted to play Street Fighter because she watched the Slam and it looked fun. And here she is, right? Made it all the way into the Slam. 5-0 as a new player in the round robin. Really impressive.
Oh man, this is the kind of matchup where I would love to see both player cams, Amor and Stans. Stans is hilarious, and Amor is hilarious. Both are just almost like the Rage Q type, even though Amor has changed her Rage Queen ways. I'd love to see how this turns out. I can imagine frustration from both players happening.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing that I like about this is that both of them. He did, and he punished. It was expensive, but I'm glad that he got the punish out there. And you know what? I don't blame her for that. That happens to everybody.
Yeah, slow move happening. Oh, easy DI.
Yeah, it's just a natural decision making. Although this drive gauge for Stans is very, very spooky. Although you see her headbutting slowed down a bit because I think the perfect parry is maybe have an idea in there.
Yeah, and now it's really good being close to burnout, but Stan's almost about to seal it. There it is, heavy punch.
Nice, I like it. Yeah, this is modern Honda versus classic Marissa.
Oh, I saw an accidental overhead. Perhaps they were trying to, that move called the uppercut move, maybe.
Oh yeah, the scotum, whatever it is. Whatever made up word.
Nonsensical. Putting him in the sumo ring. Drive gauge in favor of Armor. Screen positioning, life, everything's in favor of Armor. Butt slams in favor of Armor.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not an expert here, but if I'm a coach, I say you should butt slam until he dies. Basically the strat there. Oh wait, maybe you should just keep butt slamming.
X hand safe on block, but not your turn. Counter hit. Level 3. Trying to cash out early. I respect it.
I think also having a drive gauge advantage as Marissa, wow, just headbutted out of the drive rush. Having a drive gauge advantage as Marissa is a big deal. Like she can just strip drive gauge.
Yeah, target combo into Gladius, Gladius in general, heavy punches. Like her normals do so much to your drive gauge.
Yeah, especially if you don't know how to perfect parry them and stuff. Like if you're not looking for them to parry them, it's a big factor.
It's pretty tough to anti-air with Marissa against Honda. This sort of environment especially. Like, it's just hard in general. But if you're looking for headbutts, you're looking for EX hands or whatever, butt slam, and then boom, there's a jump in. Marissa does not have the easiest convenient anti-airs. Though they are good, they're a bit slow, and you have to be prepared to do something like jump medium punch.
I like what we're seeing here from Stans. He's played like a very solid, kind of thoughtful game plan against Honda so far. And like, that's kind of not the approach I was expecting. Because, you know, it's not really Marissa's forte, I think. But like, the way he's played this has been perfect, I think.
I think the best Marissa players are like that. They look for the whiff punishes, they're patient, and they find their moments to really abuse the opponent's drive gauge and eventually sprinkle in the command grab. And then it's like, oh, this character's actually pretty good, huh? Even though, you know, she's not the best tournament character, but she got some moves. And in this level, it doesn't matter.
That's kind of what that's what you see with her, particularly at a high, wow, what a challenge. Particularly at a high level, but from what we saw from his game plan earlier, he was trying to go in there and play the game, you know? So this stylistic approach has been really surprising and impressive for me.
I wonder if a lot of the players went into this thinking like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do all the mix-ups, I'm gonna do all the combos, and then so often we see the gameplay slow to like a screeching halt and just being patient and looking for the right hits.
Yeah, I think, you know, that's kind of how it's funny, but like that's how the game is once it starts to develop a bit, right? And it slows down a bit, but it's rare to see it slow down this early. With stakes here especially, I think like people are going to play a lot more cautious, you know.
True. It's like the first match feels like an opener. Like you're just gathering data, getting to know how people play, what to work on. But they have been scrapping, like really looking for it.
I love this mid-range that we're seeing here too. This is now potentially one-hit game either way.
Yep, Amour's on the back foot. This round is in favor of Stans.
There it is, and
man.
you know, I'm really impressed with how Stans played this whole set. I feel like his decision making and play in general there was top to bottom real solid. Like there's not a lot of notes, I feel like, from watching that.
Yeah, maybe people forgot about Marissa's stand medium punch. It's really good. It's got a good hitbox on it. Bufferable. You got the target combo on top of it. It's really good to just throw out there, and if it interacts with something, boom, Marissa gets started.
Yeah. That's definitely a well-played set from him. It ends his day positive as well. He's 3-2 now in the round robin on the first day. One thing I think for all the players, especially the modern players against Marissa, is learning to block medium, and then answering with like a reversal of some kind, like a level 1, a level or an EX move or something, might help a lot of them for the next time they run into him.
Yeah. And general calmness too. Just if you block something, just accept it. Like you don't always have to answer with a reversal super. Just take the chip and then reset the situation and figure out why it happened in the first place.
Yeah.
It's good to guess your way out of it, but understanding why things happen in the first place is really the key to stopping it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And like for a lot of people, it's an important thing to recognize because, you know, like the need to feel like after they do something, I must do something. It's hard to break. You know what I mean? Like you do something, me get something, right? It doesn't feel fair if it's not that way, I think, for a lot of people.
Right. Oh, Robbie Rotten right back in there. The silent giant.
I love Coney doing whiff stand heavy kick, whiff like forward heavy kick, sweep. Like he did every heavy kick Ryu has besides back heavy kick, back to back to back to back.
Ay ay ay. The will to drive impact. Nice neutral jump from Coney.
Oh, I like the idea that he just tried there. Drive impact again, not quite on the wall, but the next one is going to be a stun here on the wall unless there's a super.
Right. Super may even kill if they do it. The throw comes out. Oh, did they bait it? No.
You know what I love? The way Coney played that. He did like jab, 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 fireball, immediate jump kick. Like it was like the most old man Ryu play of all time. And I like seeing that in his gameplay. I think the big thing he needs to do is just refine for like modern decision makings a little bit more. Not modern control, but like how people... Oh, the Coney cash out? There it is.
Okay. Now, will he play it patient enough and recover his burnout, or is he going to get right back in there? You know, the Oki's not so great on reuse level 3, so he may be forced to just slow it down a little bit. The sweep coming out, speaking of old school moves.
Nice.
Ooh.
Everything about that was textbook. That was good. Oh. 3S?
But to do the Kara uppercut.
Yeah, Kara, the second DP. What the heck?
Oh, again? Is he going to spend it again? He does?
That's his combo. This is my combo. Oh, he tried the early jump heavy kick again there.
All right, he's got the reversal level 1. Sweep again. Actually gets punished. Robbie Rotten on top of things.
This kind of a game plan, I think, is very annoying to fight when you're playing like a grappler like Manon, you know, where you have to be a bit respectful about how your opponent wants to approach and stuff. And then he's doing this kind of stuff. Although this, unless there's a drop, this should be the kill here. Raw level 3, good choice.
Ooh, right into it.
Yeah, quite smart, I think. And like the way Coney plays, I think, is not an easy thing to deal with when you're Manon trying to walk him down, you know?
Right. When I see Robbie Rotten doing down medium punch drive rush buffered in neutral, I'm like, if I were the coach, I'd be like, we have a problem. We gotta
SOS.
Funny enough, Ryu doing a random sweep can solve it, even though it is obviously very risky, especially that Robbie knows how to punish it on block. But it can be a solution to something like that.
Yeah, the punishes haven't been so bad. Honestly, these DIs have also been working a lot. Oh my god. Oh, resets for extra damage on the Coney cash out.
America.
You know, that's how it goes sometimes. Does he wake up super is the real question. Oh, I wonder if he tried it there. He got hit low. Oh, his Coney cash out.
All right, both players burnt out. Is it going to be a command grab? He's going to back off a little bit. The sweep comes out. Is he gonna chip him out?
Oh my god.
Medium kick.
Didn't even need the chip. Yeah, that's something that is very good that I wonder if they'll get Coney to tap into is like jab into Hashogeki and a jab into Hashogeki when you're in opponents and burnout is so good.
Anti-air jump medium kick. I like it. It's not even an air to air. It's an anti-air just in that whole motion.
Yeah. It's such a like I've played Street Fighter before and these are my ways kind of a decision.
Seeing all these sweeps makes me think he's gonna activate V-trigger off of them.
Sweet V-trigger time. Uh-oh, this got a little dangerous all of a sudden. Okay, that was minus probably on hit, I think.
I feel that if Coney had more structured offense, he would be winning right now.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right that his ideas and intuition are good. It's just learning how to like formulate everything in a way that's just do these 5 good moves, you know?
What a command grab on that neutral jump. Robbie Rotten is looking quite dastardly. Oh, the ticket. Yep, that is structured offense.
Mm-hmm. That's the difference right there. I think you're absolutely right. Coney kind of thrives on like doing that same kind of thing himself. He's very good at like learning a flowchart and running the flowchart. That's kind of how he did things in Tekken. He just understood that like these are the moves that work. Like you do these moves to beat these things, and I run these 5 options, and that's all I need to do. I think learning that kind of thing in Street Fighter would help him go a long way.
Yeah, there's a lot of gaps to be filled with his gameplay, but I can see him leveling up like quite a bit if I mean, he's already hitting a pretty big combo. He knows the right moments to do big damage, and he's thriving, even though he's in burnout after that. So if you see him starting to do combos where he doesn't put himself in burnout, and then he's able to generate offense more, you might have a dangerous opponent on your hands.
If he could do the Coney cash out with like a little less cash out, you know what I mean? Just like the Coney cash, right? He doesn't need the whole cash out. He just needs a sprinkle less so he can save some drive gauge to do it again.
Save the farm, maybe use a few bales of hay, and then, start the work, keep the farm.
Yeah, exactly. We don't gotta spend it all in one place. All right.
The Coney cap.
The Coney cap. Just that part, that's all he needs. So, Bald Icon, by the way, record incredibly good so far. He's the
I swear to gosh darn it.
He's about to go 5-0 potentially.
If he does go 5-0, I'm gonna write a nasty worded letter to him.
Ko's record though 2-2, also looking solid, and Huntress is 3-1. I'm assuming her loss was to Shan. I don't know if that's happened, or that must have been the loss considering he's undefeated.
Get him coefficient. Show him. Yeah, look at that mix up. Yeah. Next beat. Oh, the perfect parry from Bald Icon. What's he gonna do with the plus range? Finds the Sobak kick, gets the offense off with the medium punch. He's working in there, backing off, creating space. His drive gauge is too low though. Aki has been burnt out. Does the sequence. Oh, now medium punch not quite good. Still in burnout corners. The heavy kick comes out. He might just die to chip.
Yeah.
Press out of it. Not good enough.
One thing is, I don't know if Ko knows that DJ's level 1's not invuln. So like he could have checkmated there. But either way, his play around it was smart.
Wow. What an uppercut.
Oh, that almost anti-air. That forward medium kick from DJ hits out of the air pretty high.
Yep. And that really is something I want to also emphasize with DJ. His level 1 super, not invincible. His level 2 super is slow. So in like the reversal department as far as supers, DJ is actually really weak.
Yeah, and not being able to level 1 to save your drive gauge and level 2 being slow is so brutal for so many different kinds of interactions. As we see, okay, this should be a punish. Yeah, as we see the first game here go to coefficient, and his defense, his EX flash kick is excellent, but yeah, the other aspects of his game is pretty rough.
Right back in there, no pause, no reason for concern. Bald Icon's probably like, nah, I got this. Let me cook.
Nice. I love that back heavy kick just to check him.
2 hitting move, confirmable. Go into the OD fireball, get some plus frames, I think.
Oh, she tried to dive through and it actually got caught in the active frames there.
This that space is pretty tough for Aki. It's not a whole lot of options. He does have to walk up and block just a little bit to get some zoning off on DJ, and that's gonna be it off of the perfect parry. One more round for Bald Icon, aka Allshin. Wow.
Yeah, I like that is a good point about Aki. Her anti-fireball game is actually it's weird. Like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's kind of bad. You know, like there's a bit of both. I think in her gameplay.
Right. She has to be the one who is fireballing and put the OD fireball out. But as you know, DJ, he can do his OD fireball and fire it right back at her. So it's a tough choice to make.
Yeah, his EX fireball is nightmarish to deal with. This is really, really, really good. Oh my, his guesses here on these have been really good. Oh, he burns himself out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh. I think he dies if he gets a drive impact. Okay.
Oh, he's got the moves, and that I think will do it if he finishes the rest of it.
Oh, that was scary.
You know, I think it's because of my coaching in the first slam. He's doing so well now. That's what I'm gonna cry in a corner about.
Yeah, exactly. The reason it didn't happen last slam is because it took time for your coaching to sit in his brain.
Yeah, I planted the seeds. It just took a while, and here we are.
Nice. I like that Oki from Ko. One thing about him is I think he's really good at running offense. He like understands offense and like defensive tendencies from players quite well. So like when he has offense going, he knows like this is how you're feeling, this is how you're thinking, this kind of stuff. He has really smart decision making, I think, once he gets going.
Yeah, he's confident sometimes to a fault, but most of the time to his favor.
And set point now for Ko. Looking pretty solid. Whoa. I wonder if that was for positioning or an accident. Oh, that sucks. A little bit of a drop.
Wow, finds a drive rush down medium kick, converts, but doesn't fit he doesn't hit the whole combo.
And gets the bait. He could have done stand heavy punch there, I think, but for safety, he did Sobot. Nice check. Wow.
Got the moves, the boomer maneuvers.
That was a really impressive check because, like, at that range, oh no, at that range, it's really, really easy to like not, you know, just like try to walk up throw and then he does driver's jab and he gets caught. But this spot for Sham here is brutal. He's got to super out correctly, basically, or deal with the chip and nice anti-air. That's going to be it. So the first loss for Sham here. He didn't go undefeated on the day after a very, very strong start.
Still an impressive record, and I feel like that was so close. You never know what's going to happen in the next time they meet up with each other.
Yeah, definitely. He's been the one on this team that's looked most consistent so far, so that's definitely a big one. And we'll have to see because I think each of the divisions has someone who is or is pretty close to going undefeated. And that would have been Sham if he won that very match there. So now no undefeated player in the top seed division. We'll see if JB wins, then there will be an undefeated coach in his match, but he's got to play right now. I think he's fighting Nephew, so.
Ooh. I'm kind of hoping for the no undefeated player.
There's definitely an undefeated first and second and third seed, but not an undefeated fourth seed. And so far, we'll have to see about the coaches. And yeah, for someone asking, someone asked about Coefficient's record, but he was he went 3-2 overall.
Looking like a tight race. This is probably the last match, is it not?
Yeah, this will be our last match, and then afterwards we'll have a final tally of the whole day. And scores are pretty close so far. There's quite a few teams that are in the running, and like obviously the next round robin, within 2 matches the entire thing could flip because of how the points are. So how it goes. So Chokote up against Brian.
Ooh. I can tell you in my experience playing Terry, this matchup seems unwinnable until you start using more medium power waves to challenge her mid-range.
Yeah.
But let's see how Brian F solves it.
Definitely looks like it can be pretty tough. I think in general, you know, for Terrence, there's like weird ranges where his buttons don't feel quite right, but the medium power wave and Burn Knuckle solve a lot of those little gaps in his, you know, kind of pokes and pressure.
Exactly, and I'm not sure how fine-tuned Brian F's Terry is, but it's really tough. And I guess a player like Chokote, if you're not like on fire, it's gonna be an uphill battle.
Nice. I like the spaced out Burn Knuckles. So far, Brian's spacing on it has been good, and he hasn't been perfect parry just yet, which is a big factor, right?
Drive gauge management looks good too. It was in favor of Brian F, especially if you get that combo in. Drive reversal's not that bad. Both meters are about the same. Nice zoning with the power waves. And Chokote does not have a stock, so it is a good opportunity for Brian F to just keep poking away at that drive gauge. And now Chokote is burnt out.
Yeah, he's won this neutral just on like I think really. Oh, that's a miss. He tried to walk back and hit medium or heavy kick there, and he got the power or the tackle instead.
Right on cue with the commentator's curse. He's won this neutral power charge.
On accident, it happens. Nice block. Chokote, good defense here, and now Brian's burnt instead.
Man, this is what I mean with having a fine-tuned Terry. He had so many plus frames off of the heavy punch power wave. Then he goes for the target combo and doesn't really quite cancel it to get the, save himself because they're in burnout. You have a lot of time to do stuff that you normally couldn't do.
Corner position
Not a
now.
bad first round.
Yeah, I think the way Brian played that though, and things like that, right? Just not quite as familiar with his character, and he's still working on the Terrence. I think it's not a bad character choice, but clearly it's gonna take him some time.
And I just want to say the backdashes from Chokote are clerical. I don't know how he's backdashing so much and getting rewarded for it.
Oh my, you're kidding me.
No. I almost said the zoomer thing. No shot.
I'm putting up a breadstick on the board. Damn, he's good. He just threaded the needle there in burnout, looking like a scary position potentially, and then he just sneaks in a nice little crouch medium punch, gets the job done.
Man, Chokote, wait till your lower back starts hurting. Let's see if you can still do some jab level type too.
We'll see in a few years how solid he looks.
You get some creaky knees.
Oh, nice. Wow. And the first time you don't drive reversal, he takes advantage like that.
There's a lot of tricks you can do in this matchup as Terry, and I don't think Brian F knows most of them. Like the level 1 super, you can use it to, like if she does down heavy punch and charges up her wind stock with the attack, you could level 1 super in between it. Ah, man, it's just, it's so hard. Because you're playing against one of the best Lily players without the information of how to really fight against Lily with Terry.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty tough.
His level 1 super is one of the best level 1s in the game. Particularly because it's so fast, right? It's extremely fast, has really good travel time, and you can punish so many things like the interaction you just mentioned with it. He has tons of stuff like that. And that kind of like little detailed knowledge is pretty hard to know without like an extensive time with him, I think.
Yeah, you need it. Right there, you can use level 1 super because it doesn't matter if she's charging it or holding onto it or whatever. It'll just punish it. But stuff. Yeah. I expect Brian F is more likely to pick J. He should pick JP. What is he doing?
I said the same thing. I think he should be a JP player this patch, but I don't know how fresh his JP is. Even Ed, I think, honestly. I know his Ed is rusty, but same feeling.
This matchup is totally winnable as Terry, but if you don't know it, it's definitely the kind of matchup. If you don't know this matchup, it looks like it's bad for Terry.
Nice block on the overhead. He stood up like even before Chokote did it. Oh man, that positioning is so brutal. So Chokote is going to end the day 3-2. Good record for him overall. And I think, what's it called? We'll have to see how Shine's match looks. I think he's playing Diaphone. But Diaphone's also 2-2. Him and Chokote both at the start of this. So that's the end for them. So nicely played there. And a big dub to Team Chokote there. They needed those points, I think. We can get an updated look at how the points are looking for round robins. And also check in. I'll check real quick if the other coaches' matches are happening. They might be right now. Let's take a look.
Spy on their stream. Take a look-see.
Yeah, I'm going to pop open some of these other streams real quick. It looks like Nephew versus JB is happening as we speak. So let me pull that up. Yeah. Close my Discord stream. Grab this JB stream.
I
can close Street Fighter actually now that I think about it. All right, cool. Let me pop this open. Take a look.
Oh, you're on the Capcom Fighters channel too? Nice.
Yeah, that means you're on the Capcom Fighters channel.
Oh, low forward drive rush.
Throw low forward drive rush. Give Jamie a buff right now. Do we know the score? Do we know the score in this, by the way, chat? I'm watching on JB's stream right now. Nephew's up around. I don't know what the score is overall. Oh, nice confirm. 0-0, they say. Okay. This is for JB to be undefeated overall in the day, or Nephew can go 4-1. I like heavy kick.
It's just one round.
Yeah, just one round. I liked heavy kick a lot there from JB because you know when the opponent's cornered, heavy kick catches a lot of different things. You can catch them jumping, you can catch them trying to wiggle their way out. It has a lot of range, so you kind of don't expect it sometimes.
Yeah, and especially it'll do damage to their drive gauge even if they just block it. It's a heavy attack. Gonna do a better exchange there. And Nephew takes it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, JB is listening to his team while he plays. Actually, I just realized. I know Shine always muted because he didn't want his VTubers to yap at him.
Getting roasted the peanut gallery.
The peanut gallery is talking smack.
I have a good feeling about Shine this season. I think he's gonna go pretty far with his team.
Yeah, his team,
and he is a good. He's very good. He can pull through and get some wins too. Obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say not only is he a world-class player, but his team is like good, and they're all happy to be there. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
I think that goes a long way.
Quick round. It was like 2 sentences discussing Shine, and then JB runs away with it.
Yeah. Oh, I like the back heavy kick there. I wonder if he's looking for backdash maybe. Nice. Good little stagger.
Oh, here comes the. Oh man, when jury players say their throw isn't good, I just gotta. I don't get any okie full screen. Well, you put me in the corner with it. What do you want?
Oh, kicked it in. Mixed time. Nice fuzzy block there from Nephew. Also, Diaphone beat Shine. So I think his record is 3-2 for the day. He lost to JB and I think probably Chokote then.
And Diaphone's coming back with a vengeance.
I thought he would do well. When he messaged me, I was like, "Yo, should I grind? I'm trying to be a beast." And I was like, "All right, he's taking this serious."
Like, let me know. We doing this or what? It's already giving you the power move.
Oh, he missed his crouch medium kick there. That sucks.
Oh, devastating! He tried to connect off of that down light punch.
Yeah, he did crouch jab, counter hit, crouch medium kick. Really common counter hit confirmed for Rashid, right? So.
Yeah, there's like 2 approaches you can do against Jury's Fireball. You can walk away from it, or you can walk into it, so she has less advantage. And JB walking backwards, just leave me alone. Let's see what you do.
And this matchup, that jump heavy punch from Jury is a real problem, by the way. Oh, this might actually be enough. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think you're right.
Wait. I think he's alive.
Maybe when it's like at half the drive gauge, if it's a critical art, it's gonna kill. But in this situation, regular super, maybe not. But so far ahead, Nephew is.
Yeah, and no level 2 for JB means this is really hard. Oh, he tried to light kick to beat the fireball there. He's out of burnout though. This is really hard for JB now. Oh no!
He was so close to getting the win button, the whirlwind level 2.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate that the eagle spike just landed into the fireball.
Yeah. So that means that him and Nephew both end the day 4-1.
Did you see the poop eating grin that Nephew had? Like, barely your reaction. Like, oh.
I'm sure.
He got hit by the fireball.
I'm sure. Dude, he was fighting Coefficient. He was helping him learn for the slam, and he perfect parried each hit of the Cruel Fate. So like the stabby stab move, he went boom, 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 and he's just smiling like, that was pretty good, right? And I'm like, bro, why you gotta be toxic? Like, I don't know. He's just something else. But here's the end results for the day in case you guys are curious. You can check them out here. They're being updated. And if you do exclamation point score, you can find this for yourself. Team Shine, very, very clean performance. Ends the day with a really impressive 48 points with Team Chokote not too far behind. And the rest of the teams, very scrappy in terms of points. Like, it's all quite close. In those points, you have to remember with everything being 5 points a pop for the next one, you know, looking a little dangerous out there for everybody else. So I'm curious to see how it works and how it shakes down. Cool. And individual records that are, and you know, everything's going to be put in still. There's some that are not all the way in there yet, but individual records that are quite worth calling out, I think, for the first day is 5-0 for Robbie in his division, 4-1 for both Huntress and Sham, who are the top 2 in their division last time. Very, very close between them. And then this is also this new division here, right? Asa 5-0, which is a beastly sight, and Shoomimi 5-0 for Team Shine.
Jeez. And even with that close set against Gumio, I don't know. I don't know if Gumiho is going to be able to like find the answers to like get some kind of victory from that. And I gotta say, Team Unk, y'all hit me up if y'all need some side coaching. Let me know. I got you back. I'm right here. I'll have my rocking chair ready.
I think you would vibe well with basically all of them. I think your coaching style is good. Especially, I think you should do a session with Coney. I think you're the right man for the job to get in there and teach him. I don't know if you know in Tekken he had the 5 moves of doom. I think you could help him find that. He literally.
I'm already a fan.
He did 5 moves. Like that's all he did the whole time. And if you could find the 5 moves of doom for him, I think he could find a lot of success.
I'll write that in my Google Docs.
5
moves of doom.
Yeah, and it was fun having you on here. I appreciate you stopping by to do commentary for the whole first day. It's I think always a fun time to jump on and chit chat.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I mean, my commentary experience. If I were to put my resume, it'd be like, 3 years ago, I commentated Third Strike one time, but I appreciate you giving me the trust and actually allowing me to, get more experience with it too, because I would like to do more commentary for more events. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I appreciate that, and thank you for having me.
I, as someone who does a little commentary myself, would heavily recommend you. I think you're naturally good on the mic. You know the players, and for something like this, you're the perfect person to have on, right? Because you're familiar with everybody on here, familiar with the format. You know what's going down. So it's a good time to have you on. So I'll let you hit the hay here. Is there any final thoughts you have before I sign off with the gamers?
Typically not. When people say, "Would you like to plug something? What's your YouTube?" I'm like, y'all have a nice day. I appreciate y'all having me. So you can find me. It's right there. But once again, thank you very much. This is something that I get to review, and I can, review the tapes, and I can get better at it myself. And I once again, I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate this event that you're putting on too. So,
yeah,
thank you.
It's lovely to have you on. And what's it called? You will also be doing coaching with a bunch of the people I'm sure on here as well, especially because 4 people are going to want to coach, like stuff from their coach tonight and tomorrow. And that's only 1 human, right? With 4 bodies. So it's pretty likely, I think, you'll be coaching people on or off stream in the next day or 2 here that are going to need some help. And then same thing for Saturday. So best of luck out there. Sure. Thanks for joining me. Chat, say bye to Automatic. And I appreciate you jumping on.
Appreciate you. Have a good night.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Alrighty, gamers. So that does it for us. This is me here. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by our first round robin. Again, in case you missed everything that happened on our first little guy here on our first thing, let me grab it for you all. The exclamation point score will give you an updated look at how everything's going. So it looks like this. Exclamation point score, check it out. Of course, this is what this is looking like here. At the end of this, we're going to get this all updated for you at the very end of the day. And look, if there's something wrong with the form, if you're like, actually this person won this one and that one and this one and whatever, it'll get updated, okay? Just report to RTOs and we'll get this all updated and together. So this is what everything looks like. Let me get rid of my camera real quickly. You can see that things are still updating, but Team Chokote and Team Shine neck and neck at the top. 3-way tie with JB, Diaphone, and Nephew at the end of the day. So things are pretty close around there. In fact, tomorrow, or on Friday rather, there's only a 2 or 3 win deficit between most of the teams here. Pretty spooky. So that's like a very scary spot to be, obviously, for all these teams. Very, very close. So we're going to have additional coaching tonight and tomorrow. Keep an eye on everybody's streams. I'm sure that they'll be like live trying to get coaching for everybody like that. And if you don't know, I talked about it earlier, but we have a couple of awesome prizes for everybody who is going to be on here. First of all, top 2 teams, as I'm sure you all know, get an awesome trip to Tokyo, Japan, where they will fight the Japanese influencers who are learning Street Fighter in a Reject Fight Night cross Sajam Slam battle, which should be, I think, really fun. This will be a good time. I think everybody will have a good vibe. Like, this is going to be awesome, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And we also have an awesome Victrix controller to give away. A lot of you were asking about this earlier. If you haven't seen it yet, Victrix has an awesome controller that they're giving out. It looks like this. Wow. I have the controller. It's really nice. I would highly recommend it. It's called the Victrix Pro KO. It's swappable, customizable, very fancy, very nice, PlayStation compatible. Would highly recommend. Is it too loud? Sorry. But this thing's awesome. I'm a big fan of this. This is the current lever list that I've been using. They're going to be giving these away to the top 2 teams. The top 2 teams get one of these bad boys. They're really, really nice. They just came out like literally this month. And I think it's one of 2 primary options that are leverless, PlayStation compatible with PS5 things that you can do. So like highly recommend it. It's very, very, very cool, very awesome. You should scoop one up if you haven't already. And hey, my face. And whoop, I appreciate Victrix working with the events. Very nice. Check it out. And thanks to everybody for stopping by for the first day of the Slam. Friday, we'll be back. And Friday will be round robin number 2. Same format you saw today with slightly different order. More points on the line. And then Sunday will be our bracket day, which is always the big spooky one. So bracket day is going to be happening Sunday. Thanks everybody for checking out the stream and tuning in and doing all that awesome stuff. I'll send you gamers on your way for our first night. Do we know who's going to stay online in here and like keep streaming? Let's see. I'll send you guys on your way. I think Team Shine is currently in the lead, right? So maybe that's where I'll send all you gamers. Is he going to stay on? I don't know if he's going to stay on or not. But you guys can go bother him. So tell him I said what up. And nice job getting carried by his whole stream or his whole team the whole time. Enjoy your afternoon and evening, everybody. I'll catch you guys around for tomorrow. And then Friday will be our round robin. It should be a good one. See you all there. He got carried the whole time. Make sure you remind him that in the chat room. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. And have a lovely afternoon, evening, gamers. I'll catch you all around.